There are creatures science refuses to recognize. But new technology makes us question what is real. If our eyes see it.
My name's Quirk Chungus.
If our cameras capture it.
On the fucking night radio.
Does it exist?
You jerk me off, I'll jerk you off.
To a realm where fact meets fiction. Science meets legend.
Oh my god, what the
where
fuck?
nightmares come to life.
Oh my god, it's worse! Oh my god, it's so much worse!
So you remember how we were looking? I was looking for the moment where like Deed admits to beating her partner. And dude, I'm so fucking glad I have this like weird thing where I need to like rewatch my streams back in case I missed anything. Cause this totally fucking flew over my head. Dude, she says it right here.
Stuff.
Hold on. She says it right here.
So regardless, I have been accused of committing domestic violence against my partner. It is heartbreaking hearing people, both strangers and...
I almost forgot, dude. I played this whole thing at 2x speed. This fucking bitch talks slow as fuck.
The most physical I ever get with Michael is when I am having very bad mental episodes.
She says it right there. She says it right there, dude. Oh my god. She just straight up admits it. She just straight up admits it. I cannot believe these people accuse me of physically abusing my partner. The most physical I've ever gotten is when I beat my partner when I'm having a mental episode. Jesus Christ. Oh my god, bro. Unreal. Damnation Donnie.
It's time we talk about the man who started all of this. We need to talk about Donnie.
Wasn't it not what it was Donnie who started this? Wasn't it kind of Avi technically? Or he started the thread? There's another disclaimer? How is there another disclaimer? What the fuck? Okay, so we're at 4 hours in. The other video was, how long was the other video? 7 hours. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 11 hours in, and you're now giving another disclaimer. Oh my lord, bro. Jesus Christ. In this following segment, we will be debunking and disproving Donnie has outwardly and knowingly lied about mental disorders and trauma he has claimed to have. Ooh, okay, interesting that we're gonna throw stones in a glass house yet again. Okay, well, we have genuine proof and are explaining this as a means to show Donnie's manipulative and borderline abusive behavior. We do not encourage others to speculate or try. Why not? Why the fuck not, dude? Why is it okay this one time but not no other time? No other time is it okay, except for now, except for this time. We personally knew Donnie at one point. No, you didn't. You had like a Discord like fucking like skewed dumb fuck relationship. Like I don't even know if you could call each other friends. Dude, were people even ever actually friends in the SCC? It feels like the second something is too fucking inconvenient, everyone's got the knives out, stabbing each other in the back and shit. Jesus. We genuinely believe he has we genuinely believe he has mental disorders and has trauma that is legitimate. However, it doesn't negate the lies he has spun to paint himself as a perpetual victim. Dude, it's just so ironic. We do not condone harassment in any form, blah, blah. Okay.
Disclaimer.
Again.
We have reached the last and most important individual regarding the allegations. The person who started it all. We might be surprised, given all the things that Musha did, but Musha was not the mastermind behind all this. Rather, Musha, given the hatred he already had towards me, was merely given the fuel that he needed for his own self-righteous savior complex.
Hold on, I don't want
And
to
what better way to feel that savior complex than by someone who is always and continues to be the perpetual victim?
How do you say this and like have no self-awareness? How do you say this and have no self? You quite literally throughout this entire video never admitted to doing anything wrong. You even justified beating your partner. You even justified beating your fucking partner. How do you say this and just the irony not? And not be afraid that like God is gonna strike you with fucking lightning for saying something so fucking hypocritical. Jesus Christ, dude. Yeah, Donnie's a fucking little bitch weirdo, but I mean,
I'm going to outright say this. I was not expecting it to be Donnie. Donnie was the
that's how
last
it's gonna
person
deport
I
to
thought
Russia.
who would do this to me, given that one of the things that we talked about during our friendship was our trauma.
Was trauma- this I don't know how to describe it. It's just someone decided to drop a content nuke and kind of exploded themselves up in the process.
Knew a lot of things about me more than anyone. Second closest to Michael,
This is part 3 of my stream. This is technically part 2.
actually, when it came to
So-
sharing my trauma. So, suffice to say, he knows my insecurities, my fears.
Also, I still got work today, so I'm not gonna be streaming like long fucking hours. I got to leave at 9, and it's 3 right now.
My triggers, and overall, he knows how to hurt me and make it really hurt. I know there are individuals who know
Yeah.
Donnie who are not going to believe us, because Donnie has convinced people that he is innocent.
Because you've done nothing but lie and like over exaggerate and like self victimize throughout this entire video.
Always and forever, that he can do no wrong. But I implore you to keep watching, because the truth of the matter is, Donnie has you all fooled. Donnie is not as innocent as you think he is.
Literally no
Donnie knew
self
what he was doing
awareness.
throughout the entirety of all this. In fact, he knew what he was doing was wrong, and he did not care, because he knew he could get away with it, as he nearly did.
Let's get the obvious.
Like just to be clear, all Donnie did was just gossip. Just to be clear, all he did was just gossip about these people. And there were plenty of times where even in this video series or whatever the fuck you want to call it, where Deed shows herself reaching out to Donnie and just trauma dumping and trying to dictate how he approaches certain subjects, like the whole kinning thing. Like I can imagine Donnie is like completely fucking frustrated, and he's the one who like led this whole entire thread in the Cloud Palace. Like, dude, it's so fucking dumb. Can't wait to be more forsake sad voices. Yeah, dude, fucking high kicking.
Stuff out of the way. Donnie is the one who created this thread in the first place. Donnie was even the one to title it Silver Significant Other, and Donnie was aware and complicit to many of the abhorrent actions and words said in this thread. Let's recap. Donnie was completely aware that Scarlet had outed Deed's trauma in the Cloud Palace because he responded to it and went as far as downplaying it himself. He also agreed with Scarlet when she said that I deserved better. In fact, he
Actually, I disagree with that. You deserve her. You deserve her, you little fucking worm. Disgusting worm.
stated that he wanted me to leave Deed and was even willing to help me if I ever did leave her. And when others insisted that I should break up with Deed, he was there agreeing with it. He was perfectly fine with people doing this. Hell, he was even partially okay with Slayer making that commentary on Deed's playlist description.
Dude, I don't understand. Dude, I actually want to know. Cause she says that the only time she ever gets physical in relation to the topic of abuse, the only time she's ever gotten physical with Silver was when she's having a BPD crash out. That needs to be clarified. That needs to be fucking clarified by Silver. It's like, does she beat you? Do you think that is justified? Oh, it's okay that she beats me because she's having a BPD crash out. Dude. This part too? Dude.
The reason I say partially is because he just wasn't 100% sure, but he could have been 70, 80, 90.
Quick comment on the Turkey Tom. The Turkey Top allegations. From what I've seen, I mean, there could be more, but the exes sound fucking crazy, jilted, looking for attention. I mean, they went to Kiwi Farms to warn the women of Texas. That doesn't make any fucking sense. Tom could absolutely be like a sex weirdo guy, but I mean, like, I don't know if he's into age play. That's yet to be proven. Because again, like I said in the Discord, right? Like, Kai apparently has an age play fetish. That doesn't mean that Tom engaged with it, because I had a partner who had a piss kink and I fucking sure as shit did not engage with that. I did not fucking engage with that. That was like a line. I'm like, no, I'm not gonna do that. That's fucking gross. But so we don't know. We don't know.
80% sure with it still. Just not 100. Donnie said absolutely nothing when it came to Yoon claiming they knew me and Deed's sex life. In fact, was perfectly fine with Yoon mocking Deed's skin.
He probably did know your sex life. Deed overshares constantly, bro.
Tone to the point where he too found it funny. Donnie said absolutely nothing, therefore was perfectly fine with Jace calling Deed derogatory names and making comments about my genitals. Speaking of genitals, when Avi made the guff,
This is okay. We're retrying.
nothing, therefore was perfectly fine with Jace calling
this
Deed
the same
derogatory
comment?
names and making comments about.
Silver can't stop thinking with his dick for that. Oh my god.
my genitals. Speaking of genitals, when Avi made the goth pussy comment, Donnie was right there in chat. He was fine with it. In fact, he said absolutely nothing when it came to Avi.
Again, you said nothing about George Raccoon. That is the thing that destroys your ability to complain about anything.
In general making sexist comments. And then, of course, there's Musha. Donnie let Musha slide with practically everything he did, partially because he just, again, didn't care. I mean, why would he care, given that Musha did his dirty work for him by outing a lot of this stuff to the public? Remember how Musha outed Deed's trauma both in the Cloud Palace and publicly on Twitter? And how he also revoked Deed's anonymity in the Rachel document? Well, Donnie did not care that Musha did this. Donnie said nothing, therefore was fine with Musha calling Deed a nobody. Donnie said nothing when Musha vague tweeted about Deed and mocked her CSA trauma. Donnie said nothing, therefore was fine with Musha saying that I am—
So if we're taking Donnie's, like, silence as him agreeing or as him being okay with that having have happened, then I suppose you were okay with George preying on minors in the SEC.
essentially dating Rachel. And Donnie said nothing.
Like, why shouldn't I think that? This is your standard. This is your fucking standard. That because Donnie didn't outwardly call out Musha in this fucking thread, that he must agree with what Musha did, then you must be okay with, like, how does that tracks? That totally fucking tracks. Why would that not track?
Therefore was fine with Musha saying the cycle was going to repeat for me. Donnie did not intervene at all. Donnie did not stop Musha for saying any of the vile shit that he said. In fact, the only thing Donnie said in terms of Musha's public outbursts was that he agreed that I needed a confrontation, yet says Musha shouldn't have tagged me in that Twitter thread? Sure, Donnie, because that makes sense. Also, apparently, it's perfectly fine in Donnie's eyes for Musha to compare my partner to Rachel, bring up Chris Taylor's name when he has nothing to do with this, hint at what Avi did to
Who the fuck cares, man?
Deed, out Deed's literal childhood trauma without her consent, and just completely run a smear campaign on my partner. Musha shouldn't have tagged me, but it was perfectly fine for him to treat my partner like that. Okay. Oh, and let's not forget that Donnie said that it was, quote, valid for Musha to call Deed a fascist. Now, there is a reason—
She acts like one, bro. She acts like fucking, like, little goth BPD girly Adolf Hitler, dude.
why I'm listing this all out. For one, as a refresher, we've been doing this for a while. But two, I needed to be crystal clear to people that Donnie is 100% responsible for this. I know there's going to be people saying he's not responsible for these people's actions, nor words, except no.
He's 100% responsible for everything. Everything Musha did, everything Avi did, everything. He's responsible for everything.
He is. You want to know why? It's because he is the sole reason people had a hatred towards Deed. He is the sole
No other reason. No other reason at all. No other reason in the fucking world why anybody would hate Deed. Yeah. Dude, wait, there's people talking about their personal grievances and their personal experiences with Deed in that thread. How is it Donnie's fault? That makes no fucking sense. These people had those experiences with Deed. Donnie making the thread didn't make them have those experiences. Like, how are you going to lie to me right now?
reason. People believe Deed was an abuser.
Hot topics.
Sure, Musha already disliked Deed, but this thread's creation led Musha to take on this heroic role of taking down the— Hey, how come my wife didn't get a quirky nickname? That seems—
Isn't it weird? Isn't it weird how almost every single fucking person that Deed has ever gotten into contact with, like, or not every single person to be fair, but like the mass majority of people just have something negative to say about her. Something negative to say.
It's unfair. Babe, do you want to come up with one? Regardless, Donnie is the one who created the thread on Deed. He's the one that made all the claims against Deed. Everyone else was either blindly agreeing with Donnie, airing their own issues with Deed, parroting everything that Donnie said about Deed, or just outright bullying or harassing Deed and I behind our backs. And that's the thing right there. Despite the things Donnie said, he didn't care if Deed or I would have been deeply affected by this because it was never about me. The point of this thread's creation—
It's gossip.
wasn't about me. It was never about saving me from an abusive monster. It was about Donnie being a victim. It was always about Donnie. The thread was made 3 days prior to there ever being any accusations regarding me and Deed's relationship. The only reason my name was brought up is because Donnie accused Deed of controlling my friendships. Because
that doesn't mean that things didn't happen behind the scenes. Hold up. Accusations being made publicly, that doesn't mean that those things happened in the past. Those are things that did happen and that you have shown and proven that those things did happen in the past.
Donnie wasn't allowed to be my friend, which was
obviously the point of creating the thread was to like compile everyone's fucking grievances so they could all bitch and complain about this one particular issue.
Untrue. But did you notice? It was about him. It was always about him.
I don't hate gossip bitches. I hate gossip bitches that fucking lie about doing that. That's what I fucking hate. Right? If you're gonna be a gossiping bitch, then own it.
Deed and I have known Donnie for years. We know what Donnie is like, and we know how people treat Donnie. The second Donnie shows any sadness, any depression, the second Donnie says so-and-so was mean to me, everyone rallies behind him, and no one questions Donnie. And that is how Donnie—
Oh. So you're jealous. Okay.
got away with some immoral things within the Cloud Palace. And unlike you, Musha, I fucking know what that word means.
To really drive this point home, I want to bring up Dupa, also known as Bennett, who threatened to kick my shins. I don't entirely hold this over Bennett's head, and the reasoning for this is because Bennett was a minor when this thread was made. It has been confirmed to us that at least 2 minors engaged in this thread, that being Bennett and Libby. Donnie did not stop minors from engaging in this thread. Donnie did not stop Bennett from threatening physical violence.
Wait, whoa. Huh?
That at least 2 minors engaged in this thread, that being Bennett and Libby.
Okay, of all the places in the Cloud Palace for minors to engage with, this is the one I probably cared the fucking least about, right? Because as far as I know, were they talking about anything sexual? I mean, sure, there were like sexual comments like, oh, Silver is too busy thinking with his dick. Like, that's a whatever. Fucking, I don't fucking care about that. There are infinitely worse examples, okay, of kids being in the fucking Cloud Palace, or reasons as to why kids shouldn't be in the fucking Cloud Palace than this. Who fuck, dude? Kids shouldn't have ever been in the Cloud Palace to fucking begin with. Like, I don't know why you're holding against Donnie in particular, right? It was clearly like an accepted thing within that community that, oh yeah, minors were just gonna hang out with adults and that's perfectly fucking fine. That doesn't make it fucking right, but that was what was Donnie's not a moderator. What the fuck was he supposed to do?
Donnie did not stop minors from engaging in this thread. Donnie did not stop
Like, blame Doodletones for all that.
Bennett from threatening physical violence on me. Just as a reminder, serious abuse allegations were made in this thread. Sexual remarks
That you admitted to, just to be clear.
were made in this thread. Serious and complex discussions, such as cults, were talked about in this thread. My childhood sexual assault trauma was talked about in this thread, and minors were free to not only read through it, but to engage in it.
Minors. You don't care. You don't fucking care. You knew George was a pedophile. You let him slink back into the SEC because you personally, were too much of a coward to take a fucking modicum of backlash from the freaks of the Cloud Palace. Like, come the fuck on, bro. Fucking moral fagging over just blatantly being hypocritical. Oh my god, I'm a fucking...
Unlike Donnie, I don't want minors learning about my child's sexual assault trauma.
Why did you tell Truly then? Then why did you tell Truly? What? Truly has a DM message between her and Avi where they talk about her having done that. Dude, why would you tell Truly then? Bro, this Gila guy says so.
I don't want minors knowing anything regarding my childhood, because despite me being a child during that time, no child should go through that, and no child should listen to the horrors that was my childhood, and it is disgusting that people behind my back...
Wouldn't you want, like, awareness to be spread? Deed told Chuli about this when she... Yeah, Chuli said that. Chuli said that on one of her streams. She showed messages between her and Avi where they talked about it when her and Avi were dating.
Did just that. But as I stated, Donnie does not care, because it turns out Donnie frequently did this in the Cloud Palace. Donnie would openly and sometimes even graphically talk about his own trauma that contained serious subject matter such as rape, and even make suicide comments around minors.
You, again, like, I just conveniently leaving out that you literally did that with Truly. And also, she was trying to involve a minor in the making of one of her videos where she's talking about kinks and shit. That was also showed. Wasn't these people trauma dumping on Truly when she was what, dude?
He did not care for the well-being nor safety of minors. We found this information out thanks to members of the courthouse who are currently investigating the Cloud Palace. Here's confirmation through the Doodletones call regarding this.
This all combined with the horrific things we have seen just from a cursory glance, it hasn't even been dug into.
Why would you assume this is about you? Dude, what? Find more dumb stuff for me, thanks. I will try. I'm assuming you already saw the DM that I sent you. Like, yeah, she straight up fucking admits that she beat Silver, bro. Oh my god. Why would you assume this is about you? Am I the drama, dude?
This is a cursory glance of what's in your server. I don't know how this community got as rotten and vile as it did. But I want to be clear to everybody else in here. And I've said this before, I'll say it again. This is your community's one chance of a come to Jesus moment. If you guys do not shape up, I'm going to nuke every person in this community if I need to. Because here's the thing, I'm gonna go ahead and put this out here. Donnie's on that list too. Because they've said some screwy things in that server too. And I'm not gonna...
That doesn't mean that's particularly about you, okay? Donnie apparently has a reputation of not just with you, with many other fucking people. I mean, he was being like somewhat freaky towards fucking Keyblade, but I mean, Keyblade's a fucking freak, so I mean, I don't really care that much about that, but it's like, this guy has a fucking reputation of being a freak, loser, weirdo. Like,
accept any, well, he has trauma for this one. That excuse is done and over with. Dusted. And I don't care how many of you that pisses off.
Contact with Donnie. It's gonna be interesting.
Feel free to come at me whenever you feel the chance to. I'm tired of this. I am genuinely tired of all of you here who are adults, who are in that server or in this community, winking and just being fine with these types of horrific actions and treating people who are quote-unquote annoying, literally worse than predators have been treated in this community.
So yeah, suffice to say, Donnie has done more.
Wait, what did he say? I mean, maybe that actually is in reference to the dude.
Winking and just being fine with these types of horrific actions and treating people who are quote-unquote annoying, literally worse than predators have been treated in this community.
So yeah.
No, that's in reference to so many fucking different things. Hold on. No. Knowing, dude, you could just look at Doodletones' like catalog, like on archive.org, like, and just see, like, no, yeah, there are so many instances of like minors being put on blast way harder than the actual fucking pedophiles in the community, dude. It's insane. For the Vivian video, oh my god, wait, Yen, I almost forgot to tell you. Wait, no, it was during the Aiden shit. Yeah, like, dude, Vivian fucking streamed herself setting themselves on fire, apparently. Dude, oh my god, bro.
Yeah, suffice to say, Donnie...
They essayed Donnie? Wait, what? Oh, Vivian essayed Donnie. Oh, shit. Dude, there are... I don't know... I mean, Lyle's just right there. Like, just annoying people were treated way fucking worse than the actual fucking child predators, like, in the fucking community, right? And I suppose that is a point to Deed. I give that very, very sparingly. I don't know if that's the right terminology, but, like, as far as I've seen, Deed is just an annoying freak. I don't know if they're probably not a fucking child predator, right? But yet they were treated with like such fucking ire and shit. Like, stupid. I can't confirm Vivian. Jesus Christ, dude. That's awful.
Has done more than just make this threat on me. He has done other egregious things around minors and did not care. And it disgusts me that part of that involved.
Vivian also groomed, dude. Oh my. Oh no, that's okay. Yeah, that's Leo. Yeah, hi Leo, dude. Oh my god, this fucking community is full of like the most evil people in the fucking world, dude.
It's my own trauma. I am so sorry to anyone, both of age and underage, who ended up reading my trauma. I didn't want you to know about it. It was talked about without...
How about be sorry, just...
my consent.
Just... It's always about Donnie. It's always about Donnie.
I feel disgusted that my trauma was discussed so openly around people.
That shit was real. For me, I would like to know what I'm referring to. I've heard so many people say Vivian, like, fucking Johnny from Fantastic Four. Forgot the guy's last name. Johnny Flamed. Okay.
Both children and adults who didn't even know me. I know some might see this as an exaggeration, but I genuinely feel violated that Donnie did this. And
oh my god, give me a fucking break, bro.
Donnie should have known better. Because I don't think he would have appreciated it if I went around behind his back and told people about traumatic things he went through as a child. I don't think he would have appreciated that, no.
Didn't she kind of do that? She was posting about A's. I remember this. She had taken A's trauma post. Did she? Wasn't she? God, I remember maybe it wasn't A's. She did do that though. I do remember that coming up where she kind of did. She was accused, Donnie had accused her of spreading someone else's trauma around. She said, actually, no, that didn't happen. And then showed her fucking doing it or something like that, dude. Stupid.
Guys?
Johnny Storm, there you go. Yeah, Johnny Storm.
I think I have a new trigger, but I'm really embarrassed about it.
Question mark.
Silver's girlfriend, every time I see her or she gets mentioned, I feel like panicking really bad.
Oh my god, dude. Oh my god, dude.
Yeah, I can understand why. I'll be sure to respect it.
I've been trying to hold back on saying that she's a trigger.
Just get therapy, bro. Just get fucking therapy, man. Just get fucking therapy, dude. Like, oh my god. At this point, just settle for BetterHelp. I mean, it's not actual therapy. It's scoffed, and I would not trust BetterHelp, right? But at least it's something, dude. Jesus.
God.
I wonder why you would be so embarrassed about it, Donnie. It's almost like you don't have a reason for me
It has so many triggers, it's not even funny.
to be a trigger. Because what I don't understand is that you say, every time I see her or she gets mentioned. By Musha's logic, I'm a nobody, and the person who brought me up the most in the Cloud Palace?
Someone in chat, no, they said it in this video, Midge. They said it in this video that Vivian strained themselves doing it.
Well, that was you, Donnie. So where are you seeing me? Where am I being mentioned? Because there is no way you could see my social media. Because I had you blocked, but you didn't have me blocked. Keep that in mind, because for as much as Donnie claims I'm an abuser, that I abused him so badly that my name alone is a trigger for him, he never once, to this day, has me blocked. If I truly was a trigger for you, Donnie, why didn't you take precautions to avoid me? It's almost like...
He kind of did. I mean, like, at what point... Well, it doesn't fucking matter. I was gonna say, like, at what point did Deed become a trigger, but it doesn't even fucking matter. It's just so pedantic.
Now here's something that I don't understand, Donnie. You know that I'm dating Deed, yet you are adamant to maintain a friendship with me. That doesn't make sense to me. Why would you want to maintain a friendship with someone who is dating the person who abused you so badly that their name alone is a trigger for you? I should not have to keep my relationship away from you. If you are genuinely upset that I ever mentioned Deed in our DMs, for one, you never told me, and for two, she's my partner. I am going to talk about her. Quite frankly, I don't think it's fair for me to have to censor someone who I'm going to be spending
would do the same for Deed,
the rest of my life with around you. How would you feel, Donnie, if I told you you were never allowed to bring up any of your partners around me because they in themselves are a trigger for me?
Well, I can't even fucking... Dude, I need to stem my fucking brain, bro.
Does that sound fair to you? Does that even make sense at all? Because as a reminder to everyone listening in, Donnie was in contact with me until at least 2023.
I want to preface that we are not making fun of Donnie's trigger, or any of his triggers for the matter. What we are saying is that it doesn't make sense for this to be the case. If you recall my breakdown of how PTSD triggers really works, a PTSD trigger is something that sets off a person that causes them to have immediate flashbacks. Donnie is insinuating that...
I mean, I don't doubt this. The Donnie guy is like a nervous fucking wreck, but like at some point, it's just like you can't just accept that these things are going to bother you until the end of time. You have to try and fucking get over it, bro.
I had done something so terrible to him that just reading my name causes him to have flashbacks. And throughout the entirety of this video, I have disproven almost all of Donnie's claims. How does it make sense for Donnie to have a trigger to a flashback that is not true?
These
That he is
not to be
misrepresenting, or
honest.
he outright...
I mean, considering how small this community is, it's probably not even fucking archived. Which I mean, I'm not a fan of gore, real life gore shit being like archived and passed around and shit like that. So I wouldn't even go searching for it.
Fabricated. That is the point we are trying to drive home. It is near impossible for Donnie.
It's not. I'm not because it's like necessarily immoral. Like obviously for educational purposes. Like obviously if you're going to be a trained EMT, they're gonna show you videos of like gore and shit like that to like get you prepared for like scenarios and shit. But like I don't know. It feels too far to like spread that shit. Like well, I mean Vivian's a fucking predator, fucking rapist, sexual assaulter person. So like I care significantly less than like a car crash video or some shit. But like I don't know. I want to find it and watch it since I hate degens. I doubt it's archived.
Legitimate trauma trigger to me. I am saying this as someone who, funny enough, whenever I heard Donnie's name, I would panic.
I thought she faked her death too, because I thought that was a possibility. But knowing that there's a chance that she like streamed it, it's like, well, she's probably dead.
Because me and Donnie stopped talking due to something traumatic happening to me. I think my overall theory is that I think Donnie mistakes triggers for anything that upsets him. Remember the new labeling people use for triggers? Anything that upsets people, anything that makes them anxious or stressed, is now labeled as a trigger.
That basically confirms it. They literally have a gravestone. Okay, yeah, they're fucking dead.
Donnie doesn't have legitimate PTSD triggers. We are merely pointing out the inconsistencies with my name being a trigger for him. That's all.
R.I.P. Bozo.
It has, however, come to our attention that there is another theory to this. It's not a trigger from pain, but rather a trigger from guilt. Donnie may be experiencing flashbacks, but not flashbacks of him.
What do you mean a trigger from guilt? Donnie is referring to the way that you treated him. How would that be a trigger of guilt?
So no, it is flashbacks to him causing pain, him hurting people.
Me.
And he refuses to acknowledge that. He refuses to face that reality, so instead he paints it as a PTSD trigger. Over something.
Dude, this cannot be coming out of your mouth. You cannot be saying this. You literally cannot be saying this.
Supposedly horrific that he went through, when really, all it is just a reminder of his guilt.
Silva was originally helping me out with my trauma regarding my ex-friends until his girlfriend cut me off.
Donnie, I'm going to be so fucking honest about this. Was I really? I was doing the bare minimum that someone does when somebody vents to them.
Like if someone did like a Wojak edit of Vivian. Okay, that's a little funny. Actually. I was gonna say I don't care, but I'm like, yo, that's actually really funny.
let you vent, and I replied to you saying, I'm here if you need me, it'll get better soon, so on and so forth. I was not genuinely going out of my way to give you advice, to be this shoulder to cry on, checking in on you for days on end. No. When you messaged me venting about your problems, I let you vent. That's it. I don't appreciate you painting this in a way where Deed is ripping away a support system from you, when that is exactly what you guys had already accused her of doing with me, to which she didn't. I know, however, Donnie, that you hardly ever helped Deed out with her trauma. She cut you off for a reason, my guy. You made her trauma worse. This video is proof enough of that.
We've been referencing it enough as is. So I think it's finally time for me to talk about why me and Donnie stopped talking, and why I cut him off in the first place. I
Finally.
think you've already guessed it by now. Yes, it has to do with Avi. To
Wait,
recap,
you cut him off? Well, that's probably why Donnie didn't block you, because he didn't need to, because you are the one who cut him off. Okay, well that answers it. What the fuck? Okay, that's why he doesn't have you blocked, motherfucker.
I had already blocked Blaze and Caden because after our last conversation, they showed their true colors. You know who knew this? Donnie. Donnie knew they actively went behind my back and supported Avi. Remember this?
I mean, just the Avi shit is just so fucking stupid, bro. So dumb, dude. I'm not even gonna fucking read this shit.
In late March of 2021, Redacted had blocked me, and when Michael confronted them, the truth came out. And there was a line.
Okay, hold on. Fucking, let me read this. Okay, Practically Silver. Why do you want anything to do with Deed? I don't want anything to do with her because I get very anxious around her. I know stuff happened in the past. I'm not comfortable confronting her because of whom I'm friends with. It feels bad that I'm friends with people. She'll hate me or something. Cause Avi has changed since he did not change. He's made up for things that you and I both know that. It doesn't feel right. Feels guilty for having friendship, so I blocked her out of fear of her hurting me or others just because of okay. I mean, this is just like self-victimization, fucking like not self-victimization. It's just like at moments like these, I just wish people were more fucking honest. Like just straight up be like, no, I'm friends with Avi, and I just why would I knowingly associate with someone who I know is going to make a big fucking stink about it? Like, just say that. You don't have to be like, I'm afraid she's gonna hurt me or my friends. Like come on. You don't need to couch it with that, dude. Jesus. Oh yeah, her goodbye video. Yeah, I saw the goodbye video.
When Michael confronted them, the truth came out. And there was a line I redacted because I waited. I waited until we got to this point. Here it is.
Why don't you want anything to do with Deed?
I don't want to do anything
Oh
with
my god, they read it anyways. I got trolled.
her because I get very anxious around her. It was never my intention to hurt you or her, honestly. That's right. Out of everyone, the only one to be confirmed to actively hang around, therefore supporting Avi behind my back, was Donnie. Everyone.
Wait, I'm really curious. What was Silver's response to that? Why was Silver's response to that cut off? That's so interesting. That's actually so fucking interesting. What did Silver respond to?
Can play a clause of deniability, sure, but not Donnie. Donnie cannot. Why? Because Donnie was following the private Twitter account where I had made the twit longer, was in my private server where I shared my experience regarding Avi. I had vented to Donnie regarding what Avi had done to me and my anxiety over Michael wanting to confront Avi. I had vented to Donnie what others had done to me regarding how they treated me because of Avi.
I had vented to Donnie. Dude, these people were like, this is like fucking Ryu and Ken. like they're just sparring each other's trauma against each other.
He
like
cannot deny he knew. Let's bring back a claim Donnie made.
She told me I wasn't allowed to be friends with Caden or Redacted or Blaze.
No, Donnie, I didn't tell you that. What I told you was what happened regarding them and Avi.
And there was the obvious expectation that you would cut him off. You even said you went on a blocking spree because you had like a schizophrenic meltdown thinking that like people knew about your personal grievances with Avi when you had no way of fucking confirming that and just assumed that they were okay with what Avi had done to you, which by the way was fucking nothing. Like, Jesus Christ, man. Holy shit.
And you knew. You knew you were doing the same exact fucking thing behind my back. You felt
the tables have turned. Sure.
You knew I would be distraught if I found out. You knew it was wrong for you to do this behind my back, and yet you did it anyway.
You knew it was wrong.
I didn't yell at you. I didn't confront you. I just blocked you and said to myself, have a good life, but keep me the fuck out of it. I thought out of everyone, you would understand.
Wait, what?
Have a good life, but keep. I just blocked. I didn't yell at you. I didn't confront you. I just blocked you and said to myself, have a good
Okay! Okay then! That just answers it!
life, but keep me the fuck out of it. I thought out of everyone, you would understand. that you would be the most supportive given the shit you were going through at the time and the things I had said to you. Hell, you hinted to me that Avi himself had hurt you at one point. I asked if you believed me, and you said yes.
Okay, and what? Okay, again with the fucking fake crying. Okay, what the fuck is this?
Hell, you hinted to me that Avi...
I just want to drop by and check on you. I hope you're doing all right. Yeah, I'm heartbroken. I'm still heartbroken, to be honest. Yeah, I'm sorry. What do you want to talk about yours? Avi hurt me a lot. Donnie. I don't know how close you were. I'm sorry. You didn't deserve the pain whatsoever. We were close at one point. We originally agreed to take distance, but I admitted in an event chat that I felt betrayed. Someone leaked that to her. Then she cut me off. Wait, were they dating? I heard about that. That wasn't right. Sorry, man. Nobody should leak that.
himself had hurt you at one point.
Wait, aren't you kind of leaking this too? Aren't you kind of leaking his... Okay. Nobody should have leaked that to her. She left the chat after she got warned that she'd get kicked after she did it again. The leaker, I mean. Gotcha. I mean, sorry. No, you're okay. They help. I know it feels... whatever. Between us. Whatever is between us is 100% confidential, she says, crossing her fingers behind her back. She cut off Donnie because of made-up SA, but I was still friends with him and kept my mouth shut when he hung around George lol. Dude, yeah, Leo, I just can't, I don't know what fucking planet these people hail from where they just like admit that in this video. Nobody would have known. Nobody would have known. Nobody would have known that they knew the whole time. Maybe Silver. People would have highly suspected Silver because he was in the Cloud Palace when that shit was going down. But nobody would have known that Deed knew, and nobody would have known that Deed is the one who convinced Silver that that your allegations were true. Wait, no. It's so weird. Silver believed you initially. Then Susie was like gaslighting the fucking cat, or like not even gaslighting the cat. They were happily eating from the trough. Okay. There was no convincing needed. A lot of those people just went with the flow. And so did Silver. Dude, I just find that so fucking crazy that Silver turned his fucking back on you. That's so fucking crazy, man. Like, he did not even need Deed to tell him that Susie was full of shit. He fucking knew. Bro, so fucking evil. I contacted him for the doc's release and let him read it. Oh my god, this fucking guy is such a cretin. Holy shit. Dude, these fucking people deserve each other, dude. I only ever share convos when it was with someone like hurt me or did awful things, but I like blah, blah, blah. I can't force or change people, though. I can't force or change people's thoughts on her, and that's the truth, even if that person did awful things to me. Awful things to ya? Wait, what? I thought this was in reference to... Okay. I'm not the one to... I respect privacy because I respect you. I've had people tell my secrets. It hurts. It's awful. Okay.
I asked if you believe...
Really better for now. You just want to talk. You get to do blocked message. Okay, no, this is the blocked message. Take care. When did I tell you? When I told you what Avi? Did they censor the V in Avi? Oh my god, dude! All this could all this could have easily been prevented. He got me. Silver got you into this community. Her social love for him and our friendship. That it was parental for Jesus fucking Christ, man. This guy has no fucking shame. No fucking shame at all whatsoever. None. Zero. None. Just dude. Child beater. I mean, he didn't actually beat, but it's just the fucking betrayal there is just actually so fucking crazy. You believe me, right? Of course. I have no reason to believe you'd lie. Yeah. Maybe he's just letting you down easy, Deed. I'm just scared. When I told Michael he was pissed not at me, at him, because they were close and wanted to confront him. I'm really scared. Michael is Silver. I'm really scared because I don't know what Avi is going to do or say. You like leak the messages of you like happily nodding along as he's like cutting himself for your personal pleasure, and you not telling him to stop, and you probably most likely sending messages expressing gratification from those images. Yeah.
Believed me, and you said yes.
You said yes. Can I be honest? I'm used to my perpetrators getting away with what they did to me, that I just, at this rate, I think people would believe them rather than me. It's been 6 years. Okay, 22. It's been used to racism with me. In some right, I still have to tell myself it wasn't my fault. How you feel is completely understandable. You deserve to be believed and never doubted you. Okay.
I asked if you'd stand up for me
If oh my God, she's creating an army. She's creating an army. Because at this point, she has a feeling that all this stuff is going to bubble up to the fucking surface, and she's going to have to answer for shit that she did. So she's preemptively collecting support in the background in preparation for when she thinks Avi's going to drop the logs, showing that she was like playing along with everything. Jesus fucking Christ. Emmett is still defending him in my head because I have so much love for him in my heart. It's fucked with my head a little. I mean, here's the thing. Like, ultimately, you, Safi, and Autumn are the ones to determine whether or not you forgive him or anything like that. I mean, he needs to show, for me, in my opinion, putting myself in your shoes, he has to show that he feels remorse. He feels remorse for what he did. Not that limp-wristed bullshit he said in part 1. Fuck that. That's not enough. That's not enough. For me, he needs to show that he actually feels fucking guilt and remorse for what he fucking did. You know, I'm not gonna judge you if you forgive him also, because you're ultimately the ones who were most affected. So it just kind of makes sense. But I'm going to hate him for the rest of my fucking life, dude. I'm a fucking hater in my blood. It's in my blood to hate. Okay. I'm comfortable. I mean, I'm here and so is Michael. Yeah, so she's like preemptively like collecting support. And I sort of just know that people, I just want to know that people will support me.
Avi ever lied about me. And you said you would. But I guess not. I guess the shame got to you.
I mean, I would imagine that at some point, Donnie was maybe suspicious that you were full of shit. And, you know, lo and behold, the messages kind of show that you were.
Huh. Donnie kept something from me, and it wasn't until 2025 when he revealed a piece of detail. It turns out Donnie was dating Avi during the time I had realized.
Oh my God, so I was right. Okay, so what do you mean it was revealed? It was not revealed. It was not revealed. In the messages, you are referring to that. You are talking about that. It was barely even subtle, okay? Like, I was highly when I read that message, I was highly suspicious. I'm like, they sounds like they dated. Okay, so what the fuck? You knew. Don't act shocked. You fucking knew.
They harassed me.
Yeah, we've had really in-depth conversation. It's helped me heal, but I also need to have self-respect. Yeah. I mean, I understand it's a difficult situation because I've been in a situation where like someone who I liked, calling it hurt. I mean, like someone I like did something that fucking frustrated the shit out of me, but it's like, you know, I maybe should have been more angry at them, but like ultimately it's more angry. You don't need to be more angry. You don't need to be, right? Because like that's just your decision, right? You could choose how you feel about this fucking shit. Like you shouldn't feel compelled to hate someone more than what other people are telling you to, right? Or some shit. You know what I'm saying? The same girl who fucked around with Lio, who did? No, I don't know. No. Another Valorant creator? Okay. Appreciate it. Thank you. Yeah, no problem.
Just goes to show how we weren't really pals, because I never knew about this until he shared it on Blue Sky.
Okay, so that is a lie. You talked about it in the DMs, and it sounded like it was a fresh breakup. The way Donnie had worded it, do I have to fucking go back and actually fucking... I don't even have to scroll back that far. Hey, Donnie, just wanted to drop in and check on ya. Hope you're doing all right. Why would you need to do that? Deed, why would you need to do that? I'm still heartbroken, to be honest. I'm sorry, man. If you want to talk about it, I'm open ears. Avi hurt me a lot. Donnie, I I know how close. Oh my God. It's just so blatant. It's just so blatant here. I don't know. Oh, wait. No, she says, I don't know how close you were, but I'm sorry you didn't deserve the pain whatsoever. We were close at one point. We originally agreed to take distance. It's not even being subtle. They're just talking about dating. But then, I don't know. It is weird that Dee says, I don't know how close you were. Wait, no, she says she heard about it. I felt betrayed. Someone leaked that to her, and then she cut me off. I heard about that. So wait, so you know. Don't, again, you can't act fucking surprised. You can't act shocked here, bitch. Motherfucker. Silver outing himself as a groomer enabler, or his degenerate wife, or Aiden Underground outing himself as a creep and a doxer for a god chick. Dude, I hate by the time I finish this deed shit, the fucking Aiden stuff is gonna be old. I think it's more pathetic Silver indeed just enabled George into getting away with it. I think that's more pathetic, honestly. I mean, Aiden is a schizophrenic freak now, and probably for a long time, especially considering he's doubling down on everything.
During the time I had realized he sexually harassed me. Just goes to show how we weren't really pals, because I...
Wait, what?
Turns out Donnie was dating Avi during the time I had realized he sexually harassed me.
Okay. That's great that you realized it. Did you tell him, or were you being like cryptic and vague about it? Wait, no, because in the message they were talking about it. If Avi said Liza all the thing, would you defend or support me? Exhausted. The scared I told Micro. What is there?
You hinted to me that Avi himself had hurt you at one point. I asked if you believed.
Better for now. I just want to get through. I'm mentally exhausted. Wait, hold on. 10/2/2020. 6 to. Oh my God, this is like almost fucking 6 months later, dude. Wait, no, but it sounds like this is around the time. So it sounds like from around October, you had told Donnie, but Donnie was talking about breaking up with Avi in January, February, March, April, May, June. Dude, come on. No, it was not around the same time. You fucking liar.
Realized he sexually harassed me. Just goes to show how we weren't really pals, because I never knew about this until he shared it on Blue Sky. You couldn't even be honest with me. You couldn't even fucking...
Now Christian Arc on Twitter?
Instead you secretly sided with him.
What's
his
the
little
out Bible
victim
lie?
was venting to you in DMs. You were willing to say this shit to Chuli.
Give me a fucking break with this more, dude. Chuli, ripping Bandit off. What is this about? This is about Avi? Oh yeah, it is. Crouching Idiot had a sneeze fetish, regularly talked about it when I was a minor. Okay, no, this is Chuli's initial allegations, okay. Warner says 15 and he was 18 until we were both adults. He conditioned me to think it was okay. Okay, I was told that Avi was like older. 3 year age. It's still bad. It's still bad. It doesn't change anything, but okay. That just kind of clarifies it. I've struggled with any words I can publicly say on the matter. I'm still hurt with the reality that someone I had known for a decade turned out to have hurt so many people. But no, I do not support Avi, and the people harmed by him deserve a chance. Wait, why are you showing this as if this is a bad thing?
You were willing to say this shit to Chuli, but you went behind a literal victim.
Oh my fucking God. Okay, that's fucking why. Dude, it's always got to be about Deed. Deed has to be the bigger victim. She has to be the bigger victim, dude. Holy fuck, dude.
Avi, and hung around him anyways, despite saying you believed me.
Finishes all these week? Do you think we'll? Yeah. I'll definitely I'm definitely gonna be streaming during the weekend. So
this is a slap in the fucking face to me.
Good. You deserve it, you fucking bitch.
If this doesn't prove that Donnie does not give a shit what I went through, I don't know what will. But it's not like I've played all my cards just yet.
It's almost like you having consensual flirty messages with Avi is not the same thing as Avi grooming a fucking child. Wow. Huh. Color me shocked.
I still have plenty more examples. In fact, I think it's time we finally talk about the remaining allegations Donnie has made.
She also snapped at me because I put my triggers in her server when she said I could. She told me I was so selfish for telling them what my triggers are. There was a time where I could ask her if I could say what my triggers are in her
so
server.
Fucking rancid.
But then asked
she does this multiple times. Dude.
That triggered me.
Okay, what the fuck is this? Okay, no, they're reading these messages, okay.
I put my triggers in her server when she said I could. She told me I was so selfish for
She also
Talk about
what?
the remaining allegations Donnie has made.
She also snapped at me because I put my triggers in her server when she said I could. She told me I was so selfish for telling them what my triggers are. There was a time
She probably did. She probably did do that. Okay, she probably did do that.
where I could ask her if I could say what my triggers are in her server. She said I could, but then asked if someone in her server had triggered me, and I told her no. She then gets extremely aggressive towards me and say that I made her server about me because no one had triggered me in her server before.
Fuck, dude. Like, how dare someone want to let people know what not to do around them
Oh my
to make sure it doesn't have to
God,
happen
the
to
fucking audio balancing, bruh. Holy fuck, dude.
them, and they find out about someone's triggers by having them actually happen.
This is not how this event happened. I did not tell Donnie he was selfish.
Show
I did not get
screenshots.
extremely aggressive towards him. That
Show.
is not how this incident happened. But
Show.
there's something really sickly ironic about what Sarah says here.
Cool, that's great. It's
That is what
ironic.
actually
Show
fucking
screenshots.
happened to me. To start, it was not a PTSD trigger. What Donnie wanted to share on the server was a phobia of his. For privacy reasons, I am censoring what this phobia is, but please keep that in mind. Donnie didn't
What was it about? Like I have a blank phobia relating to blank. I'm assuming like death. Because that's something that was like pretty on the nose before. Wait, no, she said earlier. So this is different. This has to be different. A lot of people don't know about my blank phobia. I also have gender dysphoria, ADHD, and phobia of blank and depression. Okay.
not ask me if he could share this trigger in my server.
Wait, what?
It was a phobia of his. Donnie did not ask me if he could share this trigger in my server. He never approached me. He just did it.
Did you have a problem with that?
And the timing of this was fucking awful. Yes, I did ask Donnie if someone had triggered him in the past regarding this, and he said,
Did something happen in the server? No. Okay, I just wanted to make sure people knew. If that's what you want to do. Wait, so he is. Well, I mean, it sounds like you're approaching him. It sounds like something maybe happened in the server. She doesn't know about it. She's approaching you. Donnie says no. She says, okay, I just want to make sure people knew. If that's what you want to do. So that's almost like approval. You're green lighting it at this point. A lot of people don't know about blank phobia. You okay? I just need some space right now. What the fuck?
no. You will then notice in this screenshot an hour later, Donnie asks if I'm okay, and once again, an hour later, I tell him to give me space. That is because something had happened within those hours. This is where the awful timing occurs. I have said it a multitude of times, but I am a survivor of child sexual assault, molestation, rape, and sexual assault in
Debatable.
general, as it happened to me in my adulthood as well. For whatever reason, people would not stop sending me triggering material regarding these subjects.
To preface, no one sent me revenge porn, but rather they would either graphically discuss essay without my consent or send me media that had essay scenes in it with no forewarning. Considering how much of an overdramatic lying bitch Deed is, I am sure that the essay scenes that the essay media that she was sent is like a movie clip where they're having like an unrelated discussion. Like they're not talking about the triggering topic. They're just like talking about a movie and then like a scene comes up or whatever. Or something so petty and so stupid, such a throwaway moment. Completely over-exaggerated.
Matters. It got to the point that I had to make a multitude of announcements in my private Discord server telling people to please respect this trigger of mine, and people wouldn't.
I believe it, yeah. Just like I believe the cult stalking at the school and like you getting jumped and then expelled for getting jumped at school. Yeah. I believe it.
Continued to do so. It got so bad, in fact, that Michael had to step in and tell people to knock it the fuck off. Well, it just so happens that the day Donnie posted about his damn phobia, someone had already triggered my PTSD a few days to maybe weeks.
Oh my god, like he's supposed to fucking know. Oh my god, he's got to have like a trigger tracker on fucking Deed to know when she's triggered at every fucking moment of the day, dude. Holy fuck. I mean, to be honest, this is
She's so fucking overdramatic. Crocodile emoji, droplet emoji.
Tear emoji, yeah. Thank you for the 20 Swedish krona. Is it krona or crowns? I think it's crowns. 20 Swedish crowns. Yeah, it was like, OMG, you people can't do that shit, dude. Black mold ruined her brain. Dude, that fucking crash out scene is so funny.
Prior, I don't recall which incident, but I know two incidents pretty well because those were the worst ones.
Wait, so how the fuck is this Deed's fucking fault, bro? Explain that shit. Articulate that shit for me, dude.
I had made an announcement to everyone regarding this. Immediately after this announcement, Donnie shared his phobia. The chat in the server immediately focused on Donnie.
Is it a sexual assault? Rape phobia? I mean, like, being afraid of rape is a normal thing. Dude, like, what? Again, this is why, like, censoring it, like, okay, I understand, like, this community is, like, clearly, like, very, very sensitive about shit. So, like, I can see why you wouldn't leak it, but it kind of like hurts like my ability to understand the context of the situation when it's like, okay, what was the phobia? What the fuck was the phobia? Was it at all in relation to sexual assault? You don't even need to be specific. Just say like it has something to do with sexual violence.
Completely ignoring, not even acknowledging the announcement I gave. And can you guess what the fuck happened later on? That's right. Someone did exactly what I begged people to stop doing. So yes, I did confront.
Because
Donnie about this. But this wasn't the only thing I had confronted Donnie about in that conversation. And this just so happens to be lumped in with another claim that Donnie made.
She sent me a message saying that she was cutting me off because I was still friends with She-Devil, but backed out of it slowly because I told her that She-Devil had cut me
wait,
off.
so it wasn't even about Avi. You said you cut him off about Avi. Now it's about fucking Rachel?
That very day.
I get where she's coming from, only a little bit, mind you. But it seems like she goes about these actions in the most aggressive way possible. So, yeah, I get it.
No. Incorrect. I'm going to let the messages speak for themselves. Donnie, I need to talk to you.
Why?
Because for the past while now, I have felt like I can't trust you anymore, simply due to the fact that you're still close with her. You know who. It makes me honestly feel like you are complicit with everything that not only she has put me through, but everyone else that she has hurt.
Again, motherfucker said the motherfucker. When was this? 2020. Said the motherfucker who knew that George Raccoon was a fucking pedophile and did nothing. Oh my god, dude. She got upset because he took the focus away by posting the phobia. Sounds like it. In Swedish is kroner. In English is crowns. Okay. Just covering the shit if it's like embarrassing or not, Donnie. Yeah. Your husband is a groomer, neighborhood bitch. Both of them are. I would say Silver is worse, but both of them are.
And also, with what you did yesterday by pushing away my trauma and my triggers by posting your own and taking the intention away from.
Oh no. Leo, I think you're right. She just straight up says it.
But everyone else that she has hurt. And also, with what you did yesterday by pushing away my trauma and my triggers by posting your own and taking.
Pushing away my trauma and posting your own. Dude, this fucking bitch is unreal. This fucking bitch is unreal, dude. Oh my god.
An intention away from me when I really needed people to understand that
I really needed people to understand. Dude, you're such an attention whore. Oh my god, man. Grown ass woman, by the way. Yeah, holy fuck, dude.
Sick and tired of people disregarding my triggers. You took something that was very important to me and made it about you.
Oh my god, dude, this is so fucking diabolical. So let me get this straight. Donnie lied about you. How many times does this fucking happen? She says, hey, this person accused me of this thing. That's complete bullshit. Shows proof that it's actually fucking true. Like, okay. Yeah. What?
Nothing happened in the server that triggered you, so there was no reason for you to do what you did. It was awful, awful timing. It doesn't help that you triggered me when I was at work a few nights ago when you brought her up. If I have to be respectful of your trauma and triggers, then I should be receiving the same from you.
I'm no longer friends with her. I wasn't trying to disregard your triggers.
She uses trauma like a caveman uses a club to like just like smash people's fucking heads in and shit, dude. It's just like, oh my god, it's just constantly, bro. Dude, it's like no fucking wonder Donnie fucking at a certain point in time hated you so much to the point he started the gossip forum in fucking Cloud Palace. No fucking wonder. Okay, you are fucking insufferable. Holy fuck.
Since I tell everyone my triggers in case they didn't know. I'm sorry if I drove attention away from yours.
Really? It's okay. I don't think your intention was to drive away the attention from mine, just how it...
But now it is? But now you think it is? Now you think it was his intention? Okay.
Felt. But it was really awful timing. I'm not mad at you, it just caused me to break down pretty badly is all.
It's just common practice for everyone to put their triggers in a chat. I get accidentally triggered all the time. Like, I can't tell you how many times I had this.
Dude, this is what it is. This is like textbook covert narcissism. Can I just look this up? Okay, I don't want to be like totally fucking armchair psychologist. Let me make sure I'm using this term right. Hides grandiose, self-centered traits behind a facade of shyness, insecurity, or modesty, often playing the victim to manipulate other people and gain attention without appearing overtly arrogant, like a classic narcissist, using tactics such as guilt tripping, passive aggression, and gaslighting, while remaining hypersensitive to criticism and lacking true empathy. Yes, dude, it's so dead on. It's so fucking dead on, dude. Holy fuck. Oh my god.
Shoved in my face. I really didn't mean to be hurtful. I did what I'm used to seeing in chats.
Covert narcissist and a
Other people cut me
sociopath,
off yesterday. That's why I said it was one of the hardest days of my life.
Oh, Donnie. Donnie, I'm
No,
so
you're,
sorry.
you're an expert.
I'll be honest, I felt like cutting you off, but I wanted to be upfront and talk it out with you first, because I love you, man. You're my Hollywood.
No, yeah, dude. Like, you're so fucking right, Nebula. Like, indeed, in her eyes, her trauma will always be worse. She's the victim always. She doesn't care if kid got hurt because somehow it has to be worse compared to children getting fucking hurt. No, yeah, she did that at the start too, dude. Like, oh my god, dude, I can't. Just comparing your mutual sexting and flirting with Avi to the grooming of children that he fucking did. Oh my god, dude.
Boy, and we've had...
Wait, I'm fucking so sorry. Okay. Like, I just noticed that the intention was promised to her 3,000 years ago. So she's mad at Donnie. So she posts her like trauma warning thing. Donnie posts his phobias shortly after. She gets mad that attention is taken away from her. She came out with the Avi stuff because of the George Raccoon shit. That wasn't you trying to take attention away from the George shit?
A lot of good times, and I want to keep...
I don't think she and to be clear too, I don't think she intentionally did it. I think she just got like fucking, you know, she felt like people weren't talking about her enough. So she fucking like knee-jerkly tried to like make a situation about her and make a big fucking shitstorm about it. Or actually, no, she didn't go fucking private. She was kind of like in private, going around in private, spreading that fucking rumor around. So to be fair, did she make a public thing? Either way, she was like going around in fucking private talking about it.
I'll be honest. I made mistakes in those friendships. It just comes so suddenly. My best friend was the first one that cut me off.
I'm sorry, man. Well, I'm here for you if you want to talk about it. It'll be between
No,
us,
you're
I promise.
fucking not.
All right.
In case you didn't notice, this conversation is also the conversation we had regarding the best friend label. You know, another outright false claim Donnie had made.
No, not this fucking gay shit. Oh my god, bro.
Before anyone attempts to twist my words, I was being honest with Donnie. I said I was thinking about it. I did not actively cut him off. I was merely thinking it, but I knew that was wrong because I had already been berated by enough people as is regarding the Rachel stuff. Because there is something that no one knows about the Rachel ordeal that I have kept quiet for long enough. I am tired.
Yeah, that's why we saved it for the big fucking reveal, like it's some fucking like Marvel fucking movie story twist. Yeah.
I'm done with the double standards. So here it is. Do you remember how I said no one truly warned me about how god-awful Rachel was and how people were hiding shit behind my back?
This is in reference to her comment, by the way, where she said she's mad at people who were victimized by Rachel for not telling her specifically why she shouldn't be friends with Rachel. That is the extent of her harm, of her like trauma with Rachel, was that they were friends and Rachel was a fucking shitty person. Not directly to her, mind you. Okay. I mean, to be fair, the smearing of fucking Silver as like a fucking like predator person or whatever the fuck was like definitely shitty. Because there's seemingly no evidence for that, but you're not on the same level, buddy. No.
And it wasn't until I got severely hurt by Rachel that I was dragged into a call and was essentially told that I deserved it. Well, guess who never got that fucking treatment?
Wait, what?
And it wasn't until I got severely hurt by Rachel that I was dragged into a call and was essentially told that I deserved it.
Severely hurt by Rachel, dude. I'm probably gonna do this later. I'm probably gonna rewatch the Rachel segment. What the fuck was the harm? That she told you that Silver was like some fucking sex freak? Or some shit? Or no. Rachel said specifically that Silver was using her for sex or something. Right? Just like a seemingly baseless allegation, because let's be honest. If you're linking up with fucking Deed, the baggage is very clear. The baggage doesn't hide itself, okay? There is a catch, and it's very obvious what the catch is, okay? So I don't know if he would be with Deed. Okay, just for the sex. I don't know. Like, surely there must be an easier way to get fucking poo-tang, but okay. Oh my god, bro. In Deed's world, she is passed around by every single degenerate in the ACC ever called. Yeah, dude.
Never got that fucking treatment. Donnie. They didn't protect Donnie, some will say. Yeah, well, they didn't protect me either. Everyone.
You're not a victim. You are not on the same level as people who were raped by Rachel, who were sexually assaulted by Rachel, who were groomed by Rachel. You are not on the same level. Sorry.
Who despised Rachel knew Donnie hung around Rachel. They didn't care. And no one told Donnie to fuck off. No one told Donnie he deserved the pain that Rachel caused him. No, he got coddled and was treated like a victim. But not.
To be clear, wasn't Donnie, like, also, wasn't Donnie sexually assaulted by Rachel? Or am I thinking of someone else? Am I wrong? Didn't Donnie, like, objectively face, like, a greater level of, like, harm when it came to his relationship with Rachel? Saf was? Okay, Saf was. Okay. And I think Donnie was groomed by Rachel. I think someone mentioned that. Donnie was essayed by Vivian, but then Donnie was also groomed by Rachel? What was Donnie's experience with Rachel?
Not me. I got guilt shoved down my throat and was told to fuck off. Everyone let Donnie do what he fucking wanted.
I think.
This is why I did not outright cut Donnie off. Because I...
So, I mean, that basically answers it. I don't know, Deed, maybe, don't compare you being friends with Rachel and that being it to, getting groomed. Because it's not the same thing.
I was flat out told Donnie gets to do whatever the fuck he wants. And you better not upset him.
Show that? Show that?
Because if you do, bad things will happen.
Donnie was abused by Rachel?
Donnie didn't need
that.
That's
Someone
because
was saying
despite
that.
what Donnie
Someone
wants to
was saying
convince
that last
everyone, he fucking knew what Rachel was like. And I will gladly prove it through his own.
So let me get this straight. You're mad at the person who is groomed by Rachel for not reaching out and telling you to not be friends with Rachel. Am I understanding that correctly? Really? Donnie was a minor at the time, was he not? Like, could you not show a fraction of sympathy and maybe be like, he probably didn't want to talk about it at the time because it was a stressful situation and he didn't know how to handle it because he's a fucking minor. Donnie's friend group were under the impression that he would do no wrong. Okay, so I suppose that is, but like, she was saying that she was told outright to never question Donnie, right? I mean, I suppose you can still imply that through like conditioning.
Own fucking lie.
Even then, this was during the time where I was either...
No, yeah, she's mad at the victim for being a victim and not telling her to not be victimized by Rachel by being friends with her. Yeah.
Unaware of her actions, or while at the height of me being abused by her myself, she claimed that because I was friends with She-Devil, I was dismissing her feelings. She-Devil cutting me off was one of the worst days of my life. Indeed, telling me that I'm an awful person for being friends with She-Devil did not help.
No, Donnie, you were aware.
Wait, what?
She-Devil cutting me off was one of the worst days of my life. Indeed, telling me that I'm an awful person for being friends with She-Devil did not help.
No, Donnie, you were aware. And I did not say you were.
So she said it to him. Oh my god, bro. This fucking bitch is so vile.
You're an awful person. I said it felt like you were complicit to what she had done to myself.
Oh my fucking god, bro. Oh my fucking god, bro.
And others. Because you were the one who helped me draft my response to Rachel. You were the one who told me Rachel needed space from me.
Do I want to read all this fucking shit? The first thing I fucking pause on. Donnie, I fucked up. Holy fucking shit. I should have never spoken up. Breathe. What happened? Rachel blocked me. Removed me off her vent too. I should have never talked to her about it. I just wanted to know if we were okay. I didn't want to upset her. I fucked up. I should have never spoken up. Dude, this fucking... Oh my god, bro. Oh my fucking god. Jesus fucking Christ. How old is Donnie at this time? In 2020? Jesus fucking Christ, you're fucking crazy, man.
Even attempted to talk to Rachel for me after I had a panic attack. But that was near the end of you and Rachel.
Sorry, what?
You were the one who told me Rachel needed space from me. You even attempted to talk to Rachel for me after I had a panic attack.
Okay, but to be fair to Deed, 2020, when did Donnie come out? Because, like, Deed, for now, has the benefit of the doubt that she did not know that Donnie was groomed by Rachel. I think it's about, I mean, to be fair, it sounds like this is still before maybe Donnie realized. Currently 26. Okay, so he has to be an adult. He has to be an adult around this time. Okay. Damn, wait, so his relationship with Rachel goes that far back for him to be like a minor still, or no? I mean, adults still can get groomed and like abused and shit. That can still happen, but
that was near the end of you and Rachel's friendship, you say. Fine. How's about something that really fucking hurt then? I vented to Donnie about what Rachel had said about my ex. My ex of 4 years who raped, emotionally, and sexually abused me. The one Rachel excused the abuse and torment they put me through. And what was—
But the abuse is that she consensually agreed to a friends with benefits relationship. That's the abuse. She said that she had agreed to it at the time. I forgot her reasoning specifically, but she had said that she broke up with her partner. Like, the partner would basically like just be in the relationship with her just to fuck her, which is like, it's mean. That's a mean thing. You should like treat your partner with more respect than just being like a fucking fleshlight. It's not abuse. I wouldn't put it on that level. I mean, I suppose it depends on how he talked to you. Like, was he denigrating you? Was he like bullying you about it? Like, was he saying like, no, you need to shut the fuck up, you're only good for sex and shit like that? Because that would be verbally abusive. But it sounds like that didn't happen, because she would have definitely pointed that out. She said that she just felt that he was using her for sex. So they didn't have a conversation about it, seemingly. Later they broke up. They got back together. Her boyfriend is now a trans woman, and they decide to agree consensually to have a friends with benefits relationship. And she agreed to it. That's the abuse. That's the abuse. And it's important. I point out that her ex is a trans woman because the same fucking excuse was said to about Avi, that the reason why she didn't tell Avi to stop cutting himself for her sexual pleasure was because she didn't want to be rude. Because at the time, telling a trans woman no is tantamount to bigotry. Or at least that's how she felt at the time. Fucking insane.
What's your fucking response to that, Donnie?
You're a crazy
Ray was
person.
just misguided. If she had known, she wouldn't have defended that. Hey, Donnie. She fucking knew. You knew. You fucking knew. But was so
She knew. Wait.
You fucking knew.
Wait. Hold on. What? Sorry. What? A situationship? No, like it was a friends with benefits relationship. It was, the terms were very clear. Like that. Oh yeah. Hey. That we had hooked up a few times, right? And that was like agreed. More pain. This video like just is like a fucking merry-go-round of torture.
And what was your fucking
like circling the same fucking like 5 points, and it just gets slightly worse every fucking time.
Response to that, Donnie? Ray was just misguided. If she had known, she wouldn't have defended that. Hey, Donnie.
She honestly, any reasonable person would defend it, because you're accusing your ex of abuse when you both had a consensual relationship.
She fucking knew. You knew. You fucking knew. But was so in denial of it all. Just like with Keyblade, huh? Just like with Avi, right?
Wait, I'm sorry. So the grooming victim, who was still under the influence of their groomer, was giving an abnormal level of benefit of doubt to their groomer. And this is like shocking to you. This is a crazy fucking thing to you.
Doesn't help his guilt overtakes him at one point, as he randomly displayed this in the thread.
I sometimes live in fear because I'm afraid of her attempting to, again, for lack of a better phrase, cancel me or my friendship with Key.
Donnie, why did you say this? Honest to God, this comes off as guilt. This comes off as, I know I'm associating
How
with
the
a child.
fuck does that come off as guilt? What the fuck are you talking about? That's just Donnie being a paranoid weirdo about it.
Rumor, but I don't care. Boy, I sure do hope no one calls me out for it, because that is exactly what this is.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, wait. Okay, so they're gish galloping right now. Okay, so Why would you ever bring up the Keyblade shit? When also in this video, you said you had known at the time what Keyblade did. I just did nothing. Not only did you do nothing, you defended it. You're like, oh, okay, it's not that bad. But Keyblade lied. He didn't show the other image that he sent to the fucking kid that he was trying to get a boner. I know Keyblade told me that he was sending lewd images to a child to get them a boner, but it's only made bad because one of the images was like lolicon. It was clothed like lolly characters, like in lewd clothing. Like that changes much of anything. What the fuck? Okay, number one, get that out of the way. Okay. Hypocritical for finger wagging at Donnie over this fucking shit, but also like, I need to fucking reset my brain. Okay, what was the point?
Donnie, why did you say this? Honest to God, this comes off as guilt. This comes off as, I know I'm associating with a child groomer, but I don't care. Boy, I sure do hope no one...
Okay, so like you... Again, the George thing also shoots the whole thing in the art. Again, like you just maybe say this about Donnie, because it seemed to be like this was an allegation that was going around about Keyblade, and a lot of people did know, and I think there's reason enough to believe that Donnie knew. That doesn't excuse him, but you're a fucking hypocrite. You're just you're like doubly a hypocrite for both you having known that Keyblade did that shit and didn't think it was a big deal up until you found out that one of the other images was fucking lolly. And with fucking George, again, it always comes back to that. It always, dude, why would you ever admit it? Why not just lie? Why not just lie? I just don't get it. Why are you showing me that you're both hypocritical fucking losers? Why not just lie? You hadn't cut Ray off at that point. We were still in her clutches. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. I'm like, why would you be mad at the person who was groomed for not saying anything? It's almost like they were still being groomed. Dude.
Calls me out for it because that is exactly what this is. You know Deed called everyone out for the George Raccoon shit. You know this because everyone talked about it.
She did not. She vague posted about it in a video that she made totally and entirely about herself and her personal grievances with the community. She mentioned it for a total of like 5 seconds. Vague posted about it. Didn't call George out by name. Didn't even say it was about pedophiles. She just said that it was about covering up criminals, which could be literally fucking anything.
In this exact thread, there's no way you couldn't have seen that because you turned around and made the situation about yourself with the anti-SCC shit. For as much as I know Caden...
So this is right after Deed had just pointed out that she got mad at Donnie for posting about his trauma because he was taking attention off of her.
Said this to try and paint Deed as stubborn. He is right. Deed sticks to her morals, unlike you, Donnie. Unlike the rest of you in the SCC, actually. When she sees something that is morally wrong, she will stick by her guns rather than throwing them away. If
she will stick to her guns and tuck tail and run away because she doesn't want to be she doesn't want to be rude, or she doesn't want to like tank getting gossiped about by complete shitters. So that's why she'll do nothing about the pedophiles in the community.
If he had known any of the shit that he was doing, if he had manipulated the situation, she would have called his ass out. She would have berated the fuck out of him because she doesn't tolerate shit like this, unlike you, Donnie. Ash tried to help you.
She doesn't tolerate it. She just stays silent about it up until 2025, where she releases a video saying that she knew the whole time, as if this doesn't make her look like an abhorrent fuck. Yeah.
Tried to get you to see what he was doing.
Yeah, not a part of the ACC, by the way, too. Yeah, I almost forgot about that. Not a part of the ACC, though. Oh my god.
And you did not care. You never cared. I do not want to hear Donnie was manipulated by Keyblade. What manipulation? It is the exact same thing with Avi. He knew how Avi was...
Did he say that he didn't say that he was manipulated, right? And again, like I said, it doesn't excuse Donnie. Like everyone who knew what Keyblade did and just like more or less like said, whatever about it. Like you suck. But no, that doesn't excuse you either.
Treating Deed. He was literally in the thread sexually harassing her, but Donnie didn't listen to the victim. He stood beside the perpetrator. It is the same exact thing with Key. He did not listen to the victim. He stood beside the perpetrator. Donnie is not being manipulated.
What?
Perpetrator. It is the same exact... But Donnie didn't listen to the victim. He stood beside the perpetrator.
Like you? Like you?
It is the same exact thing with Key. He did not listen to the victim. He stood beside the perpetrator. Donnie is not being manipulated.
Like you.
He knows what he is doing. He is making an active choice by associating with these people. It is not guilt by association if he is actively aware of what these people had done and still chose to befriend them. Oh, but don't worry.
Like you. Also, not, dude, it's just quadruply a hypocrite. Quadruply a hypocrite, because fucking Silver had admitted in this video that even after Dee told him that she had been sexually harassed by Avi, he was still friends with Avi past that point, right? And then when Deed called him out for it, that's when the ultimatum was given. That either stop talking to Augie, what the fuck? Stop talking to Avi, or we're breaking up. Dude.
We haven't forgotten about Rachel either. Let's talk about the last claim Donnie makes involving Rachel.
There was a time when I was friends with She-Devil.
So if you believe that your partner, your wife, was sexually harassed by Avi, why would you still be friends with him? Why would you still be friends with him? What was your fucking excuse there, buddy?
Where I had an anxiety attack over She-Devil getting harshly criticized. I told her this. Then she got angry with me and said, if She-Devil says a word about me, you said
yeah, give them
Reminder
some props.
that the harsh criticism towards Rachel were her victims not being happy with her. I wonder if Donnie would feel this way if he had still been associated with Rachel.
Wait, what?
That the harsh criticism towards Rachel were her victims not being happy with her. I wonder if Donnie would feel this way if he had still been associated with Rachel when the Rachel document had come out. Just a food for thought. But anyways, this conversation is not only exaggerated, but there's something very interesting you should know about it. So let's talk about how this conversation started in the first place.
Too much.
Donnie approached me, asking if I could tag any Rachel-related posts with Ray conflict, as, again, he refused to just acknowledge any of the criticisms towards Rachel, but he was well aware. He was well aware of how Rachel had treated people.
What does that mean?
Tag any Rachel-related posts with Ray conflict.
What does that mean? Is it all right if I can ask you to tag your Ray-related post with Ray conflict? Of course, I haven't spoken about her in a while. Next time I'll do that. Okay, it's why I censor her name, because it's a bit triggering for me too. Okay. It's not herself that triggers me. It's more when there's conflict. If it makes sense, I see. You're still close with her, huh? Yeah, I have nothing against people who simply aren't friends with her, though. Tell me, though, to be honest, she talked about me or even... Dude, she is so obsessed. Oh my god. Oh my god. Wait, so you didn't even have a problem with Donnie still being friends with Ray because you were going to use him as a mole. Okay, motherfucker. Tell me then, the honest truth. If she talked about me or even vague talked about me, would you tell me? Oh my god, you're so paranoid, dude.
As, again, he refused to just acknowledge any of the criticisms towards Rachel, but he was well aware. He was well aware of how Rachel had treated people, including myself. However, I went along with it, and I even told him it's why I censor her name in the first place.
This is the same thing.
Because her name at the time was triggering for me. Donnie flat out admits that it's not Rachel herself that triggers him, it's just more so when there is conflict. Remember, the conflict was either Rachel involving herself in shit at her own accord, or her victims speaking up about the abuse she put them through. This is how Donnie viewed Rachel's victims, people. Mere critics. This is when I outright asked Donnie, you're still close with her, aren't you?
No? Was it around that time? Wait, I don't even... The timeline is so, like, fucked here, right? Because I don't know when... I need to go check when the fucking Rachel doc was made, dude.
To which he says yes, but that he doesn't have anything against the people who aren't buddies with her. Remember, those people being folks who were victimized by her, like me, like Michael, and remember, everyone was aware of it.
Like me and Michael, the only two people that matter.
And they were perfectly fine with Donnie hanging around Rachel, a supposed abuser. Regarding the alleged demand that I gave Donnie, I will let that speak for itself. Tell me then, the honest truth. If she talked about me, or even vague talked about me, would you tell me?
Yeah, she hasn't brought you up in the
last updated June of 2025. Okay, when did it come out?
slightest, though. I wouldn't want to trigger you.
You know what I hate all about this, Donnie? Is that you?
Oh, what date was that? What date was the post? That was 9/25/2020. That's when they were talking about it. So January, February, March, April, May, June, July, August, September.
Talked about me, or even vague talked about me, would you tell me?
Yeah, she hasn't brought you up in the slightest, though. I wouldn't want to trigger you.
You know what I hate all about this, Donnie? Is that you lied to me. The trigger shit was a cover-up. It's called spoilering her name, dumbass.
You hadn't cut Ray off?
You know
yeah,
that all
dude.
too well, given
So the allegations didn't even come... The allegations weren't even out at the time.
Learned my name in the thread. But you outright fucking lied to me. And it wasn't until 2025 that I learned from others who formerly associated with Rachel that Rachel was, in fact, talking about me. In fact, she could have shut the fuck...
Donnie! You were a shitty mole, Donnie! You were a shitty mole for my personal drama.
Fuck up about me. Hell, she started running her mouth when Michael and I officially started dating. And would you look at the date?
You know what had happened if Donnie did tell her? If Donnie did tell her, she would say, Donnie was trying to trigger me. Donnie was trying to trigger me with Rachel shit. With Rachel gossip. He was telling me that Rachel was talking shit behind my back. And that was very traumatizing to me.
This conversation happened when Michael and I had already begun
dying.
Dating. You can't even be fucking honest to yourself. But you were never honest with me. But I was.
Stop using Alice music. Oh, this Alice Madness Returns.
I bit my fucking tongue, despite you actively ignoring all the shit Rachel did to me and others. You want to know something? I was honest with you in this conversation, too. I told you I wanted to believe you, but I wasn't sure if I could. And I had every fucking right not to.
I never played the games, but I remember like being like a kid watching my older sister play it. Hold on, where are these screenshots?
Conversation, too. I told you I wanted to believe.
I think it was the remake. She didn't play the classic one. She played I think it was like PS2. She played the one that was on the PlayStation 3. Tell me beyond. Would you tell me? Yeah. She hasn't brought you up in the slightest though. I wouldn't want to. Oh no! I was right again. Oh my god! I was fucking right again. Oh my god! I was right again. I was right again. He didn't want to bring it up because he didn't want to trigger her. Oh my god, bro. Oh my god. The first game is even better than Madness Returns. It was buggy. I do remember it being buggy. Oh my fucking god, bro. Fucking course. I want you to believe that. I want you to believe that, but I want you to believe that you wouldn't want to bring it up to trigger me with what she did to me, to all my other homies, tipster. What she did to my man, I will never forgive her. But I don't think of you differently for staying close to her. Well, that changed, apparently. Apparently, you weren't willing to be honest with Donnie, that you were bothered by it. Okay. My man doesn't see you differently either. In fact, he told me he hopes you're doing all right. He still respects you. Like with the Charlie stuff. The Charlie stuff? Okay. That you should know. Really? Yes, really. Wow. So Deed lied.
Believe you, but I wasn't sure if I could.
Shocker.
And I had every fucking right not to believe you. Because you did.
But you said you did what?
Believe you, but I wasn't sure. Conversation too. I told you I wanted to believe you, but I wasn't sure.
Not that you wanted, that you did. Oh no, she says I want. Okay, to be
Sure if
fair.
I could, and I had every fucking right not to believe you. Because you did. You lied to me.
Wait, no, so when she says that she wanted to believe him, that's in regards not to him, but to like Rachel not talking about her. She was paranoid about Rachel talking about her. That's what that's in reference to.
And yet I proceeded to tell you that even with people like Michael,
or that like he wouldn't want to bring it up to trigger her. Okay, what is this other shit?
and yet I.
Yes, really, 100%. Oh, when we first heard about the bastard did to ya, he cut ties with them ASAP. Wait. So this had already happened? I'm so confused. I think I recall hearing about that. I did appreciate that. I'm a little confused now. I know you have your opinion on him, but he's a good guy. It's why I love him. He's still the best partner I ever had, to be honest. Of course, I don't blame you for thinking. I'm biased, though. Honestly, I don't hate him. Right, okay.
Proceeded to tell you that even with people like Michael, who were affected by Rachel, they had no bad blood against you. Neither did I. We didn't see you differently, but you sure as hell saw us in a different light. Go fuck yourself. I have been silent about this for years, because I felt as if nobody would believe me.
If only it stayed that way, dude.
I am so tired. Unlike you, Donnie, I have been suffering in silence. Unlike you, I legitimately could not stand up to you.
Oh my god, yeah, suffering in fucking silence as she's showing herself endlessly fucking bitching about the most pedantic shit in the fucking world. Yeah. You've stayed silent. Sure thing, dude. Not like you haven't learned how to fucking close your damn mouth. Holy shit, dude.
Ever. When I confronted you about the trigger and Rachel, that was one of my first times standing up to you. And even then, I immediately backtracked. I immediately downplayed what I was feeling because I didn't want to upset you. Because I didn't want to hurt your feelings. Because I was threatened not to. Throughout my entire friendship with Donnie, I was threatened by people, telling me that if I ever hurt Donnie, if I ever triggered him, even accidentally, then I would not hear the end of it. Everyone babied him. Everyone treated him like he was this fragile child that needed to be cared for. I was not.
Because right now she's saying that she was threatened. She was basically threatened that, like, hey, if you upset Donnie, we're gonna come for you, deed. Where's that happening? Where's that happening?
Friend to him. I was a fucking caretaker.
You don't understand my pain,
restless
dude.
nights talking to him to ensure he was okay. I immediately got into Discord calls if he ever asked to be in one. I even took fucking hours out of work to ensure his well-being.
I took hours out of work. Okay, how do you do that?
I had to literally sacrifice my own time and even mental health for this fucker. I would stop in the middle of a PTSD episode to talk to him to ensure he was okay. Because if I didn't, if no one made sure he was okay, if I upset him in any way or didn't give him what he wanted, there would be hell to pay. I remember when I vented on my private Twitter about how Donnie downplayed how Rachel treated me, and panic swelled in me that I confessed. I confessed to him, told him I'd delete it, and even checked up on him the next day because I was scared. I was so scared of upsetting him and people finding out about it. I was mentally exhausted.
My God,
in fact, I'm ashamed.
You're mentally
exhausted.
exhausting. You're mentally exhausting.
Or of me opening up to him. I was so vulnerable to him because being vulnerable was all I could fucking do because Donnie would talk about trauma and nothing else. And I felt like the only way to connect with him was by opening up to him. Which I fucking regret now because of all this shit. I bent my back backwards and groveled on the fucking floor for him, and this is what I got in return.
God. All I got was this lousy
t-shirt. I know there's going to be people out there saying, it's not Donnie's fault. It is. I am so tired of him getting away with this.
He can't keep it.
He knew he was being treated like a child.
Okay.
Have you noticed how Donnie talks? Have you noticed
Jesse
the way
Pinkman.
he types? He acts like a child himself. He's not. Donnie is the same age as me. He is 26 fucking years old. He's been an adult since 2017. He is a grown-ass man.
Grown-ass man, yeah, grown-ass man. Why do these standards never apply to you? Interesting.
Everything he has done was of his own fucking volition. Everything. I was never given a pass. My trauma was disregarded. His was.
Grown-ass man, by the way, when she was 19, she was actually mentally 13 years old still. So actually, Avi is totally fucked up for mutually and consensually flirting with her. Yep.
Wasn't. Everyone respected his boundaries and triggers. Mine weren't. Everyone coddled him when he was hurt by someone. I was told to get the fuck over myself. It's not fair. And he knew.
It's not fair. Dude, she's jealous.
To him so much of my fears, the treatment I got from others, and yet he was treated more like a human being than I ever fucking was throughout my life. He did this. He created the threat. He downplayed my trauma. He painted me like an abuser. I told him my deep-seated fear was that I was secretly like the people who abused me.
You are! You beat your fucking husband. You lie about people. You slander people. You know, the only thing that I can't say with confidence about you is that you sexually harass or rape people. Okay, that's the one thing I can fucking say. Okay, dude, credit where credit is due. You so far are not a rapist or a child predator. Okay,
terrible person, and he did exactly that. He knew my deep-seated fear of people outing my trauma behind my back. And he let people do exactly that. He claims that I'm gatekeeping him from kinning, an alleged coping mechanism. And what does he do? Gatekeeps me from being a fan of Hollywood Undead or Camp Camp. Media that helped me.
God, because no. No, you can't be a fan of Camp Camp because you bitch and whine about people misrepresenting the concept of cults and not being autistically specific and hyper detailed about how exactly cults work and treating with the utmost serious that it absolutely needs to be deserved. But you're a fan of a show that parodied cults. That doesn't make any fucking sense, dude. No, yeah, you can't be a fan of Camp Camp by your own fucking standard, dipshit.
Through my darkest times, my coping mechanisms. He claims that I disregarded his trauma and triggers, yet what does he do? He downplays mine and overall disregards my trauma.
That's serious.
Tell me he doesn't fucking know the double standard between me and him. I dare you.
I don't think you know the double standard between you and him.
Because imagine it. Imagine if I did all this to Donnie.
You did? What do you mean? Oh my God, it looks so gay.
She should be happy now. Getting extra attention, rolling eyes face emoji.
Yeah, I said that. I think I said that in my first stream where it was like, well, you got what you wanted now, dude. You got all eyes are on you now, motherfucker. You got what you wanted.
You think they would have done to me and Michael? Because I'll tell you. It would have been cloak and dagger call all over again. There were moments in that call spent berating Keyblade as Donnie loved him. Donnie cared about him, but he hurt Donnie. He betrayed him. The exact same thing would have happened to me.
Yeah, I cannot
Donnie,
wait for the divorce arc, dude.
He gets away with it, which is why I ain't staying silent anymore. I have my own allegations towards Donnie, and unlike him, I got the fucking receipts to go along with it.
Ooh.
I have 4 claims, 2 of which are Donnie disrespecting my trauma and boundaries. The worst one is Donnie outright taking advantage of me. Let's begin.
Donnie outright taking advantage of me. Okay. Surely this won't be fucking retarded and complete nonsense.
This event happened in a Discord call. I obviously didn't record it, seeing as who the fuck would secretly record private calls? I don't. That's especially if it's personal, private. 2 buddies just casually talking. And given me and Donnie were in a lot of Discord calls, I did my best, but I think I found the text conversation we had before hopping into this call. For context, Donnie's conversation.
You okay? I'm extremely suicidal. This friendship was doomed to fucking fail, bro. Do you need me to call? I'm here for you, Donnie. I can call. Okay, give me a second. Okay.
We had before hopping into this call.
Wait, how long was the call? An hour.
I think I found the text conversation we had before hopping into this call. For context,
2020.
Donnie had made a statement either in a Discord server or social media where he claimed he was feeling suicidal and he was spiraling. This was during the time where I worked nearly a 13-hour shift, and it was close to me clocking out. I was exhausted.
Okay, so you're the victim, not the suicidal guy.
Working that long of a shift is draining. Regardless, when I saw this cry for help, I panicked. I literally pulled out my laptop and everything, and I immediately was ready to hop in a call to ensure Donnie's safety. And I asked him if he wanted to be.
Do not tell me that he took advantage of you because he said he said publicly that he was suicidal, and you reached out to him to try and comfort him of your own volition. Do not tell me that this is Donnie taking advantage of you. Motherfucker, you offered yourself hogtied on a fucking silver platter.
In a call. He said he can call, and I told him, okay, I'm here for you. And so we hop into a call, and he immediately tells me that he's waiting on his partner to hop online. I tell him that's good, and I ask if he has harmed himself at all. He says no, so I say, okay, that's good. And basically just try
Have you harmed yourself at all? Can you send pictures, please?
Comfort him at this point. I do the typical, everything's okay, you're safe, I care about you shtick, and then I tell him that we can do whatever he wants to do.
The typical shtick. Wow, don't, yeah, dude, with friends like these, bro, it's like, oh, you're suicidal. Oh, no, don't hurt yourself or, you know, whatever. Typical, yeah, typical shtick. I didn't tell him anything actually sincere, you know, the typical usual fucking blabble that you give to suicidal friends, you know, because we don't take that situation too seriously, unless it's with me. Unless it was me. The entire goddamn United States Army needs to show up to comfort me.
Distracting himself. As I'm listing off
So
suggestions, he interrupts me in
yeah.
a very cold tone and tells me to shut up. And I immediately do.
LOL? What?
Distracting himself. As I'm listing off suggestions, he interrupts me in a very cold tone and tells me to shut up.
Shut up, bitch!
As I'm being an annoying bitch and constantly trying to like interrupt his thought process, he tells me to shut up. What an asshole.
And I immediately do. I was honestly taken aback when he said that, and it was silent throughout the rest of that call. I did not say a single word, and neither did Donnie. This lasted for about an hour. After time
the whole call was an hour. What the fuck? It said it on the thing. It said the call was an hour. I mean, I suppose it could be like an hour and 40 minutes. I don't know if Discord gets that specific. To be fair, I suppose.
Passed, Donnie piped up and said, my partner's online now, and he left. He didn't say goodbye. He didn't thank me. He just left.
The suicidal person was ungrateful. Wow. Dude, I couldn't take the message and print it out and like make a fucking necklace out of it. Make it like a fucking token.
Never brought this up again. I'm fairly certain I was also late to clocking out, which, if you don't know, at my job, you could get into major trouble if you clocked out late.
You can get in trouble for clocking out late, but hanging out on Discord with your buddies, I guess is permittable? That's permittable? That's interesting. What an interesting job that you have, Deed.
Especially if it's past the 13-hour mark. Basically, they made us barely work up until the 13-hour mark. Why? Well, because if you work over 13 hours, that is considered overtime, which means you would get paid double the amount you are paid hourly. Yes, the job I worked at was slimy. It's why I eventually quit. So yeah, I got in trouble for that, and this is just one of the many examples of me sacrificing a lot for Donnie, just for him to turn around and treat me like this. Donnie is also an artist, and similar to that of Yoon, he scammed me out of money. On April 11th, 2020, he scammed me out of over $30, and the commission was a—
Oh no! Dude, it's gonna be the same thing. It's gonna be the same thing with her grievance with Yoon. It's gonna be like, I got a commission late. I got what I paid for a commission and I got it late. I was scammed. That's not a scam. You got what you paid for. A scam is that you gave money and you didn't get what you paid for. Can you commission for a private commission? Yes, you can. You could draw me as a fictional. Draw me and my fictional boyfriend then. Okay, weird. I have a ref sheet for them myself. I could send. I'd appreciate it. Also, that's good. Easier, blah, blah, blah.
On April 11th, 2020, he scammed me out of over $30, and the commission was a private commission that was only meant to be between.
Got it. That's totally haha and reference GB style. Do you want any shading? You're the first person I'm commissioning, and I'm so excited. Do soft shading if that's all right. All right, that would be $33. You can pay me via PayPal. Money has been sent. Thank you. No problem. I'm excited. Yes, of course. I respect your secret. It'll take a few days.
Me and him. I'm unsure if Donnie used that to his advantage, knowing I wanted this to remain private, therefore I wouldn't out him, but fuck it. I don't care
Okay.
anymore. Donnie was supposed to draw me and a fictional character I shipped to myself with back in the day. He was supposed to draw me and David from Camp Camp. I even gave him the reference sheet of how I drew myself in the style of that show. I waited for months, and all he ever sent me was a work in progress the day before my birthday, funny enough. Months, and all he ever reference sheet of how I drew myself in the style of that show. I waited for months.
Wait, oh my god!
The reference sheet of how I drew myself in the style of that show. I waited for months.
That's what survivors do after all support. That's always important. Just know I'm always here for you, always sending you. If you need anything, don't hesitate to DM me. Sorry it's been a bit, taking a bit to get your commission. I've had minor art block, minor art block, dude. I've had a minor art block. That's all right. Thank you for letting me know, though. I appreciate it. Are you awake? Blah blah blah.
And all he ever.
Is this not fucking reasonable? I mean, here's the thing. If you're gonna be taking commissions, I've taken commissions before. I try to like every day I work on the commission until it's done. Okay, I don't like not working on the commission for a day. That's just me personally. But I don't have like open commissions, so I do have some free time, and I give myself like, you know, I try to like overestimate how much time it'll get, so like it's like reasonable. Like I give it like a month. It does not take a month to do some drawings, but like it's just like at most a month. I'll show you a sketch when I'm done. All right, understandable.
Sent me was a work in progress the day before my birthday.
You paid $30 for this. Oh my god, you know you might have been scammed actually.
Birthday, funny enough. And then he never got back to me on that commission, despite me already giving him the money. Given everything I was going through at that time, that commission was the last thing on my mind. However, as you're already aware, I didn't want to upset Donnie by confronting him about it, so there's a good chance I just kissed my money goodbye. But given that I live in near poverty now, I'd like my $33 back now.
Yeah, I can see. All right, hold on, dude. I need to fucking use the bathroom real quick.
Donnie. There was also an incident that I didn't realize how
Is
messed
Tom
up it was
finished?
until
No.
years later, but Donnie had faked having a personality disorder as a means to roleplay with me, despite me having strict
What?
boundaries regarding roleplay. I won't go into detail on why that is the case, but let's just say it has to do with the subject matter of grooming and sexual assault. Due to this, just the sheer
LOL
setup or attempt at old school forum style of roleplaying unprompted and without my consent or knowledge makes me
he forced me to RP with him in fucking Discord. Oh my god.
Donnie was aware of this, and he still did it anyways. Basically, Donnie had come into my DMs and claimed that he was recently diagnosed with dissociative identity disorder, or DID. And I just so happened to learn a thing or two about DID recently at that time, so I knew the basics of how that disorder worked. To explain briefly, DID, formerly known as multiple personality disorder, is an extremely rare disorder where a person has these things called alters. Basically, a person can switch and you are no longer talking to that person.
Wait, hold on. Hold on. I need to read these DMs because she fucking likes lying. What the?
Disorder, or DID.
Okay, this is it. You awake? Yeah, what's up? It's nothing super serious, but it's something I feel I should come out about. It's recent diagnosis. Yeah, sure, go ahead. Dissociative identity disorder is something I have. I see that's something news for me. I mean, I know it's just dissociation is cause. I've dealt with it. It means I have multiple personalities. Oh wait, nah, not really. Just be chill, you know. Okay, I can do that. Chill is when I'm frostbite now. What's up, homie? Okay, yeah, he's faking it. He's faking it. I love snow and ice. Oh my god, dude. Hell yeah. What are your pronouns, by the way? I use dude man as gender neutral, unless that makes you uncomfortable. He, him, the second set being neo pronouns because hail is a badass word.
And I just so happened to learn a thing or two about DID recently at that time, so I knew the basics of how that disorder worked. To explain briefly, DID...
Okay, well, I mean, he's obviously full of shit, and you're the dumbass who played along, so who fooled who? Who's the real fool here?
formerly known as multiple personality disorder, is an extremely rare disorder where a person has these things called alters. Basically, a person can switch and you are no longer talking to that person, you are talking to one of their alters. Donnie faked having DID as a means to pretend to be this made-up individual and, by definition, roleplay with me. He did this more than once. I am not—
Wait, what? To explain better, if you don't genuinely have alters, you are basically pretending to be non-existent persons. Some people who have fake this disorder went as far as pretending to be fictional characters. So yes, the definition of role is it is by definition role
with me. He did this more than once. I am not saying Donnie doesn't have DID. It was, in fact, Donnie who said it himself. Not only did he tell me he was uncertain he had DID anymore, but he also straight up confessed to faking said disorder. Here it is.
I have a confession. I was convinced by my ex-friends that I have dissociative identity disorder, and I feel so embarrassed about it. I acted upon it because I really thought I had it, because of the misinformation they gave me, and them telling me stuff about how self-diagnosis is needed, and that I need to have it.
Okay, well, Donnie is full of shit, because, I mean, like, your friends told you that you have DID, and you just, like, how do you... that doesn't make any sense. Like, the way you treated it, it's like... I'm just so fucking confused. There's no way you actually believed it. There's no way you actually believed it.
I stopped feeling like I had it after my ex-friends cut me off.
Here's the problem.
Tumblr-esque, yeah.
Notice he never acknowledges he is at fault for anything. Rather, he is implying that he was manipulated and coerced into faking DID. Here's the second problem with Donnie. You outwardly either have DID or you don't. You cannot be manipulated into thinking you have it. That is just not how the disorder works.
Well, you could be misled about what exactly is DID. Like if someone said DID is when you like role playing as fictional characters sometimes, then yeah, he would have been misled. Actually, he would have been under a false impression of what that term means.
From myclevelandclinic.org, it states the following. What are the symptoms of dissociative identity disorder?
I fucking get it. So, yes, he's bullshit. He's full of shit. You actually don't even need. You don't even need to fucking do this. You don't even need to do this. Oh wait, no. She's trying to assert that like he is the one who made up the DID. He wasn't convinced it's okay. Whatever.
About not being in control, like a bystander, watching yourself from the outside.
Yo.
Can someone have DID without knowing?
How far are you? I am 5 hours and 21 minutes into the second video, and I've already watched the whole first part in one sitting. You don't need to do this! You don't need to do this. You can just say Donnie unconsensually role-played with me, and that's like tantamount to fucking rape, okay? Just pull the band-aid off. I know this is where this is going, okay?
How is dissociative identity disorder diagnosed? MyClevelandClinic.org again states the following. A healthcare provider usually...
I hate that I made it a rule for myself that I can't skip. No, yeah, this is just like you're just wasting my fucking time, and you just have no care or appreciation for like your audience's fucking time, right? Like, just show me Donnie being a piece of shit. That is what you're accusing him of. Him being misled on what DID means is so pedantic and worthless. Nobody cares. We do not care.
So, given all this information dump that I just placed upon you, sorry for that, alongside
you're not sorry. You've never been sorry for anything.
To the point even DID content creators' diagnosis have been called into question. There is no way in hell Donnie could have legitimately been coerced into thinking he has it. But it doesn't matter, because to this day, he still fakes having it. Despite Donnie confessing, he is still going around claiming he has a personality disorder.
A personality disorder?
Despite Donnie confessing, he is still going...
You know how many personality disorders there are? What the fuck is this? Pokemon New Ethan? PKM New Ethan? Starting page. What is this? Plural kit? Oh, is this some sort of like roleplay thing? It's a system bot you could type to use alters. Okay, how are they using this though? How are they using? Because you can maybe use this bot in a role-playing server and use this to be like, oh, I'm in this role-playing text chat. Let me like switch my thing to this character or whatever.
Around claiming he has a personality disorder, but now claims that it's OA.
At this rate, I'm under the thought that I have new guys, TM, but I wouldn't know how to address it. It's okay. Sometimes it's best to take your turn. If you're, I mean, it sounds like it is. It's definitely. it'd definitely be OSDD because my memory is too far good to be DID. So he's not even saying DID. What is OSDD? What the fuck is that? Other specific dissociative disorder. Diagnosis for complex dissociative experiences that don't fully meet the criteria for DID or other specific disorders. Okay, whatever.
SDD, which, given that these are such rare and complex personality disorders, I had to spend hours out of my day trying to figure out.
You didn't. You actually didn't. You could have just like not have mentioned this because him unconsensually role playing with you. I don't care. I don't care. It's DID bot. Okay.
What the hell even is the difference between DID and OSDD? You want to know what the difference is? The severity and symptoms. That is pretty much it. That's pretty much all I gathered from the research. Because again, this is complex. This is very tricky. It's why it's so easy to self-diagnose and fake it. Because
because it's such a new field of psychology and the diagnoses aren't pinpoint, maybe don't make a conclusive statement about it. Deed? Maybe don't make a conclusive statement about something that you don't know what the fuck you're talking about.
even in the mental health realm, it is very tricky. It is still something mental health professionals are grasping their mind around too. But yeah,
wow, well, we're going to draw a solid conclusion from this, though.
Hey, Donnie, how the actual hell can you have OSDD when you have blatantly confessed to faking DID? I don't know what your true intentions are.
He didn't confess to faking DID. Okay, you're misrepresenting what he said. He said he was misled by friends. Okay, whether or not you believe that or not, that is the debate. It's not that he said he admitted that he faked the DID. No, he did not fucking say that.
You made me roleplay with you when you knew that
you
was
made me roleplay with you. You made me roleplay with you. Why would you do that?
And caused me to break down crying. My brain.
Huh?
The fact you made me roleplay with you when you knew that was a boundary of mine made me sick.
That was a boundary? That was a boundary? One of your boundaries is to not roleplay? God.
And caused me to break down crying.
Caused me to break down crying. Oh my fucking God, dude. This is so fucking ridiculous, man. Dude. Deed is literally the type of person to actually, unironically, cry over spilled milk. It is fucking ridiculous, dude.
My brain repressed that memory for a reason.
My brain repressed that memory. You know what memories get repressed? Severe fucking either life-threatening or like, well, I would consider rape life-threatening. Like severely life-threatening instances, car crashes get blocked out of people's minds. Rapes and sexual assaults get blocked out of people's minds. Holy shit.
We smoking filtered crack, you stupid piece of shit.
My name's Quirk Chungus. I'm Quirk Chungus and I like biting people and I've got a cat called Squirt.
These people are stupid. You can't force people to roleplay, you can just fucking ignore.
Yes, exactly, dude. No, you don't get it. It's just like with Avi. She wasn't allowed to ignore or block him or tell him to stop. She had to, like, she was trapped. She was trapped in the Discord DM. Thank you for the $50. Okay. Someone probably asked, but thoughts on Ace's stream last night? Ephraim is a retard, Light's a retard, and Sparrow is a retard. What was I saying? Oh yeah, like actual traumas get blocked out, like severe shit, right? Like people get PTSD, like flashbacks to war and shit like that, and like those things tend to get like blocked out. You had blocked out him role-playing with you? No, you just forgot that happened and remembered when it was most convenient for you to bring up so you can moral about it.
You are such an asshole for doing that, but also outwardly faking DID? What the fuck is wrong with you?
What the flip is
Looking
wrong
back
with
at my
you,
friendship
bro?
with you, you would do that so often, actually. Anyone who brought up something, whether it was depression, anxiety, PTSD, hell, I remember I brought up how I learned about complex PTSD. And what did you immediately say? Oh, I have that. Oh yeah, I got that too. You would automatically insert yourself in situations that I don't even know what's true.
Bet all my balls that you do the same shit. You do the same fucking thing. You do a trauma, you do every day of your life is a trauma Olympic. to be like the most oppressed person in the fucking room. Yes.
True anymore. For all I know, you faked having multiple
Donnie
disorders and
did fake
trauma,
DID?
and you got your information not from the internet, but possibly from people.
Well, here's the thing: did he fake it, or was he misled? Right? Because that's something that could very easily be a possibility. You know, like you know, call it, is it bait or mental retardation? You know, did he intentionally lie about having DID, or was he just actually misled by friends into thinking that he did? And like he didn't actually know, he was under a wrong impression of the definition of what DID was. No, Donnie's currently at 26. No, yeah, Donnie is not a child. Yeah, if he was faking it, fuck that shit. If he's faking it, it's honestly a whatever. Like, he faked having DID because he wanted to be a quirk chungus. Okay, like, what the fuck ever?
Venting to you. It makes me physically ill because I trusted
Physically
you, Donnie.
ill.
I told you multiple traumatic events I went through. Everything you have ever said to me in the past,
Under
I have
his
told-
characters, you trauma dumped on the hail person, the fucking Ice King. You trauma dumped on the fucking Ice King, and you're shocked. You're shocked about this. Come on, bro. Come the fuck on, dude. Yeah, it's not always malicious. Like, you know, Donnie is a little weirdo, okay, but like, I don't know. I like trying to be case by case, you know. I like to try to be as nuanced as I possibly can, you know. He did fake it. Like, he did fake it, no sympathy. Well, you don't have to be sympathetic. Like, when I say like he was lied to, when I say that I think he was lied to about what DID was, and he ran around saying that he had DID, I don't fucking care. Is the video based? Ace, this is the greatest video ever made. Ever. But no, I'm not asking you to feel like sorry. No, I just personally don't give a shit like whether he did or didn't fake it. I mean, is it a shitty thing to run around and say you have a mental disorder and you just actually don't? Like, yeah, sure, it's like shitty to do that because you're like sympathy baiting, but like what else is new with Donnie, honestly? You know, it's kind of like more or less the same shit.
Question now, because you have openly shown you don't know what you're talking about, and you have openly confessed that you have lied and self-diagnosed yourself. Not only that, you have lied.
Wait, what? It's nothing super serious, but something I feel I should come out about. It's a recent diagnosis. That is a bit misleading. Him saying it's a diagnosis is like, oh, my friends told me. Like, okay, that's not a diagnosis stuff.
That you have lied and self-diagnosed yourself. Not only that, you have lied regarding your therapist. You have shown that you have lied about being officially diagnosed by your so-called
Cool Blue
therapist.
Rent,
So now
fine.
every time you've brought up your therapist is called into question now. I can't trust any word you say now. I understand being misguided and misunderstanding mental health is one thing, but this isn't the case for Donnie. The way he describes symptoms and talks in his almost
Okay, and
therapy
then
makes me believe
Yen's
he's trying
here to
convince
collect
people
her
he knows what
fucking
he's
rent
talking
too,
about.
dude.
Reminder that Donnie is the same person who misused the word trigger. Let's also not forget that Donnie claims that he has adult separation anxiety disorder, and we spent time out of our way disproving that. I don't think every single thing Donnie has claimed he has been an outright lie, but it is very wrong of him to fake having disorders in general, and it calls into question
I thought you were busy.
regarding his diagnosis. And just to make clear, people faking mental disorders in of itself is usually an indication that something is mentally wrong with them. If they are genuinely faking having
Sure.
mental disorders as a means to get attention, there's obviously something wrong. There is something clearly wrong with Donnie. We just don't know what that is. But we need to acknowledge that it causes
You know
harm.
what? And 2D's credit, I don't think she's faking being mentally ill. I think she just actually is that fucking crazy.
Not only to Donnie himself, but those surrounding him and those who genuinely suffer with those types of disorders he's faking. I had a literal PTSD episode when I found out he faked having DID. The last time I learned-
Come on, bro. This fucking, you have not suffered enough in your fucking life. You have not suffered enough in your life, bro. Holy shit. I'll give Julia a rest, though.
talk about is intertwined with Donnie's last claim within the thread. I thought about it time and time again on whether I wanted to talk about this or not, and I've decided that I am. Because this legitimately hurt to find out, because it was so easy for Donnie to manipulate the situation for reasons I will explain later. So now, let's discuss the gatekeeping trauma claim.
She also basically forced me to not
The
say anything about
gatekeeping trauma claim, by the way, she had shown earlier in this video that she yelled at Donnie for talking about one of his triggers after Deed had mentioned one of hers because he was taking attention away from her triggers. Just to be fucking clear.
how my trauma symptoms are similar to that of someone who left a cult and I feel ashamed for having it. She said my ex-friend group doesn't count as me having that type of trauma.
This hurts.
Yeah.
Everything people have said and done throughout this thread
hurts.
was intended to hurt you. And Donnie knew this would hurt the most. If you don't know what Donnie is doing, he is, once again, weaponizing my trauma and using it against me. Musha had already spent quite a while painting me as a gatekeeper when it comes to the terminology of cults, so why not take it one step further and just outright falsely claim that I am gatekeeping people from being a cult survivor? That is what Donnie is insinuating here.
That is totally within your character, okay? You have to actually prove. Watch her actually fucking show that he's right.
Hey, to anyone who ever knew Donnie, what cult was he in? I would love to know, because it doesn't fucking exist.
What cult were you in, bitch? You never fucking said. You never said, and if anything, your descriptors leave me to indicate that it was a Christian. It was just a normal, standard fucking Christian household that you were fucking raised in. Like, fuck off.
Throughout the years that I knew Donnie, he never stated he was a cult survivor. Throughout the years that Michael knew Donnie, he never stated he was a cult survivor. I bet Donnie did.
Maybe it was personal, bitch. Oh, I need to shut my door. Raised in the Final Fantasy house, dude. That's how she fucking talks.
Didn't even know about cult trauma until he fucking met me. So why? Why?
He didn't even. It's almost like you could experience a trauma and not have to know exactly what it is. Wow.
He's saying this now because he made this up. He waited until I stopped talking to him. He made up the idea that he is a cult survivor, and I can prove it. If you don't know the ex-friend group that he's talking about Rachel's posse. You know, the person everyone falsely accused of being a cult leader just out of sheer spite. That alleged cult leader. The saddest thing about this is that I gave Donnie an excuse. I legitimately thought Donnie was manipulated into thinking he was a cult.
Well, ain't that great? You have the totally unbiased, totally not biased hindsight to tell us that, like, actually it wasn't a cult. Even though at the time I did believe it was a cult, and I told him that I believed him that he was in a cult. Okay, cool.
Survivor. I thought maybe Blaze or Chris had gotten into Donnie's mind that he is a cult
Never
survivor.
live in a house full
as
of
a means
black
to
holes.
shove it in my face. As a means of saying, look, someone claimed to be a survivor of cults. You can't dictate it now. But no. Just like with everyone else, I failed to see the true intentions behind Donnie's actions. I just excused it. But no more. Donnie knew what he was doing.
Yeah, you can't have the same
Donnie
trauma
knew
as me.
exactly what he was doing here. He knew there'd be no way for me to prove it. Because what do I have to say in response to this? This didn't happen. We never had a conversation.
I mean, well, consider this. Like, to be a little semantical here, the way that the SCC was structured, especially Doodletones' community, I could see the argument that it was very cult-like. Okay, it was very, very cult-like, the way that it was structured, the way people were expected to have blind faith and blind allegiance to certain figures in the fucking community and excuse their shitty behaviors when they're actively, like, and outwardly, like, right in front of people doing shitty things. Like, it's definitely symptomatic.
About it. In fact, Donnie is outwardly lying here. See, he never discussed with me that he was a cult survivor, no. He did this when I had already blocked him.
Bring up mine and Chili's
See,
grooming.
I
Yeah,
remember
even in this
event because
video.
it was
Yeah. Or
heartbreaking
I
finding
suppose
out
that's
about
what you're
this.
referring to.
My partner and I had gone out to town that day, and when we got back to our apartment, we were still in the car when Michael got notifications from Discord in regards to the Rachel document thread in the Cloud Palace. And what did he find? He found Donnie claiming to be a cult survivor. I wanted to see it for myself, but he stopped me from looking at his phone.
No,
he refused.
You're not allowed to have the same trauma as me. This is so fucked.
To let me see the messages, but I asked him, is this true? And he said yes. And I just began to break down crying. Through my tears, all I could say was why.
Dude, this is so fucking unreal, dude. This is the most, like, unserious shit ever, bro. Oh my god.
Why would he say that? He knows what I've been through. He knows that's a lie. I vented about the cult debacle in my private Discord server, which he was in. I had outright told him my feelings and pain during that whole ordeal, and yet there he was.
Maybe you told him what a cult was, and he realized, wow, I'm in, like, a cult-like relationship with this person. That's pretty fucked up. And that's why he called himself a cult survivor. Wow, is it really that difficult?
Claiming Rachel was a cult leader. And so I just convinced myself Donnie was manipulated into it, but no, he wasn't. And I'm going to prove it by showing the worst thing Donnie has ever done to me.
Oh,
the most I can do is show proof of all the times the word
let's fucking go, dude. Okay, Epstein files again.
The most I can do is show proof of all the
show proof. Giant fucking censored text. Okay, cool. It reminds me of the time I was in the cult is all. I'm sorry. A homie of mine told people that cult is a trigger for me, but didn't go into details so they could get them to stop with the cult stuff. That scared me for a moment, so I had them promise me to tell me when they would do that before they were doing it. Oh my god, you need personal fucking... How do you be friends with someone like this? How do you fuck someone like this? How do you date and marry someone like this, bro? Oh my god. I want to be aware before they tell. I wouldn't think so. It's about cults. I don't think blank would be involved unless you have other triggers. Giant fucking Epstein censored text. Because I feel like the exact same way when it comes to cults and what my rapist did to me, they got away with it essentially. Censored here is me describing a PTSD induced. You have done nothing, but this video is the trauma dump video. You might as well show it. You might as well show it at this fucking point. Like, the fact that you're censoring it, I don't believe it. You uncensored the cult leader? Okay.
Times the word cult was brought up in a
Oh my god, dude. More details of the PTSD-induced nightmare that I had. I looked up, and it was a girl that I met ended up being a part of the cult. That's when I woke up. Dude, oh my god. She unironically wrote like a fan fiction or some shit. Like some creepypasta in this fucking person's DMs, dude. I wish the cult didn't scare me reckless. Seeing homies of mine or just anyone act like the members of that cult legit terrifies me. You're just a fucking paranoid loser. There you go. Solved it. Solved the riddle. It's not actually PTSD. It's just you're a paranoid loser. I was silent and afraid and never spoke out about the people. Okay, blah, blah, blah.
Conversations.
These are just all the mentions of cults that she's ever made. Actual SCP article. Yeah. I don't wish death on doodles, but I wish they would need both a catheter and a colostomy, so they would never use a diaper. True. That's going to be the worst fate of all, is that Doodletones is going to get old enough where she won't be able to use a diaper or some shit. I don't know. Could you do me solid and watch a video with me? Like be in a call and go, oh my god, so needy, bro. Be in a call. I have a really hard time watching stuff related to cults, sexual assault, etc. Why would you knowingly go into something knowing that it's going to traumatize you? Whose fault is it? Whose fault is it? Whose fault is it that you incite this shit upon yourself? Christ. This is video about cults I want to watch, but I don't want to watch it. Oh my lord, bro. Details about my rape redacted. Details about my cult redacted. Dude, oh my, 620. 3/16/2020. Dude, it's just endless. It's just endless fucking. This is a DM. I'm pretty sure. Is this a server? No, it looks like it's a server, to be fair. Okay. I thought this was like a DM with one fucking person, dude.
You know who always brought it up?
Wait, no, but she's talking to a person. I just ended up in a cult like the group. Details about the cult I was redacted. The reason I said cult like here. Okay, yeah, let's hear it. It's because I just had found out about cults 2019. What? So you had only recently just found out about cults around the time you start trauma dumping in everyone's DMs about being a cult survivor. Dude. Oh my god. Until I had done extensive research on the subject matter, after months of research, I learned, in fact, it was a cult. I had already escaped by this time. However, they were stalking me during this time. No. How about no? And you show proof. How about that? I'm not afraid of dying or the fact that I'll be attacked by my Jesus fucking Christ, or my old cult friends. I'm not afraid. Gets like triggered by like someone mentioning they survived a cult. Can't go outside. I go outside. I get triggered. I wake up. I get triggered. I eat breakfast. I get triggered. I'm afraid they'll get satisfaction that they always wanted. Me being dead. I don't want them to have the satisfaction of that. They were able to end my life. Okay.
I did.
Silver has been real worried about me. I've been due to a lot of stress and abuse. Do you talk about like a book, like your favorite book, or like a hobby? Christ, dude. Still live in my childhood hometown. Many people blah 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 blah. You want to remember blah 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 blah. Trauma. Google Doc. My experience with Ray. Okay, this is when she posted the doc 2020. Okay, so that kind of answers it. It was posted late 2020. Okay, I suppose. FYI, this doc wasn't shared to the public. Oh, okay. That's okay. Okay. If you ever want to learn about cults I was in, don't be afraid to ask. Yeah, don't be afraid to ask. Please give her the opportunity to trauma dump every single fucking time. Every waking moment.
Meanwhile, Donnie only brought it up once. My brain.
Hey, could you ever, you know, whenever you're having a conscious experience, could you just let me know so I could tell you about my trauma? Thank you.
Repressed this memory. That is how honest to God hurtful this was. I didn't realize until working on this response the truth behind this. So, here's what happened. I've been mentioning this here and there, but I had
Donnie was less annoying about his trauma than me. That must mean he's lying.
At a very private Discord server that is meant for me and my buddies only. And Donnie was one of those people in this server. After everything regarding the obvious shit went down, I scrubbed it. That is why
trauma is her hobby, yeah.
Server, I cannot show proof of it because I had erased it. I didn't want those memories anymore. But this memory my brain repressed. And now that it's no longer repressed, I can confidently say this did, in fact, happen. There was a day in the
I
server
sell
where
trauma
was
and trauma accessories.
And Donnie was interested. For whatever reason, this day in particular, Donnie showed very clear interest and was wanting to understand cults more. This hadn't been my first time venting about this, but he told me he wanted to understand my trauma better, and what it was like suffering with it. And for the first time, I felt validated. If you've noticed throughout this entire video, I have shared time and time again that... No.
Dude, so it's literally, she's like saying, because I had trauma dumped about cults first, you don't get to act like that you were in a cult. Only I get to act and pretend like I was in a cult, not you, because I did it first. Trademarked. I trademarked it, bitch.
No one believed me. Everyone downplayed and pretty much just mocked my trauma, so for someone to actively reach out and tell me that they were interested in wanting to understand me better, I jumped at that opportunity. I immediately took this conversation to DMs, and I sent Donnie a bunch of resources, such as
I always recommended blah, blah, blah. Okay,
articles, videos, etc., and he started asking very specific questions, to which I happily obliged and answered them. To which he then said, living with one sounds difficult, and I proceeded to answer, sharing how I ended up in a cult myself.
So let me get this, dude. Okay. So so I was right. You were explaining what cults were, and he said, "Oh wait, I have a similar." Oh.
Mom said it's my turn with the cult trauma.
Truth. Hack, thank you for the $2, dude. It unironically is like that, man. She's just like she's so like possessive about this particular fucking issue, dude, or many particular issues. The fuck am I saying?
Donnie then tells me he'll...
Okay, no. I remember what I was saying before. Dude, it literally is like that. That like, she had explained what cults were to Donnie, and then Donnie just like compared that to his experience with Ray and like applied it. Bro. Perfect sound clip to use for my demo.
I sent him and look at them later.
True.
I then told him how much I appreciated him coming to me wanting to understand what I went through, and that I was even willing to answer any more questions that he had, and was even willing to share my experiences of being in a cult. The reason being is because one of the ways that I process my trauma is by talking about it truthfully. So I was willing to answer any questions Donnie had. However,
only truthfully. She would never lie. She would never exaggerate
details. Wasn't the point. That wasn't the motivation to why he messaged me, to why he showed interest in wanting to understand me. No. He used me. He used me for information so he could educate himself on what the symptoms are, so that way he could turn around and fake being a cult survivor.
Dude, fuck off! Oh my God, because how do you say Donnie didn't name the cult? Or no, he did, because apparently it's Ray. I'm so fucking dude. Whatever, dude. Whatever.
Just like he did with adult separation anxiety, just like he did with the ID. He used me. He used a victim of a real life tragedy for information so he could turn around and he waited. He waited until it made sense for him to call himself a cult survivor. He waited until it seemed
like how you waited until 2025 to dump all this fucking dumb shit because everyone that you're accusing in this video are basically like falling off the face of the earth. Yeah?
Seemed logical, and what was more logical than the person that's already being accused of being a cult leader?
Because you thought you could fly this under the radar and nobody would notice like how you're like completely full of shit? Yeah?
Do you really need me to give you an example for you to understand? Do I really need to say, imagine if this was...
No, I don't need another example like how you gave an example of how you were molested at school by showing me fucking clips of Lolicon. Thank you. I actually don't need another example.
The victim of domestic abuse. Imagine if this was a CSA survivor. I don't need to say that, do I? No. No, it speaks for itself. Donnie used me.
Technically, you did do that. Technically, you did. You showed little lolly anime girls sexually assaulting each other, okay? Technically speaking, motherfucker. So, you already did that.
Donnie used me. Someone who struggles.
She, huh? You, oh my God, you don't fucking know. You don't fucking know. That's in part 1. That's in part 1 around the 4-hour mark. That was the only part. That was the only part that I skipped. To be fair, okay, I say lolicon because it's like little anime girls. They're fully fucking clothed. None of it is nude, and it's from like anime shows. It's from like, I guess, popular anime shows. She showed like a compilation of little anime girls like molesting each other and shit. To like, and she said like, I need you guys to understand how I was molested at school. So here's an example. And that's when she fucking starts showing it.
CPTSD, which if you don't know, people with CPTSD tend to go through a plethora amount of different forms of trauma.
She had a rage compilation at hand. Hold on. I'm not going to show it, but like, I know when you hover the mouse over the timeline, it does show a frame.
Throughout their life within a short period of time, or multiple forms.
Actually, I don't need to, dude. It's at the 4-hour mark. I don't know. I'm being autistic about this. It's around the 4-hour mark, dude.
Think of it like a snowball effect. And he used that. He used that for information. He used me to continue this perpetual cycle that he has victimized time and time again. Let me make this clear. He was already claiming Rachel abused him. He was already claiming Rachel did terrible things to him, but for whatever reason, he wanted to take it.
Oh, so Donnie lied about his trauma, but you totally didn't, right?
He knew that there was little to no evidence to prove that he's a liar, because the only counterclaim I have is this never happened.
Where is your evidence that Avi abused you? Oh, huh? You didn't really show any of it? You cut off your replies to him sending images of him cutting himself? Interesting. I don't know why you would do that. Why would you cut off your responses to those images? I find that a little interesting, you know? Why would you do that?
Joke's on you, Donnie. My brain may have repressed.
She's crying now.
But when I was digging into just how much you deeply hurt me,
it comes and goes. It comes in waves.
And I'm not even done, motherfucker. Oh no.
Ooh.
We're just getting started.
Ooh.
See, one of them.
We're like 17 hours in or some shit. We're not even. I haven't even watched the calls. We're not even 17 hours in. The fuck am I saying? We're like 11 hours in. But now shit gets real, dude.
Of cult in our DMs. Was me requesting Donnie if he'd be comfortable enough to watch a cult-related video with me. I had a habit back in the day to watch cult survivor stories with others in case it got too much for me. What was Donnie's response to this? Yeah, I could do that. When did you want to? I asked if we could watch it tonight, he suggested we do it tomorrow. Tomorrow comes, and due to me losing track of time due to working a night shift, we ended up not watching the video. A week passes, and I reach out once more. I told Donnie that I have all day to watch this video, and what does he do?
Are you just like a lonely fucking loser? Do you not have anybody else? You had an entire week and nobody else? Really? You're that insufferable. Nobody else could tolerate you but Donnie? When was this? 2020? Your boyfriend? How about your boyfriend? Wait, no, they started dating in 2021. Never mind.
He ghosted me. He just flat out ignored me. So a month passes, and
Lol.
I try one more time. And what does he do? He makes it about himself by asking if it has any of his triggers in it.
Is that not a valid question? Wait, did you clap? Did you clap?
If it has any of his triggers in it.
Is he not allowed to ask? Is he not allowed to ask? Like, that's not a fair question to ask, bro. What? Dude, yeah. It quite literally, she owns the right to be offended and traumatized. Nobody else is allowed to do that. It makes complete sense that everything I've heard about this woman being unanimously negative for years. Dude, I don't know how far you made it in this video. Dude, every single time she addresses an allegation made inside the fucking thread, she ends up just proving them right. Every single fucking time. Like, do you know that she admitted, she was accused of abusing Silver. I don't know if you know this. She was accused of abusing Silver physically. And that was totally speculative. There seemingly nothing was to back that up. She straight up just admits that she did beat Silver. She straight up admits it. She straight up admits it, dude. I want to play the clip again. I love this clip. I love this. It's so fucking insane. It's so fucking crazy. She's actually such a fucking maniac.
The most
I don't physically abuse my partner. Okay.
I don't know what else to say except No, I don't do this. The most physical I ever get with Michael is when I am having very bad mental episodes.
So she only beats him when she's having severe mental episodes, but that doesn't count. Come on, man. Come on. The fucking audacity of this fucking woman.
Donnie, if it had any of your fucking triggers in it, why the fuck would I have reached out to you? I also, once again, mention it's about cults.
So she hits him.
Donnie says nothing to
She
that.
straight up just says the only and this is important. Physical. She says physical to sort of like to cushion it, to sort of sugarcoat it. This is in response to being accused of being physically abusive. She says in response to that, the only time she's ever physical with him, physically abusive, is when she's having a severe mental episode.
Donnie then tells me he's too tired, and I just gave up. I stopped fucking trying. Thanks, Donnie. Tell me to shut up when you're feeling suicidal, but when I ask for one thing, you fucking ghost me, make it about yourself.
I mean, unless she's wording it horribly fucking wrong. That is how it fucking sounds.
Until I just give up on trying. You're such a good pal, man. Hey, Donnie, if you truly were a cult survivor, why didn't you mention it here? Why didn't you mention it as one of your triggers, or were just honest as to why you were avoiding me?
Why didn't you mention it earlier? Why didn't you mention it earlier? Maybe he was in the process of figuring it out.
I asked for one favor, and you couldn't even do that. It's almost like... You know what I hate, Donnie? You couldn't even use my sources correctly. I literally gave you an article dedicated to post-cult after effects, essentially a list of symptoms that survivors potentially go through, and I bet your fucking ass you have not experienced a shit ton of these symptoms. You did not use my sources correctly. Let's go through it. From cultrecovery101.com, it reads, quote...
You think she gives him nosebleeds and the blood calms her down? That's fucking demented. I mean... Listen, I mean, we have so many questions, Deed and Silver. Why don't you come back? Why don't you come back? We have so many fucking questions. Like, I would like to hear it. I would like to hear it from them. Just
disassociation.
You already explained like most of this. Just show me where Donnie misused the source.
Mental confusion, low self-esteem, dread of running into a current cult member by mistake, loss of a sense of how to carry out simple tasks, dread of being cursed or condemned.
Oh my god, wait. She just read the symptoms of cult and are just fucking copying it. She just read the symptoms of cult. Isn't it so odd that she experiences every single fucking symptom? Every single fucking symptom? Down to the specific wording. The specific wording. She gives no descriptors as to how exactly, what exactly she means by that, how exactly these things played out. Just very, very specifically. That phrase just stuck out to me. It's what she just said right there.
Low self-esteem, dread of running into a current cult member by mistake.
Dread of running into a current cult member. She constantly says, I'm afraid of running into the cult again. I'm afraid of running into the cult again.
Loss of a sense of how to carry out simple tasks, dread of being cursed or condemned by the cult, hangovers of habitual cult behaviors like chanting, difficulty managing time, and trouble holding down a job. Most of these...
Dude. She just read the symptoms of cult and just copied it.
Symptoms subside as the victim mainstreams into everyday routines of normal life. In a small number of cases...
Seldom few actual cult survivors experience every single fucking symptom. And yet, wow, she's just an interesting case where she actually experiences every single symptom. Isn't that fucking interesting? Huh. Wow.
The symptoms continue. I can attest to that, as I still struggle with some of these symptoms to this very day. In fact, it took several years to let go of many rules and ideologies the cult ingrained into me. I want to make clear that some of these symptoms I listed are common, and I bet some of you thought, wow, I've suffered through some of these after leaving a toxic environment.
Did it? It sounded like you were a fucking trouble because she said the cult ran the school that she went to. That's why everybody was out to get her. All the students, even the fucking staff was out to get her, okay, by her own accusation. It sounded like you were a fucking rebel. It sounded like you were a little rebel. You were constantly getting into fucking fights, getting jumped, getting into fights with other fucking kids and shit like that. Having personal fucking like issues with the school system and shit like that. Like, were you compliant?
Like a group of pals that actually weren't pals at all, and I want to make this clear. Don't get it twisted. Dealing with a group of mean girls is very different from dealing with a cult of mean girls.
Oh my god, it was just a cult. It was just a group of girls that were mean to her at school. Is that what it was? Is that what it was, Deed?
There is a distinct difference between abusers and a cult that is abusing you. And that is the problem with Donnie, is that he did not see the difference. One of the things...
How again, her lack of self-awareness still amazes me.
That this article did not mention is that the most common abuse that cult survivors go through is psychological abuse. But there's also numerous other forms of abuse they can go through, such as verbal, mental, physical, and even sexual. Let's also not forget that being in a cult is a form of religious trauma as well, as a majority of cults tend to surround themselves around a quote-unquote religion. It's why some of the symptoms that are listed have to do with...
Okay, did you? What was the cult, Deed? Why do you refer to it as the cult? What was the cult? What was the religion? Why did you leave that out?
Rituals or ideologies that you were taught, or this greater being punishing you simply for leaving. It's more than just a sense of loss. You literally have to come to realize that the life you've been living, your entire identity was a facade created by a group of individuals who painted you in the way they wanted you to be. It's not just bullying you for having hobbies they see as cringe. It's, you like that? That's a shame. I really thought we'd get along unless you were merely joking, right? There is this eerie sense of control and underlying threats to it, the way they talk to you. They want to scare you into shaping yourself into a person that only they approve of.
That's how she reframes it.
And even then, that's just me sharing my experience. People tend to forget that cults are not one and the same. When you've met one cult survivor, you've only met one. NXIVM victims were subjected to a combination of psychological manipulation...
Yeah, and isn't it fucking weird that you show every single fucking symptom that was listed on that fucking website? That's so weird. That's so weird.
Blackmail, branding, sexual coercion, and physical degradation under the guise of empowerment and self-improvement. The Rajneesh movement's victims were subjected to emotional and spiritual manipulation, sexual coercion, forced labor, financial exploitation, isolation, and even biological attacks on outsiders. Unlike NXIVM's secretive inner circle, the Rajneesh's abuse spilled into public crimes that harmed entire communities. And meanwhile for Jonestown, well, I don't think I need to explain how their situation is massively different to the other two examples now, do I? And to the one person who's going to try to pull that as a gotcha to Donnie supposedly having valid cult trauma, no. Just no. Want to know why? Because even though cults are different in terms of how they control their members, that doesn't mean someone can still see the effects of a cult within another cult. You don't have to have a one-to-one comparison to know if it's a cult or not. There's usually a standard set.
This whole rant is unneeded.
I, as a cult survivor, can point out...
we still this is entirely like a psychotic ramble. We've yet to actually hear how Donnie misrepresented the source. That's what started this whole fucking ramble. I've yet to hear how.
That what Donnie went through is not a cult. Because you want to know who else agrees with me that he isn't a cult survivor? Other victims of Rachel's. Yeah, so I have been in contact with other victims of Rachel's, and when I have been explaining this whole ordeal to them, and I told them that what I went through, they agreed with me.
So you were feeding them, you were selectively feeding them information. That's how it fucking sounds, because I think this is in reference to all like the background shit. She was selectively, she did this with she did this with Chuli. She was like feeding Rin, Autumn, and Safi the narrative that one of Lyle's friends was like knew that Avi was being a freak to Chuli and did nothing about it, and there's just like absolutely no evidence for that whatsoever, and she's just like completely fucking not gaslit is not the appropriate term, but she like she primed them into believing that they still should have asked for evidence. They still should have looked for evidence. That's their fuck up. But Deed was 100% fucking lying about that, because she has no way of proving that. She has no way of proving that. She knows she has no way of proving that.
Donnie is exaggerating. A good portion of Rachel's victims do not abide by the story that Rachel is a cult leader. She had a toxic support system. They won't deny that. Hell, I'm not denying that she's a mean girl, but she's not a cult leader. So explain that shit, Donnie. I have never denied Rachel is an abuser. I have never denied that Rachel is a piece of fucking garbage human being. Yes, she is charismatic, she is manipulative, she is controlling, but she's not a cult leader. That is the one thing I will not agree with on people, because I have experienced abuse by her.
Deed is trying to become a cult
absolutely willing to throw in the towel and admit she's a cult leader if others actually explained it to me. However, after having a chat with Rachel's victims, they do not agree with this narrative the SEC painted. They agree with me. So what does that tell you, Donnie?
Silver's girlfriend spread the lie saying I dismissed her trauma because I have trauma symptoms from my ex-friends similar to those who were in a cult.
Bull fucking shit, Donnie. If you're gonna drag my name into this, then I'm going to corroborate Deed's story.
Wait, why did she show the screenshots? That's also very interesting. Show the screenshot. So wow, like, oh, I'm not the only one who thinks this, Donnie. In case you think I'm biased, other people within the SEC believe me too, and just doesn't show the screenshots. Why? You can censor their fucking names if you're concerned about their anonymity. You've done that before. You've done that plenty of times throughout this video. Why didn't you show the screenshots?
You're an outright fucking liar. I saw you and many others misinterpret the term cult and claim that you were so-called survivors of Rachel's cult when none of you even knew what the term cult actually...
I heard you disagree with my wife, and you're not allowed to do that. You can't do that. Every time I disagree with my wife, I get bruises all over my body. I don't know how they get there though. I can't really say. But you're not allowed to do that, Donnie.
actually fucking meant. This is why Deed tried to educate you guys, but you refused to listen to her. The literal cult survivor.
Deed just tried to re-educate you. Why didn't you just let yourselves be re-educated? Not a fascist though, by the way. Not a fascist. I mean, she's very, I say that as like a joke. She's, unironically, her mentality and her approach to a lot of these engagements is like, I'm going to sound like a fucking wokey. Like, it's very fascistic. It's very like, she comes off as like an unruly fucking dictator that if things just don't go her way, villainize, attack them, smear them, you know, spread rumors about them behind the fucking scenes and shit. Like, bro. Trying to control the narrative and shit.
May I remind the audience that these are the same people who outwardly called Rachel a cult leader out of sheer spite of being called a cult
And not
themselves.
only that, fuck. What was the specific? There's a specific word to describe it. She's compel. She's like compelling people to try and like blindly follow her and blindly agree with her, because you notice every single time people doubt her stories, she calls them like bigots and abusers, and she cries about it and she victimizes herself. Like, that's her fucking knee-jerk response to try and like fucking, I don't know, I'm being very conspiratorial, but like in a way she is like acting like a fucking fascist, dude.
They don't actually care about cult survivors. They don't actually care about the serious ramifications of being in a cult. They're saying that merely as a way to paint Rachel as malicious, which is completely unnecessary given literally everything she has actually legitimately done. I was there, Donnie. I saw you in chat trying to be a cult victim, and everyone
either
called
way,
you like
Rachel
a
is a
child
fucking
because they were
degenerate,
adamant that Rachel was a cult leader when she wasn't. Let me ask you something, Donnie. Why didn't you go public with it? Why weren't there several people in the Rachel document claiming I'm a survivor of a cult? I know.
Well, I could ask the same question. Why didn't you go public with George? Silver. Why didn't you go public with George?
Why? Because you're all fucking delusional. You're all fucking liars. You guys were so willing to hurt my partner. You guys did not fucking care. Musha didn't care because he...
If Deed was so concerned about the wake of destruction that Avi would cause, apparently, why didn't she make it public? Why didn't she make it public? Why did she result into just spreading an obscure rumor between people in her fucking Discord server? And then blocking anybody who just, I don't know, seemingly didn't hear it. Didn't hear her story or didn't believe her story. It's out on Georgia sweeping, yeah.
Didn't add the one request Deed wanted, and it was such an easy one to add to. You don't care, Donnie, because you want to be a cult survivor. For whatever reason, you desperately want to be labeled as a cult survivor. None of you people actually cared about the legitimate voices from an actual
doesn't
cult
apply
survivor.
to Deed
I knew
for
you guys
some
were liars,
reason.
but I didn't think you'd be this malicious. I cannot take any of you seriously. No one should take you seriously, and if you're gonna sit there and make an outright fucking lie about my partner, I'm gonna call you the fuck out on it. I was there in the car when she was bawling her eyes out, and all she could say is, why? Why would he say that? He knows this isn't true. He knows what I've been through. Deed was absolutely fucking heartbroken. And you wanna know something, Donnie? That's the reason I left the Cloud Palace.
Dude, fucking white woman tears. That's a powerful thing, isn't it?
Yeah, when I saw how much you guys were affecting my partner, out of respect for her, I left. I thought leaving the Cloud Palace would give Deed some comfort, but I don't agree with the egregious shit you were all doing.
Monsters.
And what did you do years later, Donnie? You dedicated an
fucking
entire
monsters.
thread dragging my partner's name through the fucking dirt. Throughout the years Deed has stopped talking to you, she never said anything negative about you. Not once. She didn't mock you, she didn't make fun of you, she didn't even call you an abuser. She just wanted to be left alone. But you guys had to make it fucking hurt. So I'm gonna make sure that hurt comes back to you tenfold.
This is the same person that policed my trauma with my ex-friend.
The male feminist,
Dude.
dude.
My therapist told me that.
Dude, I said it like before, dude. He they're like so perfect. He's like the fucking embodiment of Reddit, and she's like the embodiment of Tumblr. It's like so fucking.
No, you
God, they fucking compliment each other in like the worst fucking way possible, bro.
do not get to hide behind your therapist anymore. I'm calling motherfucking bullshit on this claim right fucking now. You know why? Because you would have absolutely fucking told me, because that's what you do. Whenever someone brings up their trauma, you have to make it about yourself. If I had vented to you one day about the cult shit, you would have responded with, oh, my therapist said that I was in a cult too, but you didn't, because you knew that was bullets. You know what else is bullshit?
Bollocks? It's bollocks. You fucking poser. You fucking trying to act cultured.
With, oh, my therapist said that I was in a cult too, but you didn't, because you knew that was bullets. You know what else is bullshit?
It's bollocks.
This entire thing. You want to know why? Because most cult survivors don't trust fucking therapists. And the reason that they don't trust therapists is because most therapists do not have the credentials nor knowledge to appropriately understand cult
How's Doodletones doing? I don't know, just coding for Archipelago or whatever.
trauma. It is why most cult survivors don't talk about that shit to their therapist and rather feel more comfortable going to group therapies specialized in cult trauma or organizations that are dedicated to educating but also helping cult survivors. I know this because I didn't feel comfortable talking about my cult trauma.
Wait, so what is she fucking saying? What?
Cult survivors, how you knew that was bullets. You know what else is bullshit? This entire thing. You want to know why? Because most cult survivors don't trust fucking therapists. And the reason that they don't trust cult survivors...
I was tired of paying my therapist to learn about cults. What?
Don't trust fucking therapists. And the reason that they don't trust therapists is because most therapists do not have the credentials nor knowledge to appropriately understand
Yeah,
cult
I just read that's her excuse for not getting a fucking therapist, dude.
It is why most cult survivors don't talk about that shit to their therapist and rather feel more comfortable going to group therapies specialized in cult trauma or organizations that are dedicated to educate.
Does that not sound so does that not sound so suspicious? No, I will not go to therapy for my trauma. I will go to a group what?
Talk about that shit to their trauma. It is why most cult survivors don't talk about that shit to their therapist and rather feel more comfortable going to group therapies
like they go to group therapies led independently without any like ethics committees or anything like that.
In cult trauma or organizations that are dedicated to educating but also helping cult survivors. I know this because I didn't feel comfortable talking about my cult trauma. I have only ever told.
Wait, hold on. But let's assume even that this is like totally like it is approved of like the American Psychological Association or whatever. Like let's say this is like an approved like group. That's still therapy. Like what is the fucking point that you're making?
One therapist about the cult trauma because I felt comfortable enough to talk to them about it because they seemed at the very least understanding of what I went through as a child. So go fuck yourself with your therapy excuse bullshit, Donnie. I am tired of you hiding behind it. I bet fucking money that you took the articles I sent you I think I went through this, and your therapist validated your fucking delusions without even understanding what the fuck you were ever talking about. Especially if this is the same therapist who recommended kidding and the same therapist who allegedly diagnosed you with goddamn DID.
I mean, Donnie's pretty untrustworthy. I don't even know. I wasn't even allowed to be traumatized the way she didn't like.
I wasn't allowed to be traumatized the way she didn't like.
Is this seriously how you're going to paint it? When you never even spoke to me about this? I didn't stop you from being traumatized, Donnie. No one did.
Rejection,
no, what you shouldn't be allowed to do is take someone's literal childhood trauma, scribble out their name, and replace it with your own. Donnie, I'm going to say something, and this is directed at you. No one else. I want you to listen.
She's accusing him of copying her fucking homework when she in reality was the one who copied like the article's homework.
Very carefully to what I'm about to say. Imagine this, Donnie. Imagine if I took your childhood trauma, the one you wish you could overcome. You know exactly what I'm referring to. Imagine if I went around parading it as my own, when what I describe is nothing compared to the horrors you endured as a prepubescent child.
Is that a threat? That almost feels like a threat.
Would you be okay with that? Would you be okay if I took your trauma and made it about me? Would you be okay if I came to you whilst you were venting about it, showing interest in understanding you and your trauma, asking questions like, I wonder what it's like. It must be difficult living with that reality. And I was asking that so I could jot down notes and go behind your back, claiming I went through that? Would you be okay with that, Donnie? Would you be okay if I took something real, something horrific that happened to you?
Yeah, you're only allowed to copy WebMD articles if you're gonna lie about your trauma. You're not allowed to copy off of other people.
You as a child, and I went prancing around another
Discord sucks. I need to take it out. Right, bye, truly.
Would you be okay with that? Because that's what you did. I hope it hurts. I hope your chest is swelling up and you feel the same terror and panic I felt when I found out you did this shit. I cried. I screamed. I thrashed around wanting the world itself. I
thrashed around and a couple, my husband caught a couple strays, but it's whatever. It doesn't count as abuse.
Fucking stop. You don't get away with this, Donnie. I won't let you hurt and abuse me anymore. Fuck your victimhood. You were always the sheep who pranced around.
Oh, okay. Well, if that's the mentality, okay. Well, I feel significantly less bad about being such a fucking nasty fuck to you during this entire fucking shit.
With a hatchet and blood trail to follow. You took advantage.
Which is to say, I never felt bad. Lol.
Of me. I was a fucking tool to you. How many other notes did you take when I shared my trauma? I told you about my home life, my rape, the cult, my ex. I told you so much about me. How much of it did you claim? How much of my life did you take sick fucking notes on so you could replicate my pain? Words cannot describe the sickening, gut-wrenching nausea I have from realizing I was a mere fucking tool for your goddamn victim complex.
She says as she was the one who primarily trauma dumped on him, by the way.
Bet it on me. Not saying anything and staying quiet, huh, Donnie?
Asking him to watch videos with her so she doesn't like have like a panic attack and fucking freak out and like become a fucking problem for people to fucking handle.
You knew all too well about my struggles. You knew I struggled speaking up for myself. You knew I struggled confronting things. You knew I internalized this idea that I truly am a terrible person. So why would I fight back?
No,
Why did I
surely
even attempt to
no.
denounce
Deed, terrible person? No.
I bet you even
no.
knew if I found out about those threads Musha made. If I had found out he outed my childhood trauma, that he revoked my anonymity in the Rachel
He
doc,
outed it.
giving Rachel
You're
clear-
the one who he outed your what?
If I had found out he outed my childhood trauma.
He outed it. You're the one who wanted to be put in the article. Or not the article. You're the one who wanted to be you're the one who specifically asked for it to be put in the doc.
That he revoked my anonymity in the Rachel doc, giving Rachel clear insight on who Anon 1 is. I bet you knew.
The anonymity wasn't revoked. I haven't seen any evidence of Musha, like, I mean, Musha, from what I heard, is a shithead, like complete fucking shithead, but I haven't seen any evidence of him being the one to necessarily confirm that it was Deed. Because it was like obvious to everybody, like everybody in the Cloud Palace, because everyone who was working on that fucking document knew what was going on behind the fucking scenes, right? Like I don't. It's just poor security, I guess, I suppose, on Musha's end. But he didn't like it. Didn't. You have to show intent. You have to show intent with that. It doesn't even fucking matter. What the fuck?
If I found out at the time it was made, I would have killed myself.
LOL.
And you could give less of a shit because
what?
If I found out at the time it was made, I would have killed myself.
So he was trying to get you to kill yourself?
I would have killed myself.
Hold on. I need to hear this, bro. What? I bet you knew if I found out at the time it was made.
I would have killed myself.
I would have killed myself. That he had said that he survived a cult in regards to Rachel, which doesn't at all copy your experience with your cult, because it's an entirely different fucking situation involving entirely different fucking people, an entirely different fucking dynamic. He actually did not copy your story. He only said that he is a cult survivor and that you also feel that you're a cult survivor. Like, but you don't think he's a cult survivor because you don't consider Rachel a cult leader, which I suppose if you want to stretch the definition, you could call, I don't, it's so pedantic, dude. It's just so stupid. And it's like, oh, Donnie knew I would kill myself if I found out. Like, fuck off, man.
I bet you knew.
The cult.
You could give less of a shit because no one matters except for yourself. I never mattered to you. My friendship meant jack and shit to you.
I'm going to step in and stop anyone who thinks they can excuse Donnie's behavior here. I know there are going to be some people stating that he just wanted to understand, he just wanted to learn more. Bull fucking shit. He never ever told Deed he thought he was a cult survivor. He was never fucking honest about it.
Because he was probably still in the process of learning, like Deed was, right? Like Deed was. They were both similarly in the process of learning, right? When Deed was talking about cults with Donnie, Donnie was actually one of the first fucking people Deed told that she survived a cult because she was in the process of figuring it out.
About his intent behind reaching out to
And that's why they were talking about cults and learning about cults.
Deed. He waited until she was in a bad mental state, mind you. This is
Oh, okay, so he's supposed to keep tabs on her mental health. Yeah.
slimy as fuck. This is nefarious, because let me tell you why. He could have researched this on his own, but he actively went to a victim, wanted to hear their story, wanted to get articles that a survivor would agree with so he could create this fictional trauma of his, so he could convince people that...
Why would he? Why wouldn't he just go to the article? Why wouldn't he just go to the article? What would be either way? Let's assume that he's looking to try and lie about surviving a cult. Why would he go to Deed and copy their story? Why wouldn't he just like go watch a fucking YouTube video or read a fucking article and copy it there?
He too is a genuine victim.
Oh wait, I forgot, because Deed copied her quote unquote cult experience off of those fucking articles. That's why. Okay. Oh, okay. Well, I suppose if Deed copied off of those articles and Donnie copied off of those articles, that it would just sound like Deed's. Okay.
I just need you to understand how utterly
forgot
fucked it
about
is. Imagine if this was someone struggling with alcoholism or any other mental disorder. Imagine if Donnie went to someone who has legitimate DID or adult separation anxiety, and he asked them, I want to know your story. I want to know what you went through. Can you give me resources? I want to understand what it's like suffering through it. And when they give him the resources, he ghosts the person and then turns around and claims to be a victim of what they described. That is outright what Donnie did. He never
Did it? Who fuck?
Never approached Deed again about this topic. He got what he wanted, and he fucked off. And whenever Deed vented to him, he probably just wrote fucking notes on it. This was not coming from a place of understanding himself or even Deed. This was coming from a malicious place. I don't want to see anyone excuse it.
Assume malice. We have no way of proving it. Cool. Awesome. Epic.
Full stop. That being said, Donnie, I'm going to be frank. Watching you take Deed's trauma and paint it as your own is disgusting, further made so by the fact that you fished it out of her. I know you got your cold trauma from Deed, just like I know where you got the idea that you had DID. You didn't even need to do this. I know you have had enough traumatic experiences in your life, so the idea that you would victimize yourself further baffles me. This is an—
You already had enough trauma tokens. You didn't need to add more to it. Only Deed is allowed to hold the Infinity Stones of trauma, not you.
Insult to actual victims. What you did is how others parody victims. I could believe you were fed false information from the Cloud Palace, maybe others, but your actions—
Deed unironically parodies actual victims. Unironically, she is such an overdramatic fucking whiny loser. Half of the shit that she— not even half the shit, all the shit that she says is abusive can be whittled down to being like pedantic fucking issues where she was made mildly uncomfortable at some points, not all points, but some points. Like, no.
Towards Deed, and your treatment of these real, actual symptoms and mental issues have shown me just how much you really cared about both. Get help. Get real help, and stop fucking self-diagnosing.
She's unironically the triggered the fat triggered meme girl. Like that's her.
But why? Why does Donnie do this? Why does he take others' trauma and make it about himself? Why does he fake having mental disorders?
Why did you do that? Why did you do that? Hey, why did you do that? Can I ask that? Why did you do that? Why did you do that with Julie when you were using your experience as Avi and being like or no, she did that with George. Why did you take the George incident and tried to use that to put focus onto yourself? Why did you do that? Why did you do that like for 40 other things? Hold on.
But why does Donnie do this? Why does he take others' trauma and make it about himself?
She literally does this. She did this like multiple— my brain is melting. Like, because she does this so much throughout the fucking video.
Why does he fake having mental disorders? Well, one of my theories is this. Projection.
Projection.
Oh my god, I don't fucking care.
Oh, now
Something
he's
we
a
noticed is just how much
bully?
Donnie projects in this thread. Some of the claims Donnie made, he reversed the roles. Deed wasn't the hurtful one. He was. Let's also not forget how Deed was allegedly controlling friendships when all she had was mere boundaries. And yet people wanted to shatter those boundaries and wanted to control who I decided to spend the rest of my life with.
A lot of things Donnie says truthfully can be applied to me more than anyone else. A lot of things Donnie says truthfully can be applied to me more than anyone else.
A lot of the things Donnie said could truthfully apply. Dude, it's so mirrored. Like, they just mirror each other so well.
I've already brought up how I struggle standing up for myself, to suffering in silence. But there's a lot Donnie has said within, but also outside this thread that just fucking hurts to read.
She caused me to believe in things that aren't true about myself because of how forceful she is. All the while making me feel guilty for being yourself.
Donnie, you are literally describing me.
Donnie is her personal Deed. Like that's how I'm visualizing it. What Donnie is to Deed is how Deed is to fucking everybody. Like, the thing that Deed does to everybody is now being inflicted on her, and now she knows how fucking, like, how annoying it is to fucking deal with that.
Did you have people downplaying what you went through for years on end? Did you have people gaslighting you into thinking it's okay if your pals hang around your sexual harasser? Did you have paranoia for the past 4 years because you thought you were being stalked online, when turns out you actually were being stalked by fucking weirdos who you blocked because you just wanted to be left alone? Did you go through any of the things I've been struggling—
So the stalking is that viewing shit that she's saying publicly, just—
with for the past decade? You made me feel guilt. I genuinely had episodes of thinking I am this monster.
Genuinely had episodes.
No, I am nothing of this image you have portrayed for everyone in that damn community. You caused me to believe in things that aren't true about myself. All the while making me feel guilty for merely existing.
Silver is very open to suggestion with ladies, let's be real. So he probably doesn't care about how she treated us, especially since he's no saint.
It's just crushing. I'm sure she convinced him that I dismissed her trauma based off blatant lies about me.
Ellie, you know for a fact, I never once claimed to be a saint. Also, like, where
the community
did
that
you get that
she's a
idea
part of,
about how I'm have very open to suggestion with ladies? You want to tell me how? Oh, right, it's because I dated women and treat people I date with respect. Understandable. You're right, Ellie. Next time, I'll just be sure to act like a major bitch towards everyone in order to make sure I'm not suggestible. As for you, Donnie, how fucking dare you? I'm not wearing kid gloves for Donnie. I'm gonna speak to him like a damn adult because that's what he is. An adult. Donnie, how fucking dare you accuse Deed of that when you know that's a fucking lie? Not only do I know Deed long enough, but those close to her know that she would never treat anyone's trauma like that. For as much as you and, hell, even Rachel dismissed her own fucking trauma, she never did the same back. She respected it and continues to do so. Not you, though. You could give less of a fuck what Deed went through. You deliberately downplayed her trauma when Scarlett went in detail about Deed's trauma. You deliberately downplayed her trauma by redacting the reason she hates the label best friend. You deliberately downplayed her trauma regarding cults, and you deliberately downplayed her trauma by painting her as a menace when you took attention away from something severely important to her, which led to her actively having a PTSD episode later on. You did not care. You know what I'm convinced of? I'm convinced that you dismissed Deed's trauma and made blatant lies about her. She wasn't allowed to be traumatized. Period.
Hey, speaking about trauma, let's talk about Avi one more time. There's a funny little thing about Donnie, and how Donnie gets away with handling his trauma however he pleases. But not me. My hands are tied.
You're just bad at it. Donnie is the better, like, fucking whiner. Okay? He's, like, apparently significantly more likable than you. Okay? You're just bad.
I had to go into detail throughout this video about what Avi fucking did to me because all of this shit ropes back around to Avi sexually harassing me. Not only that, I had to talk about trauma I kept private. I had to out that shit as a means of not only taking back power, but clearing my name. I never wanted to talk publicly about what Avi did to me, but I was left with no choice, and I probably wouldn't have felt comfortable talking about it if—
You were left with no choice? Like, no. No, you actually did have a choice. You could have just, you know, not have exploded yourself. You didn't need to make this video, actually.
Avi was still around, truthfully.
Yeah, no one
Him being ran off the internet is what made me feel comfortable coming forward about it. But there's something really, really sickening about Donnie. Rin gave me the screenshot for this, but for context, Rin was affected by Avi too. And when Rin was having a conversation with Donnie, what did Donnie say? Well, Donnie said that Avi hurt him too.
So you agreed that in your conversations with Donnie, you agreed that Avi did hurt him because they were dating and they broke up. They had a very tumultuous breakup because something got leaked. I'm assuming Donnie may be fucking cheating on fucking Avi, maybe. Avi is an evil human dude. He has hurt so many people as well, but I currently have no intentions to come out about it publicly beyond what I've already said. So he's slightly better than Deed in that aspect. I'm so sorry he hurt you and so many others. Yeah. I knew him since 2015. It's wild how horrible you turned out, realizing how much damage he's done. Is there anything else I could do for you? Okay. Can you spread my video if that's okay? Okay.
But he's not comfortable with the public knowing about it. Therefore, he's going to keep it to himself. And he, once again, acts oblivious, pretending as if he didn't know Avi was a sex pest, when he did.
Okay. No. No. People didn't know Avi was a sex pest until Truly came out. Okay? And even then, there were rumors of Avi being like a sort of like sex pesty. I don't know what you would call it, but he definitely had like conversations with other people. A lot of it was private, you know, not that many people were willing to come out and talk publicly about Avi because he still had a lot of leverage in the community, and there was still that, you know, pressure to keep victims silent, and there was that tendency that the SEC had to keep victims silent and belittle them and push them into silence about people that in regards to allegations against people that they personally liked. So no, it wasn't publicly known. Okay. You sex pest, dude, again, it always comes back to like how skewed this whole fucking thing is, right? Because she had told Donnie, like, I don't even think she told Donnie outright, because she did not even show those DMs. She didn't even tell Donnie like outright about the Avi shit. She just said that, yeah, I had a bad experience with Avi. Do you have my back? Can you have my back, Donnie? Like right after they broke up, dude, too. Asking him to do that right after they broke up too, by the way. Jesus fucking Christ, man.
He 100% knew. You must feel so lucky, don't you, Donnie?
Oh yeah, also you knew about George and said nothing too. Also, I'm going to mention that every fucking time.
You must feel like you just won the lottery of trauma, because you get a choice.
Oh, do you know what that's? Do you also know what that's like, dude? I'm sure you would know what that's like. I'm sure you know exactly how Donnie feels. Then.
I fucking didn't. I was given no choice. I had to fold.
No
choice. I had to talk about what Avi had done as a means of describing the timeline of events to the creation of this damn thread. But it must be nice, huh? Must feel real nice.
You didn't.
Nice to be able to have control, to be able to get to choose what people know and don't know about you. And I hope you hold on to that. Oh, I hope you hold on to it like it's the most.
Well, it turns out me acting recklessly publicly, being a fucking nuisance to like every fucking community that I've ever been a part of. Turns out people will gossip about me. Yeah.
Precious thing to you in the world. And once you've gripped onto it tightly enough that it hardens and
You ever tried like not being annoying?
this precious jewel, I want you to do me a favor and fucking clock me in the face with it. Because that's exactly how it felt reading this putrid filth. Get bent.
I hate that I was nearly murdered.
Whoa, you just told him to get raped? Is that a rape joke? Is that a rape joke, Deed? You told him to get bent? What does that imply?
A better phase, 100% overcome it. With how bad my PTSD is, that's not easy or something that will happen quick. Why have I had so many people
The
dismiss that
same
particular
fakes.
trigger? Why is it
You're
so much
gonna be
respect?
you're gonna be dead. You're gonna be dead.
I have no words. Go fuck yourself, Donnie.
Anime. Dude, she's like an anime character.
Do you know what repressed memories are? Because I sure do. For the past 5 years, I've been experiencing repressed memories, and it turns out I'm more fucked in the head than I originally thought. A lot of the triggers you shitstains disregarded, well, they got worse for me, to the point I cannot stand some of those topics
I
anymore.
thought I had a shield.
Thanks. You know what's the worst part of having CPTSD, Donnie? It's not recognized in America's DSM-5, meaning I can't get an official diagnosis. And with the political scene nowadays, disability benefits are near impossible for me to get.
Is that what this is about? You wanted to get disability benefits? Dude, it makes sense. Oh my god, that's the scheme. That's the scheme. She's a bed blob and she wants to make a shitload of money for doing nothing. She wants to collect all the trauma, all the disabilities, so she can get like fucking like 10 grand every month. With like all the fucking 900 disabilities this bitch claims she has.
None of you fuckers understood that when I said
I
think I
forgetting
have
don't have a
PTSD,
shield,
I'm processing a lot. You didn't think, oh, I don't know, what I'm going through is current?
Oh,
and
no,
I am
I
struggling.
just noticed that too. She confirmed that she's not even diagnosed, bro. You just got on fucking date for doing the same fucking thing.
To understand it at all? Just understand it all? But no, take the handbook on how to emotionally abuse Deed and take pages out of my literal life for your book of reasons I'm a victim, Donnie. Sure, just fucking do that, why don't you? At least you got to process it all. At least you had people who gave a shit. People respected you. It's why they fucking threatened me if I ever hurt you. Even accidentally, mind you.
People respected you again because Donnie was seemingly significantly less fucking annoying than you. Okay, you're still both on the same level of like self-victim fucking Andy people. Okay, whatever. Dude, you're just mad Donnie's more likable.
And your trauma was taken seriously. Mine wasn't. It never was. My life is a fucking joke, and a mere excuse to paint me as a fucking monster, apparently. I remember with how bad people were treating my trauma. I legitimately gaslit myself into thinking, maybe I don't have PTSD and I'm just overreacting.
Yeah, I believe that. Yeah,
Donnie,
totally.
Asking if I gave people like him who have PTSD a bad name. That's how bad I was fucking treated. And you just...
Wait, I'm sorry, what?
Asking if I gave people like him who have PTSD a bad name.
You did not think that. You did having remorse? I don't believe it. I actually, unironically, I do not believe it. You are a fucking sociopath.
That's how bad I was fucking treated. And you just ate that shit up, didn't you, Donnie? Here I was having episodes and driving myself to think I wasn't traumatized at all. Meanwhile, you got coddled like a fucking baby over the tiniest triggers you had. It's why I'm thankful I got away from you all.
Dude, she's jealous. You are fucking jealous, bro.
None of you helped me. You worsened things for me. It was never your guys' responsibility, but for fuck's sakes, show some goddamn sympathy. But that's not
To me.
your self-centered minds.
Show sympathy to me and nobody else, just to be fucking clear.
It's this perpetual cycle of crash outs and victim mentality.
The way ambulance? Yeah, the way ambulance.
At least I can acknowledge my faults. At least I know I have control of
At least where have you ever acknowledged your faults in this video? I'm actually struggling. I like to think I try to be good faith. I don't know when or where she has ever actually admitted her fuck ups. She didn't even, at least Silver, acknowledge that he was wrong to let the whole George shit play out the way that it fucking did, knowing that it was bullshit. At least he did. Now, he did it limp-wristedly, haphazardly. He did not seem to feel any fucking guilt or remorse for it as well. But at least he was able to say it. She didn't even say it. She bragged about knowing he was a predator the whole fucking time and didn't even feel sorry for not having said anything about it. Dude.
And no one gets to speak on my traumatic experiences in life, no matter how much you attempted to do so. It was my experience.
You asked Musha
and
to.
mine alone.
You asked Musha to.
You'll never know the struggles I deal with on a day-to-day basis. You'll never insert your...
You're right, because you lie so much. I don't know what your day-to-day life would actually look like.
Decrepit hands into my mind.
It must be drinking Mountain Dew or like drinking Monster and getting fat and lazy and not working and letting your retarded husband be the fucking breadwinner of your fucking crack shack that you live in.
You're not me. I'm not you. Stay the fuck in your own messed up lane and leave me the fuck alone. Do you think I like this? Do you think I enjoy having trauma? No. No, I hate admitting that my parents didn't care that I was raped or molested. They didn't care that my grandfather said about me, a 4-year-old, that I'd get pregnant at 16 and accused me of having sex with my cousin who's 3 years...
What? No. No. You did not do that. You did not do that. You did not do that, dude. You did not do that. You did not say that.
Or molested. They didn't care that my grandfather said about me, a 4-year-old, that I'd get pregnant at 16 and...
Oh, okay. That the grandpa said that she would get pregnant? Wait.
Admitting that my parents didn't care that I was raped or molested. They didn't care that my grandfather said about me, a 4-year-old, that I'd get pregnant at 16 and accused me of having sex with my cousin who's...
Wait, because you had said... Wait, because you had said... Dude, because you had said earlier in this video that... I'm assuming it's your grandpa. You said someone walked in on you laying naked on top of your fucking cousin. Or you like that having happened. Like, of course that would be the accusation if someone walked in on you like that. What the fuck are you talking about? I don't know about the telling you that you would get pregnant at 16 years old when you were 4. I don't know about that. That sounds super out of context and you're probably lying. Bro, what? Yeah, I remember she said that, dude. I'm so glad I have like a fucking autistic memory about like specific details, dude. She had said that. She had said that someone had found her naked. Both of them were naked on top of each other or some shit. Like, of fucking course that's going to be the accusation. How do you think that looks? Bro, yeah, who homeowner could not get this info out of me, dude? Like
3 years older than me. I'm not proud of it. This doesn't bring me joy. Go fuck yourself. I hate you for making me have to talk about my life like this. It's not a badge of honor. It's the sick reality that some people don't get a childhood and are forced to grow up quicker than others. And when they actually become an adult, everyone expects to know what they're doing and know right from wrong despite never being fucking taught the right morals in the first place.
Oh, is that the fucking excuse? That's interesting.
And are forced to grow up quicker than others. And when they actually become an adult, everyone expects to know what they're doing and know right from wrong despite never being fucking taught the right morals in the first place.
That's the excuse. So that's the excuse for her acting like a fucking shithead to every single fucking person in every single fucking community that she's ever been a part of, and lying and manipulating people. That's the excuse. Is that she was forced to grow up fast and she didn't have the time to get morals, to find morals, and know right from wrong.
At least I know, after all these years, I can finally give myself closure. I can finally stand up to your
How's that closure? How's that closure going for you,
I
buddy?
have learned that it is damned if you do, damned if you don't. And if you want to attempt to ruin my life and lead me to near suicide, sorry, pal, but no matter how much you make me bleed, I ain't fucking going nowhere. For years.
Nobody makes you self-harm. Nobody makes you self-harm. Actually, nobody makes you do that. You do that for your own sexual pleasure because you have a blood fetish.
I didn't say shit, yet you decided to drag my name across the floor. People are gonna call it...
Dude, and that recontextualized it too, because she said she talked with a therapist. I mean, I suppose you could be off and on with a fucking therapist, but she had said that a therapist told her that it wasn't a sexual fetish and that it was a coping mechanism. Right? But also, that doesn't mean, just because something is a coping mechanism, that also doesn't mean that it can't be a fetish. It absolutely can be a fetish too. Those are not mutually exclusive. They can both be true.
Cringe that I'm monologuing like this, but hey, at least I'm healing my inner child by telling myself that I don't deserve this.
Healing my inner child.
I'm gonna fight back the way I fucking know how to. You know what's real cringe? A bunch of sickos who are so obsessed with a rando online and have such a deep-seated hatred they couldn't take advantage.
That's why I made the 20-hour video and said that I'm doing this because you, the audience, everyone needs to know. That we just need to know this. We need to know this information, yeah?
Of them anymore, that they had to twist stories and spread lies about them.
Wait, holy fuck, I think we're coming up on the point. I think, yes! Yeah, we're coming up on it, dude. We're coming up on it. Hold on, I need to close the door. Fuck. We're coming up on the bit. We're coming up on the bit. The bit is just around the corner, ladies and gentlemen.
It's the real fucking cringe.
Hey, you know what else is cringe? Altering the truth by swapping the names of people as a means to create false allegations to paint someone as an abuser.
That's right. See, as I was scripting this, I realized there was one particular claim Donnie made that didn't sound right. In fact, it sounded plausible, but not towards me, but rather another individual folks already hated. Let's rewind back to the haha funny dog show. Here's the thing. I do not recall ever having a conversation with Donnie about this anime. I was completely confused about what this anime was even about, that a buddy of mine had to be the one to explain it to me. And given that this is an anime that involves dog deaths, it finally hit me. This claim isn't about me. This is about Rachel. But Donnie twisted it and made it about me. He replaced Rachel with me. Ironic, given that Musha said that I'm Rachel 2.0. I wouldn't have given Donnie shit for enjoying this anime. It would be Rachel giving him shit. I'm not going to go into the details as to why, because that's her business, not mine to air out, but yeah, I will clarify. This is a theory, but I have a suspicion that this is the case, because again, I had absolutely no recollection of this. There were no messages in our DMs of this ever occurring, and again, with stuff that I know about Rachel, and I know Donnie had a fallout with Rachel, so it makes sense that this is about Rachel, not me. However, given that fact, I can't help but wonder, how many times has Donnie done this, either to me or to others, where he had a quote-unquote traumatic incident with someone, but he changed the people involved because it benefited him at the time to make
Show that. What?
How many times has Donnie done this, either to me or to others, where he had a quote-unquote traumatic incident with someone, but he changed the people involved because it benefited him at the time to make someone else look quote-unquote abusive, rather than the original person? Because people already hate Rachel. Giving people another reason to hate Rachel, there's no need for that. But giving people another reason to hate me, it makes you wonder, doesn't it? I am not the only person that Donnie has affected. I've already mentioned that Rin was compared to Donnie's abusers, such as Jorm and Vivian, but Rin was also compared to people such as Rachel, and even allegedly other rapists of Donnie's. Reminder, Rin is an SA survivor. But it didn't stop there. In part 2 of Rin's video detailing his experiences with the SEC, it turns out Donnie played a partial role in that. Not only is Donnie the creator of the 2 nicknames that Rin was given, which was Piss Baby, but also Mosquito. Mosquito, in my eyes, being much worse, as the way he describes why Rin is a mosquito is just so dehumanizing. Donnie even went as far as saying he wanted them to burn. This was when everyone was as far as saying he wanted them to burn.
See, I don't wish for her death. I wish to watch her. Yeah, I mean, it's fucking just, yeah, typical Cloud Palace unhinged fucking dipshittery.
Burn. This was when everyone was wishing death upon Rin. Oh, but it gets worse. Donnie implied that Rin almost caused him to commit suicide. He did.
Okay, dude.
Rin almost caused him.
Okay, just to be absolutely sure, who were the people who pushed you over the edge? Who? Soul Livy? Okay, just to be absolutely sure, who were the people? Who are the people? Oh, who are the people who he pushed over the edge? And Donnie raises his hand. Pushed over the edge? I don't, that's so vague. That's so vague.
To commit suicide. He did all of this over a misunderstanding.
Pushed over the edge can mean anything, like having a mental breakdown or, you know, whatever. I mean, Donnie is a fucking victim Andy fucking dipshit, so, you know, what the fuck ever. But I'm not reading that as, like, suicide.
Basically, Rin was given details about a situation.
Yeah, constantly. Dude, she did this at the beginning a whole bunch. Dude, she has a tendency to use, like, actual victims. She did this. She's using, like, actual victims to give her own shit more oomph. It's pathetic.
Between Donnie and Ephraim, and Rin mistook it as Donnie being abusive. Was it right? No. But that doesn't give Donnie the right to turn around and say all the things he did, such as, oh, I don't know, saying he has more respect for the man who attempted to murder him than he ever could for Rin. Donnie originally said this privately, but he went on to state this publicly. I know people are going to say, he apologized for it. Yeah, but he only apologized for the Twitter thread he made. What does that tell you if you actively know you have done horrific things, but you only apologize for the things that you were caught for? Well, to me, that tells me you're not actually sorry. You're only sorry that you got caught. Hey, where's my apology, Donnie? What about the apology to all the minors that—
I cannot wait for this fucking call to come up, man, because we're gonna hear her say this.
Actually sorry. You're only sorry that you got caught.
we're not hear her say this, but this is gonna be the thing. It's like, whoops, I'm sorry I got caught like making fucking bullshit allegations up for like no fucking reason other than like my petty personal fucking grievances.
Hey, where's my apology, Donnie? What about the apology to all the minors that you talked about rape and suicide around, huh? Where's the apologies for all the people that you affected during your time in Clubhouse?
I mean, yeah, that is unhinged.
There's actually a lot more that I know about regarding the heinous shit Donnie has said involving his and others' trauma, but it's not my place to talk about that. But this is what I will say. He has weaponized his own trauma, my trauma, other people's trauma, and he has gone as far as to say
is a lot of weaponized
that people
trauma,
just
actually.
don't understand his trauma, therefore are probably just jealous. I don't care.
You
what
are
Donnie says.
jealous. You
I don't
are
care if
jealous,
this is how he
though.
copes
That's a
or
funny
that
thing.
this is his trauma. He gets to say whatever. No, okay? I experienced a lot of sexual abuse as a child, and I would never tell someone, you're just jealous I got raped and you didn't. That is severely disrespectful to others, and especially myself. That is not okay to say. Trauma should not be viewed that way. I assure you, no one who has gone through extensive abuse would tell someone they're just jealous that they hadn't experienced it themselves. No mentally sane person would say that, at least. The way Donnie sees trauma in general is not okay. He needs serious help.
Can I come out about her?
Only if you feel comfortable doing so.
I find it ironic Musha, the person who brought these allegations to the public, is the one telling Donnie this, but here's the thing. Donnie didn't need to. Musha did it for him, but it is terrifying to know that if Donnie did come out about me, with little to no evidence to back up his claims, mind you, there still would have been a barrage of
That's
people
literally what
siding
she
with him.
thinks, yeah.
And for all I know, my career online, my reputation online, shattered. with just a
Career online. Dude, you had, like, your channel had, like, 100 subs. What career? What fucking career? Silver only had 1,000 subs, and he's been making fucking shit since 2016, bro. What the fuck are you talking about?
single post. No, you know what? That's what I hate about all of this. It is already hard enough for abuse victims to come forward. It is already hard enough for victims in general to talk about the trauma they had gone through.
Yeah, 'cause
And
of
Donnie
people
could have
like
absolutely
you.
come forward about this, and everyone would have just believed him. This thread is proof enough of that. Hell, Musha brought this shit to the public, and despite people telling us they saw the post and didn't believe it, there are people out there who did believe it, and quite possibly still do. Because there were people who liked Musha's thread. There were people who retweeted it even. People that weren't involved in the Cloud Palace. Donnie is the type of person that genuine victims are terrified of. People who victimize themselves, people who cry wolf and get away with it. Out of everyone, he should have fucking known better. I know people aren't gonna like what I'm about to say, but I don't care. I need people to understand how
Soulja Boy,
damaging
tell
this
'em.
is. After what Donnie went through
That's
with
you,
Vivian,
bitch.
he should fucking know better than to think it's okay for either himself or even Musha to do this shit.
I want to make clear that, unlike Donnie and the rest of the people in that damn thread, we aren't trying to downplay what Donnie has gone through in life. That is not our intention here. However, our intention here is to acknowledge that there is something genuinely wrong with Donnie. No sane person would do what he has done. No sane person would self-diagnose themselves and exaggerate mental disorders. No sane person would exaggerate or make outright lies to paint someone as an abuser. No sane person would take someone's trauma and make it about themselves. No sane person would do any of this. Donnie is clearly unwell. However, his actions are still his own. Do not excuse his behavior for being delusional, because that's what he wants. Donnie was completely aware of what he was doing. Donnie was aware that everything he was saying was a lie. There is no way.
You mean like how Deed just excused her shitty behaviors because she was forced to grow up fast and didn't have time to learn right from wrong?
That Donnie hallucinated all of this. Because as we have stated before, this thread went on for over a year, and Donnie has heard many others during his time in the Cloud Palace. We cannot let Donnie excuse his behavior anymore with his mental health. However, we need to acknowledge that there is something deeply wrong and unsettling about Donnie, and he needs to work on himself. That is why Deed and I genuinely believe Donnie needs to leave the internet. We are not saying this just because of everything that has happened to us. We're also saying this for Donnie's.
Okay. Get in the coffin. You both of you motherfuckers share the same, if not more guilt than fucking Donnie, as far as I know. Okay? Get in the coffin. That means you too, bitch.
Safety. Donnie's actions have caused mental and physical damage to people. He has mentally and physically affected my wife, and I refuse to let him get away with that. He needs to...
The wind blowing 2 degrees the wrong direction causes your wife discomfort. She can't be helped.
Step back, get offline, get actual, genuine help from more than just a so-called therapist of his, because it's clearly not helping him. If he doesn't seek genuine help, Donnie will never change. Donnie will never learn his lesson. This is a wake-up call to him, because if he doesn't start now, I don't know if he will ever change. And this is a wake-up call to everyone who babied him too. You need to stop. You need to stop excusing his behavior. You need to stop giving him excuse after excuse after excuse, because look at what he has done. It's time we acknowledge that Donnie is capable and has been thinking and speaking for himself.
I know there are going to be people saying Donnie didn't mean it, Donnie was delusional, Donnie was having a manic episode, but that is just not true. We need to stop letting Donnie and people in general get away with behavior merely due to their mental health. I am going to explain why I genuinely to stop letting Donnie and people in general get away with behavior merely due to their mental health.
How do you do it? How do you do it? I want to know.
I am going to explain why I genuinely believe Donnie maliciously did all of this. There is absolutely no way in hell this is a manic episode, because this thread went on for over a year. A manic episode does not last over a year. If Donnie genuinely had a manic episode, he
Did he call it a manic episode?
should have told everyone and apologized for all of the accusations he made against me. He did not. Not only that, he would have stopped Musha from bringing it to the public if it truly was a manic episode. He did not. One of the things that I noticed is with the best friend claim. Tippy was, in a sense, defending me. Tippy didn't realize it, but they were giving very good counterpoints, literally explaining reasonings as to maybe why I don't like the term best friend, and Donnie completely ignores Tippy. Instead, he goes on either painting the accusation worse to not give me any ounce of understanding, but he outright goes, no, she's wrong because my friendship is healthier, and just focuses on himself. He doesn't think for once that maybe I have trauma relating to the label best friend, when he actively does.
Well, clearly he does have a better best friend, because you accuse your best friend of, like, raping you.
No. Donnie does know how I feel about the label best friend. Donnie knows that he's exaggerating this claim, but he doesn't care. He is actively using my trauma.
Or I think it was the best friend. I don't, dude, she has like 40 different rapists, man. I can't keep up.
Against me to portray me as abusive, which personally, in my eyes, is abusive in of itself. It is a tactic that abusers use. Abusers will push and prod their victims until they snap, and when they have any form of mental breakdown, they will use that against them and go, see, look at you, you're crazy, you're the aggressive one. And what was Donnie doing? Labeling me as aggressive. What was Musha doing? Painting me.
You have done enough to earn that title on your own.
He is unstable. I also know Donnie intentionally said things to rile people up. How do I know this? The phone claim. Just look at how people reacted to the phone claim. Donnie randomly just brought up, oh yeah, she looks at Michael's phone, and people reacted. People got riled up and said, no, enough is enough.
You admitted that you do. You admitted, wait, the phone claim made up, you admitted that you did.
To the phone claim. The phone claim. Painting me as unstable. I also know Donnie intentionally said things to rile people up. How do I know this? The phone claim.
Oh, so he said something true about you to intentionally rile people up. Yeah, okay.
Just look at how people reacted to the phone claim. Donnie randomly just brought up, oh yeah, she looks at Michael's phone, and people reacted. People got riled up and said, no, enough is enough. Everyone went into literal panic mode when Donnie told them this. He knew what was going to happen, because people were already concerned enough as is for Michael's well-being, so saying this was the straw that broke the camel's back. And the kicker is that this wasn't even Donnie's claim. This was something that he heard from another individual who he can't even guarantee is even true in of itself. He was willing to say that, so that way, there was no ounce of deniability or any ounce of people understanding my side. He wanted to paint me as this unredeemable, abusive piece of shit. I mean, for fuck's sakes, have you listened to any of the claims that Donnie has made throughout this video? A lot of them just don't make sense, because some of them are just made up. The gatekeeping trauma claim was made up. The Kinning claim was made up. Me judging his friendship with Key, absolutely made up. And Donnie made no effort to confirm or to even double-check the claims that he was making. He just said it, and everyone believed him. Because why would Donnie lie? Hell, something we've been neglecting to say this whole time is Donnie was seen as the kindest person within the SCC that everyone's ever known. Donnie himself has even said this. So again, when Donnie is upset, it is automatically seen as justifiable.
Has he? He's the nicest person.
Donnie...
I have proof of what I had mentioned beforehand, and I can show if need be. I have a reputation of being one of the kind of... Okay, he did. One of the kindest. Okay. You're wrong, actually. He said he's one of the kindest, not the kindest, so you're wrong.
Himself has even said this. So again, when Donnie is upset, it is automatically seen as justifiable because he is never angry. But the real question is, why? Why did Donnie get away with so much? Why was I and many others who are trauma survivors ourselves treated like dirt, yet Donnie was practically infantilized by
because at least Donnie could occasionally put on a friendly face. That's the answer. You want the answer? That's the answer. Is Donnie was significantly more tolerable than you. That's why.
Community of people. Well, I know why. Because unlike Donnie, I'm not the perfect victim.
No! Yes! Dude, let's fucking go, dude. Let's go. Can I show? I feel like I can't show, like... I feel like I can't show, like... I don't know if I can show some of this shit. Fuck it. Not a blood fetish, though.
A perfect victim doesn't have crash chance, outbursts, or any form of physical trauma. That just makes you look unstable.
Dude, it's coming. It's dude, I feel like I know what's coming. Dude. It's so disgusting. It's so disgusting, bro. My God. Oh my God.
Perfect victim doesn't use narcotics or any other forms of substances. That just makes him look like an addict, not trustworthy. Perfect victim doesn't struggle with hypersexuality
or engages in taboo or risky sexual environments.
Wait, so she says a perfect victim doesn't struggle with Dude, I can't. A perfect victim doesn't struggle with hypersexuality. Wow, so you struggled with hypersexuality. That makes me so fucking interested in what those Avi DMs look like and how you responded.
That just makes you look like you deserve it.
Simulated back shots. Dude, this is the most retarded fucking video in the fucking world, bro. This is like the dumbest fucking video ever made. This is dude.
Myth to dismiss those who aren't.
Nobody needed to see that. Nobody needed to see that. Deed. She thought she was being an artist with this? Yeah. She thought this was like, they're gonna play this on TV to spread awareness about victims. The backless shots of 87.
It's flawless when, let's be real, nobody's fucking perfect. But a victim has to be in order to be believed. That just makes pretentious ones, or those with a victim complex, get away with it much easier. Meanwhile, genuine victims are left out in the dirt to rot, be forgotten about.
Dude. Epic.
Donnie has led his whole life being this poor, defenseless, precious being who can do no wrong, and is taken advantage of and manipulated time and time again, despite literally being in his mid-20s by now. And it leads to this form of power. A power that a victim never got, and when given to someone like a trauma survivor...
How old is Deed? She's Unk.
I'm sure they feel some form of control, but when given a form of control and power like that, it can lead to dark paths, such as getting away with immoral behavior, throwing morals out the window, and going as far as to maliciously commit crimes such as defamation. Now, unlike Musha, I ain't Donnie.
Defamation is not a crime. That's civil law. Civil, like, I mean, is it what is a crime? Okay, are civil laws crimes? Like, are they crimes? Like, do we call them crimes? No, civil. I mean, this is AI. No, civil laws are not crimes. They handle private disputes like contracts, family, or yeah. It's not against. It's not illegal. It's not against the law. Yeah, that's AI. Fucking not a lawyer, but like saying defamation is not illegal. It's not illegal, right? You could sue someone for it. It's not illegal.
Psychologist. I ain't diagnosing him with shit. I don't know what's wrong with Donnie. I don't know why he acts the way he does, but I do have a theory. If there's one thing Donnie can be diagnosed with, however, it's a victim mentality. Quoted from the sites webmd.com and verywellmind.com, they state,
why don't you read the definition of sociopath out?
The following. While a victim mentality is not a recognized diagnosable condition, it is a commonly accepted term and has some other alternate names such as victim syndrome and victim complex. People who constantly blame other people or situations for the events in their lives have a victim mentality.
Those with a victim mentality hold three...
Wait, what? Wait, who was the guy's hand on the banging skit? That's her husband. Did she tell the dude to bang me while educating people on Yes, that's her husband. The guy that's speaking right now.
In their lives have a victim mentality.
Hold on.
Those with a victim mentality...
That's her husband. She wants people to see her picture next to it.
Hold three beliefs. Bad things have happened in the past and will continue to happen to you. Others are to blame for your misfortune. There is no point in trying to make a change because it will not work.
Signs you may have a victimhood mindset include you blame others for the way your life is, you truly think life is against you, you have trouble coping with problems.
Wait, so hold on. So like she's gonna read out this definition and like not apply it to herself.
Three beliefs. Bad things have happened in the past and will continue to happen to you.
She's done that.
Others are to blame for your misfortune.
She's done that.
There is no point in trying to make a change because it will not work.
She has given herself excuses as to why she's still a shit person.
Signs you may have a victimhood mindset include you blame others for the way your life is.
Yeah, you did that.
You truly think life is against you.
You unironically said a school district was conspiring against you. Yeah.
Trouble coping with problems in your life and feel.
No shit. You're fucking fat and you drink Monster all day and you're making this fucking 20-hour wine fest. Yeah.
Powerless against them. You feel stuck in life and approach things with a negative attitude.
Yep. I've never seen Deed ever be positive about anything. Like well, to be fair, this is like the trauma video. So maybe she's been positive. Like, yes, I like, yes, Avi, please continue cutting yourself. That makes me fucking aroused. Haha. Maybe she was happy about that. Who knows?
You feel attacked when someone tries to offer helpful feedback.
Yes, you were given unironic good advice and you treated that as... I know that happened. I'm trying to remember specifically what it was, but I know that fucking happened because that stood out to me.
Feeling bad for yourself gives you relief or pleasure. You
What other reason were there to make this video, if not to stroke yourself off?
attract people who blame others and complain about their life, and it's difficult for you to examine yourself and make changes.
Oh my god. And this doesn't apply to you.
But why? Why?
No, yeah, this applies totally to Deed. Only to Deed, not Deed. Totally to Donnie, but not Deed.
Be a victim. No accountability. Being accountable for your life means you're in the driver's seat. You take responsibility. That can be scary to someone who has a victim mentality. You would have to admit life isn't just a result of the actions of others. Taking responsibility bursts a protective bubble of victimhood. Secondary.
Dude. Again, making excuses as to why you didn't say anything about George.
Secondary gain. Some people's problems continue because of the secondary benefits. Sympathy, attention, and access to medication or funds are common examples of secondary gain. Someone with a victim mentality might not even realize they're getting these benefits.
She complained about not being able to apply for disability. Like, come on, she did this. Oh my god, bro. How do you read this and like how does this happen? He's in on it. No, he's in on it. Deed is obviously self-aware. She's not gonna fucking point that out. She's obviously how do you read this out loud and think that like, wow, this is like what people say about me? Am I actually like this? How does that not cross your fucking mind? How do you not do some like self-reevaluation, dude? And more importantly, how does Silver read all this and think, wow, that sounds a lot like my wife? Dude, he's in on it.
And often feel truly distressed. Satisfies unconscious needs. People with a victim mentality, especially when it comes from past trauma, unconsciously seek validation and help from others. They play the poor me card consistently. This can generate sympathy and help from others. Avoid taking risks. Projecting blame on others is a key part of the victim mentality.
Yes!
It's a way to avoid being truly vulnerable and taking risks.
Yes, that's her!
Is a victim mindset permanent? While it's understandable that you might feel this way after a traumatic series of events, the truth is that there are always multiple factors involved in any bad situation. While you may not have been able to control what happened to you in the past, it's likely that you do have some degree of control over what happens to you going forward. Donnie needs a wake-up call. He refuses to take accountability for...
You need a wake-up call. And from what I heard from the clips that I heard from the call, it sounds like it just barely got through your thick fucking skull.
...his own actions. Rather, he'd blame everyone else than himself. He'd rather find a way out by claiming he was mentally unwell or manipulated/coerced into it. It needs to stop. He has legitimately hurt people mentally, and that mental pain was so bad, it led to physical pain.
Lol.
He cannot get out of this with just a, I didn't mean it attitude.
You can't keep
He needs to realize that life isn't always about trauma, but Donnie has made that his entire identity. And if he doesn't acknowledge the problem now...
Yeah? What about you?
He never will. Final thoughts.
Truthfully, this is one that I've been stumped on for a while. Donnie, I've known you for a long, long time, and truthfully, I've always thought you were better than this. I know you've been through a lot. I know a lot of people hurt you and they've hurt you bad. I suppose I expected you to not pass that on to other people, but I guess what Ellie said was true. Abused people can abuse. And that's really it, Donnie. You abused Deed, and you hurt me in the process. I don't know what's going on in your life right now, what you're dealing with versus what you believe you're dealing with. I don't even know if you'll...
That's so crazy. Every single fucking person except for Silver is just like abusive. That's so interesting.
...see this or even have the stomach to. So I will say this. Donnie...
Her parents, her grandfather, the school district, kids at her school, the entirety of the SEC, which to be honest, they're all fucking, most of them are evil fucking bastards. So, I mean, you know, touche. Fucking probably her landlord, I would imagine, because I would not imagine I would imagine a landlord is saying, you need to clean this shit up now or you're getting evicted. And she probably thinks he's a fucking devil and is like trying to rape her or something. All of her exes, every single one, dude, it just, the list goes on and on.
Somehow felt hurt by something that Deed did. This is what I believe. And instead of expressing that to Deed and talking to her, Donnie instead made the decision to make lies about Deed and paint her as a monster. I do not believe Donnie didn't know what
she
he was
is a
doing.
monster.
He is an adult. And I know he has...
You can only drink so much Monster before you become what you eat, you know?
enough of his faculties available to determine right from wrong. You were in control of yourself, Donnie, and you'll now know better to never speak to or about me or Deed again.
Yeah, and about to do an Aiden stream? That's fucking hilarious.
...your presence on the internet. Your treatment of Deed, alongside others you've heard that I have spoken to, have shown to me that you have difficulties maintaining your anger correctly.
Let me know when she starts it, because I do kind of want to watch her. I want to watch her stream. And you know, I didn't plan to like stream all the way up until I go to work.
Sayonara.
I don't know what I did to you, Donnie, but you had years to say something. When I blocked you, you never said
I'm
anything.
glad I stopped drinking Monster. I tried to dude, cutting soda out of my diet. Like I used to drink soda like every other day. That was so fucking bad. That was so bad. You get fat so fucking fast. It's not even funny. Like ever since I got rid of soda out of my fucking diet and I started eating only two meals a day, breakfast and dinner, my weight has been so fucking manageable. It's great.
Really surprised you didn't have the gall to approach Michael and say, your partner's abusive. Everyone believed you. They always believed you. So why didn't you say something? Why did it have to be behind both our backs? Did our friendship mean anything to you? Did the artwork that I made for you over the years meant nothing? Was it even a friendship?
I drew you a Sylveon, you motherfucker!
Or did you just see me as this tool to jot down notes for new trauma?
You ungrateful fuck!
I feel sick. Metaphorically, but partially physically, because I was vulnerable towards you. I opened up to you because I thought I could trust you. I thought out of everyone, you understood what I was going through, both in the past and present. But I guess not. It's pretty vile that you allowed people to talk shit about me behind my back when that's one of your deep-seated fears too. That's one of the things you shared with me, Donnie. You hated the idea of people talking behind your back, yet here you were doing the exact same thing to me.
Well, you kind of left and you blocked everybody, remember? You left and you blocked everybody, remember? Like Donnie can't really talk to you anymore because you left and blocked everybody, remember?
I shared to you my trauma, and in a way, you made me relive my childhood trauma.
Oh my god,
it wasn't just
bro!
Flashbacks. No, it felt like I was reliving the trauma that, to this day, still affects me. There's something really sick in the head about you, and I don't know what that is, but I hope you get offline and you figure your shit out, because you have created victims. You're a monster, Donnie. You've traumatized me. You've caused severe pain towards me. I have new triggers, I've had new nightmares, I've relapsed ever since I found out about this.
I wake up, I get triggered,
mental and
I eat
physical
breakfast,
distress.
I get triggered.
I am a victim of yours, and you need to face that reality.
Lol.
One way or another, you need to come face to face with the reality and the consequences of your own actions. You need to realize
Donnie has the ability to do something really fucking funny right now.
that you're not a victim in every single situation. You need to realize that not every person you meet is an abuser. That not every
You know, it won't forgive him for being a fucking complete shithead, but you know, at least it'd be funny.
incident you have with an individual is traumatic. Not everything is about trauma.
She has never... The only hardship she's experienced is getting out of bed because she weighs like fucking 500 pounds.
This trauma is not because I want to wear it like a badge of honor. I'm calling it trauma because I have shown signs of this being traumatic for me. This has deeply affected me, my partner, even those around us have been concerned about me because I know how deeply this has affected me. You cannot deny that, Donnie. You need to face the consequences. You need to face reality and accept accountability for the damaging actions.
You need to. You need to. Just admit it. Just admit it, Donnie. Gaslight, gaslight, gaslight.
I've caused to myself and others. There's a good chance Donnie might run away. He might never acknowledge the pain he has caused to myself and others. But regardless, the public knows, and however the public reacts, it is not my responsibility. I don't condone witch hunts, harassment, doxing, and threats made towards Donnie. But people have the right to be upset, confused, and demand answers. People have a right to speculate and look into Donnie's past and even past allegations towards others he's made.
In the immortal words of Chris Brown, Silver is all about her, and she all about her. True.
Despite that leading to possible victim blaming, which I obviously don't condone. Whatever happens afterwards will not be my responsibility, and I will not be apologizing for bringing this to the public and sharing the pain I've been feeling for the past several years. This is...
Wait, I'm sorry, what?
Condone. Whatever happens afterwards will not be my responsibility.
Whatever happens afterward is not my responsibility. Do you feel like that's her trying to like couch herself as like, well, in the off chance Donnie fucking kills himself because of this shit, you know? I said it's not my fault. Whatever happens is not my fault. Okay? Listen, I said it in the video, okay?
And I will not be apologizing for bringing this to the public and sharing the pain I've been feeling.
Well, I mean, you kind of retracted the whole thing. So, I mean, yeah, good luck. Yeah.
For the past several years. This is, at the end of the day, Donnie's doing for creating that thread in the first place. I know we didn't bring it up much, but the allegations did spread outside of that thread. Not just through Musha's public posts, but...
complete shitters on Twitter. Wow. Crazy.
Through word of mouth by others as well. And Donnie, I want to make this clear to you and everyone who engaged in that damn thread. Run off the internet for all I care, but don't even think that you can come back years later acting like nothing happened. I will keep an eye on you. I will make sure you never forget the pain you have caused me. And that goes for everyone else who engaged in that thread as well. I will not make them forget. I will never let them forget the pain they have caused me. Because I have to rebuild myself. I have to live with this reality and figure out how to process and move on from all this. I'm not going to pretend this never happened.
Dude, that fucking Cloud Palace thread is her personal 9/11, bro. That's crazy.
So neither should they. This will always live with me. Therefore, the guilt and shame should live with them.
As someone with a CP... Oh my god, I can't keep fucking doing that, dude. CPTSD, I got some words for it, dude. You need to stop playing like a victim 24/7 and quit trauma dumping because you keep triggering yourself. You're responsible for your trauma. See, here's the thing. I think she's become so addicted to the dopamine rush that she gets when she victimizes herself Like, I mean, like I said, I don't know if you were there. Like, she's a covert narcissist, like to a T. Like, that's how she gets satisfaction and gratification in her life is by self-victimizing herself and like constantly whining and complaining and like fucking not fixing her problems or getting over it or anything like that. Like,
I know you've been through pain, Donnie. I know you have legitimate trauma, and I will never downplay that. I will never act like you haven't been hurt or traumatized in the past, but this is going too far. You have gone too far, and I am tired. I am tired of you getting away with it. Your mental health be damned. For as much as I want you to take responsibility,
that's what
I
that
do hope you receive the help that you need to do better. However, I will never.
After this segment, I mean, how much even fucking more do we have left? We got 2 more segments, and we're coming close to the end of this segment. So after the end of this segment, I'll
but I do
raid into
genuinely
Yen or
hope you get
something.
help, whether that's staying offline forever or what have you. I just want you to accept reality, but I fear that you never will because you have lived this delusional world where you are a consistent victim who can do no wrong and who can never lie or be malicious, as you have lived that lie for over half a decade now. But only time will tell, I guess.
She sounds so culty, dude.
We all do. And I refuse to let you hurt me anymore. I refuse to let you weaponize or use my trauma against me. You should know better, but I'm starting to realize you don't see trauma the way I see it.
You know what she sounds like? She sounds like that religious bitch character from The Mist, the movie. Like, just fucking insufferable. God.
Part of me feels sorry for you.
Like, the most hateable character in a movie, like, ever.
Seek help and get off the internet. For your sake and others. Please.
Hasn't talked about Z since 2020. No, that's what I've been saying. All of this stuff, she said, leave me alone, leave me alone, leave me alone. Nobody has said anything about D since, like, 2023. Nobody has said fucking anything.
It's not to say, however, that Michael and I are saints in this either. We are human after all.
We're only human. Protects pedophile. Protects child predator. I'm only human after all. Dude, fuck off, bro.
That Michael and I are saints in this either. We are human after all. So, let's talk about ourselves from the past and work our way up to the present.
We're gonna save that for later. Our past mistakes. After all the fucking moral grandstanding and moral fagging, we're finally going to completely sugarcoat all the shit that we did and justify it. I guarantee it. Is Yen live? She's going live in like fucking 10 minutes? Fuck it.
That I could see a future picture of an older me. Would he be smiling and would he be happy? Would he say 1,000 words while looking right at me? Some go cold and some go cold. They sell the soul for a heart of gold. God only knows where the hell would I be if I had the old me sitting beside me.
So one thing that I think I should talk about is my own mistakes within the SEC. It's going to be impossible to avoid speaking about. I'm sure I've wronged plenty of people.
Talk about George. You better talk about George.
I don't feel this segment is going to be enough to repair any of the damage I've caused. However, I have been apologizing to people both publicly and privately, and I'm still willing to do so. Everyone deserves closure, and I'm not going to be the guy who keeps it from anyone. To start, I know at this point in the video, we've discussed my numerous mistakes towards Deed. It should go without saying, but...
Oh my fucking god. Oh my fucking god. Oh my fucking god. Nobody cares. 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 I want to dedicate the segment. I'm going to talk about my fuck-ups within the SEC community. Anyways, let me dedicate the first 15 minutes to my wife.
In the early years of our relationship, I was not good towards her, as shown throughout this video. I fucked up majorly in a lot of areas due to my...
How? Explain. Like, you lied to her? Like, you lied to her? Like, she used this as it's so arbitrary. She held people being friends with Avi behind her back, like, so high. She's be like, look, this is evil. It's like, your husband literally admitted to doing that, though.
My selfish desires in making everyone be friends, because, putting it bluntly, that was the deluded fairy tale I was living in. I also, at one point...
Dude, Silver is literally like the, can't we all be friends? It's like the fucking, like, peaceful BLM protesters with, like, the KKK fucking, like, Nazis, like, fucking tiki torturers and shit. Like,
believed Susie to release a predator, Doodletones, and had apologized to George for believing... That was the deluded fairy tale I was living in. I also, at one point, believed Susie to release a predator, Doodletones, and had apologized to George for believing he was a predator at one point. Obviously, this...
But you knew it was bullshit. No, this is not... You cannot be sorry. You cannot be... This is not you being sorry. You knew it was bullshit. You read the fucking doc, bro. And according to Leo, you got a preview of it. This is not you being sorry. You're fucking lying. You knew it was bullshit. That's the fucking problem.
turned out to never be the case. I have since apologized.
It turned out the screenshots literally show everything. You had to have known Susie was full of shit. There's no way, dude.
To all victims who I'm aware George had directly affected, those being Leo, Saf, and Autumn.
Your apologies mean fucking nothing. Again. Your apology should be, I'm sorry, I'm a coward, and I didn't speak up for you because I was afraid of losing my social standing within the Cloud Palace. That's what your fucking apology should be. Not, I got gaslit by Susie. Space Guru used the same fucking excuse, and he got ripped in half by Chuli and Lio during that Doodletones video. You do not get to, this is not an excuse. It's not an excuse. Never has been. You especially, I don't know much about Space Guru, but you especially don't fucking have an excuse. You were friends with Leo. You got a preview of the fucking doc. You knew it was bullshit. You turned your back on him. And every other one of other George's fucking victims. And you let Susie lie about them, and he was able to slink back into the fucking community unimpeded, and you could not give less of a fuck. That is the truth. OMG, I need to hear this call. Unfortunately, when they confronted Deed and Silver, it was specifically about Deed spreading rumors about Lyle's friend. They hadn't watched the video yet, right? Which, to be fair, again, normally I would be like, why didn't you watch the video? This might be the one and only, and it seems like it was the one and only opportunity you are to confront these people. It would help for you to watch the whole video. It's 20 fucking hours. Okay? You can't realistically expect someone to watch this whole fucking thing. Okay? Within that time span that they were given. If it was like an hour-long video, then I would say, yeah, you should have watched the video. But, yeah, no, unfortunately.
Deed was a George hater day one, and had knocked some sense into me pretty early on about George being a predator.
And that's why we stayed silent. Point out that you were silent. Point out you were silent about it.
Susie to have manipulated me. I was not aware of what...
Susie did not manipulate you because you had known that she was lying. You had to have known that she was lying. There was no way for you to know that she wasn't lying. She blatantly misrepresented Leo's document multiple fucking times. Susie, being a fucking idiot with no fucking perception, no fucking hindsight, included evidence that contradicts the narrative that she's putting in the fucking video. There was no convincing. There was no convincing. You were just a coward.
Fetishes really were at the time or how they worked, and I had no reason to believe that she was wrong or lying. However, I also believe I could have just known better.
Well, I suppose he believes that he could have known better. Not should have. Not should have. Just keep that in mind. Not should have. He could have. He could have.
Adult and the internet, as well as common sense, were all right there. There's also the matter of my own commentaries, which you all know I've disowned the majority of. I feel for a lot of these, I was mean-spirited and hurtful towards my targets, insulting their intelligence or their proposed lack of...
I love how we go from, like, I'm sorry to lying to my wife about being friends with someone who she had a consensual flirtatious relationship with. Oh yeah, I covered up for a pedophile and I made bad YouTube videos. Anyways, like I love how that's the order of things.
Talent. I have made apologies to a number of people I've covered, including Freezing Climber and Joni Rue, the latter of whom was a minor when I covered them. I'd like to point out that the SEC encouraged this behavior during my time in it.
Okay, but you were an adult and you consciously engaged. This is not the SEC, this is you. This is you. The SEC, I would say this, the SEC did not encourage this. Did not. It facilitated it. There's a difference. It facilitated it. It was simply a gathering point of people of the same dipshitted fucking mentality to come together. That's it. The SEC did not make you or convince you to do this. You did this of your own volition. You chose to do that. You decided to do that.
Around 2017 or so, many members in the SEC would push out content where they were angry, berate their targets, and imply physical assault. However,
so then you said, well, I suppose if a town full of people are lynching black people, if a town full of white people are lynching black people, I suppose I would just hold the rope. I suppose I would burn down black. If everybody else is a psychotic fucking racist, then I'm one of them. Then I am one of them, dude. What the fuck is this mentality? How do you think this excuses it? You are saying that they were openly doing this and you thought you would just join in? And somehow it's the SEC's fault?
However, I still chose my words and actions. I didn't need to follow the crowd, and yet I had. I have debated back and forth on whether I want
What the fuck was the whole point of being like, the SEC did this, the SEC did that. This was the SEC.
to stream myself reacting and going
Why did you just waste my time telling me that?
over my commentaries and explaining my problems with them in detail. I haven't fully decided on this yet, but if I do, the VOD will be saved on my channel and will be available to view in the foreseeable future. I failed my peers.
Why is that VOD of it? That I'm pretty sure that VOD is available. Why is that VOD available? Like there's VODs of him playing fucking Kingdom Hearts or some shit. Duel's deaf. So like this vid, yeah, like the Brit guy wanted to square up with Musha in this exact video, yeah.
My pals, and most importantly, I failed my wife.
Ugh.
These are things I cannot take back.
I failed my wife.
And that I potentially should not be forgiven for. I'm thankful that
Potentially should not be dude, this fucking guy, bro. What is it? The self-flatulence, Jesus Christ, man. Oh my God.
I'm still able to speak to the people I failed on friendly terms, and that my wife still chooses to be with me in spite of what I've said or done. I've been working on myself for years to be better and do better, and I'm lucky to have Deed help me with this. She's been my world and my conscience, and it's partially why I've spent this entire video defending her from the jackals that I once stood by.
Ever since unearthing this thread, and truthfully, ever since I distanced myself from these people, I have looked back at old conversations, at old moments, and I have questioned whether I truly was the problem. Whether I even deserved
I have questioned it, but thank God I came to the conclusion that I'm not.
Deserved what happened to me, because these people really hammered in how I was delusional and have gone as far as to say I was emotionally abusive simply due to me struggling with a mental disorder. I am thankfully surrounded by a much healthier support group. One that wouldn't bullshit me.
Where's the apology?
And I was told numerous times, you don't owe these people anything. You didn't do anything.
Okay, you're doing the same like victim routine. Wait, this is supposed to be the segment where you own up to fucking up on things.
And they're right. Don't get me wrong, I'm not a perfect person. I am far from even looking at myself in a positive light. But
okay, we're surely not going to be vague about it. We're going to point out to specific things, right?
What I hate is that these spirals, these questions I've been asking myself, why did they do this to me? Did I deserve it? Am I the problem? Those are the same questions I was asking myself when I came to terms with my childhood. They made me relive so much pain and...
Dude, this is like the third time. This is like the third time in this video you've gone on this tangent. Please.
I have to live with that. But that's the problem with all this, is that I was open and honest with many of these people. People that I had friendships with, to clarify. I was frankly quite open and honest that I had an abusive upbringing and went, hey, I know I have mental issues and was raised in an abusive home, but if I ever say or do anything hurtful, intentional or not, please let me know. And they never did. Because they hated that I was acknowledging this part of me. For one, many of these individuals are mental...
What? So she doesn't even know. She couldn't even fathom what she did to fuck up.
Unwell themselves. I think Donnie is proof enough of that as is, but they thrive in this environment of yes men who use mental health as an excuse and overall are an echo chamber for each other.
Oh my
I didn't want
God.
that. I wanted to process and come to terms with my childhood and figure out who I was as a person and learn how to move on in life with this revelations that I have trauma. It wasn't just my mental disorder, it was because I was trying to heal. I was trying to make an effort, and that
included... by the way. I want to hear this fucking excuse.
Speaking up, that included setting boundaries. Boundaries that they despised. Me setting boundaries had them turn around and call me harmful, call me abusive, call me an abusive partner. Tell me how that makes sense. Tell me how they expect me.
Because it makes sense because you admitted it. That's how it makes sense. Because you admitted it in this fucking video. That's how it makes sense.
Me to grow as a person if they turn around and say shit like that.
Like nobody said you needed to tell me. Like nobody told you that you need to tell me and say in this fucking video that the only times you were ever physically abusive to Silver was when you were having a BPD manic episode. And that apparently doesn't count.
That.
Which, by the way, is like a common abuser tactic, is to like be like, babe, that wasn't me. That's not me. It's not me, babe. I'm sorry. It's just not me. That's a common fucking abuser tactic, unironically.
As they downplayed and were completely insensitive towards my trauma and boundaries, they thrived off being mentally unstable and playing victimhood. And honestly, staying in an environment like that would have worsened my mental state. And instead of getting the proper help...
What are you apologizing for?
These people who claim to care about me would just...
Feel sorry for... Do you have empathy? Are you actually a fucking psychopath? Are you actually like American Psycho, dude?
Yell at me. Would just tell me to shut the fuck up, to get over it, and that I'm just fucking crazy. I don't know how anyone would expect someone in an environment like that to be emotionally mature, to act calm or civil when they are constantly degraded. They are constantly in a state of shock, in a state of...
It's the vagaries. It's the vagaries. Like, yeah, I might have been like a little bit immature here and there, you know, lied about people, lied about Avi being a sexual harasser to me. Might have stayed silent about predators, you know, like might have not have been mature Not gonna name specific things. Not gonna say specific things that I'm sorry for.
Of hyper-awareness and overall dread. Mental health is
Yeah, ponder taking notes. Don't acknowledge wrongdoings.
an explanation, but never an excuse for poor behavior. I was raised in a chaotic household. It was more common to fight and argue than to talk things out. There was no communicating. There was only
I'm glad you're doing this moral grandstanding. Feel sorry for something.
Yelling and fighting, and I will not deny that.
Stop giving excuses right now, what you're doing. I know you just said they're not excuses, but you are heavily couching your shitty behavior with I was abused and I was abused and I was raped and I was abused and I was abused. I was dogpiled, I was brigaded and I was abused. I was raped and abused. Like you've already established yourself. Yes, you are the raped. Okay, cool, great. What do you feel sorry for doing?
I was abrasive sometimes. I had to learn to control my own anger issues, so I know I'm not perfect. I struggle processing and regulating my emotions.
Okay, so when Donnie had said that you had blew up on him, that was likely, that's true. Those were just true. Even though you had said that Donnie had lied about it, and then showed to me and proved to me that those actually were true. And that you were blowing up on him a few times. There were a few instances where you did do that. And you did sit him down and lecture him like as if he was doing some moral great disservice or whatever.
There are times where I go feelings first, logic later. I didn't have many friendships growing up. Most of the friendships I had were
wow, calling me shocked.
Outright abusive or did not last long, so I struggled with maintaining relationships. I can get defensive sometimes. I have a loud voice even when I don't intend it. It may sound like I'm yelling at you simply due to me being raised in that kind of environment, and I'm sorry. I'm sorry to anyone who thought I was yelling at them. I'm sorry to anyone who ever heard my outbursts or mental breakdowns. It is something that I'm still learning to cope with. It is something that is a day-to-day process for me. Despite that, however, I won't deny that maybe I did make people uncomfortable at times with my spirals and outbursts.
Maybe I did. Maybe I did. You know, maybe I did. No concession. Zero concessions. No concessions. She leaves it up to a mystery. It's a little good old Scooby-Doo mystery.
And maybe people felt inclined to let me go off and vent as a means to be kind to a clearly mentally unwell person. And again,
this is a short segment, to be fair. So after the end of this segment,
that people had been coming forward claiming I've been emotionally abusive,
it's literally almost
it started
over.
to get to me. I started to feel shame and guilt for my past behavior, but no more. I forgive myself because even if people,
I'm glad you forgive yourself, you self-righteous fuck. I'm glad you forgive yourself, motherfucker. Unreal.
Hurt by things I allegedly did. No one spoke to me. No one reached out to me. They just decided to hurt me back and worse, going as far as making lies about me and even my romantic relationship that they have no involvement in. You want me to apologize for my wrongdoings? Maybe speak up, show the proof, and give me something to work with rather than going behind my back and labeling me as an abuser. It doesn't have to be a public spectacle.
They did though. There seemingly were instances where people tried to reach out to you and you fucking continued to self-victimize yourself and villainize them for trying to help you, not be a cunt.
Either. I would much prefer
working. Yeah, I'm about to raid.
Shit out privately. But again, no one told me jack and shit. I have been in the dark for years about this. And that's why, instead, I'm going to speak for myself, and I forgive myself. My past self.
Dude, it's so... God, you just sound so arrogant, bro. I forgive myself. It's not your place to forgive yourself for acting like a shitty person. Okay? Jesus Christ, man.
They were a very confused and vulnerable person. She didn't even understand the depths and complexity that is trauma. There was so much she didn't understand or even know about themselves.
So pretentious. Oh my God.
Wow. She was trying to learn what triggers and boundaries were, but people twisted it, claiming it to be something only an abuser would do.
was raped. Wow.
Please don't befriend this person. They caused harm to me. Please don't say those things in front of me. They upset me. All she wanted to do was find safe people. And I made the mistake of trusting people I shouldn't have. And I have to live with that. But I'm not going to live with the shame or guilt anymore. It's okay. I'm telling myself that it's okay.
Fuck, I forgot how to rage shit.
And I'm going to do better. And quite frankly, I have been doing better.
Oh,
I still feel anger, but I'm not as abrasive as I used to be back then. I did not have the patience for people. I would cut people out, but given what I went through with the SEC, I don't entirely blame myself on that front. I have severe trust issues, and while those trust issues still remain, I have been able to, for the past year or so, open up. My social circle has since grown, and I've been able to find people I can trust.
It's grown, so yes. Yeah? How big is it now, dude? Is it those people that you were fucking lying to and manipulating to get them to tag along with this dumb fucking crusade by misleading them? How are those friendships, dude?
While I was mentally unwell and may have done
what
some
game is this? Dead Cells.
Nothing, and I mean absolutely nothing, that has happened to me over the years is justified. None of these people know the ins and outs of my relationship with Michael. They don't know the dates we go on, they don't know the arguments we have. Nobody knows that, except the two of us. This idea of judging people's romantic relationships based on your own experience with said person, or when you don't even know what goes on behind closed doors, is reckless and wrong. You have every right to not like me, but you have no right to dictate my relationship with Michael, whether my trauma is valid or not, and to make defamation
I have no interest in dictating that. You deserve each other.
claims against me. End of.
So, where do we go on from here?
You shut the fuck up.